Hello and welcome. I'm your host, William Liu. This is the Hello and Welcome podcast presented by Betway. As people know, from time to time, usually about once a month, it depends on how much living we actually end up doing, we opt for the Banter Pod. And if this is the first time you're hearing the Banter Pod, first off, you're thinking, whoa, hold on. Does that timestamp really say 3 hours? You're saying, wait, hold on. Are they really not going to talk Raptors or the draft in depth a day before the draft? And that's correct, guys. The Banter Pod is meant to be a break from basketball. We know that too much of our lives is inundated with basketball in the first place. Yes, we will touch about it because we're all fans of basketball. We'll give you some behind-the-scenes look at our Bobby Webster event that took place earlier this month. But more than anything else, this is meant to be a hangout. We're meant to have a good time. Joining me, as always, co-host Alex Wong and co-host producer Jerome Chang. What's going on, guys?
Yo, what's good, man? We are going to talk about basketball to start, actually, because...
Wait, what?
I was just watching this footage of the OKC Thunder parade that's actually taking place right now.
Oh, wow, we're going up against the parade today.
In Oklahoma City. I'm not going to lie, it looks like a picnic on Toronto Island, man. Like, there's like 15 people there and stuff. Not to be like a Toronto elitist about our 2019 parade, but after seeing that one, it's really hard for any of these other parades to really match that vibe.
Yeah, there's been a lot of like comparing past champions. I think Colin Cowherd, for example, I think he listed the Raps as like, you know how there's been like 7 different champions over the last 7 years. He was like 2019 was like the 7th out of 7th he ranked, which I thoroughly disagree with. But it's time to rank championship parades because low key 2020 Lakers didn't even have a parade because it was COVID. 2011 Bucks, that was the one where the bus was driving 50 miles per hour. Like that thing was zooming through downtown Milwaukee. The Golden State one, I thought that was cool, but I don't really remember that many moments from it. The Denver one, I guess I remember Aaron Gordon going without a shirt. He kind of went J.R. Smith style and just like stopped wearing a shirt for the championship.
The Denver one, I guess, was the one where Michael Malone went viral, right? Because he was acting a little crazy.
Yeah. 2 years
Nikola
later,
Jokic, because the whole storyline was he wants to leave, he wants to go home, and then he has a lot of fun at the parade.
That's right.
Christian Brown goes like Ultimate Warrior, runs around. I just remember this because I was like covering a lot of it for No Dunks.
Okay, so Denver had a Denver. I would give Denver a memorable. Denver had a good one.
Yeah.
Boston last year, I mean, just I don't know, man. When duck boats are involved, it just doesn't hit for me.
Oh, did they do it on the boats?
Is that I did not watch a second of it.
I don't even know, to be honest. I tuned out. I was like, what are the Raptors gonna do with the 19th pick? I was focused on that topic.
You guys should, after you listen to this pod, of course, go check out the parade coverage because like the footage is really funny. Like it literally looks like just people lined up outside for like a ball don't stop run in Toronto. Like that's that's the volume of it. Yeah, but I think that's just.
The size of the city, maybe?
That's just OKC, right? Like they're rolling by and there's like families just outside, like on their backyard, like in their lawn, just like waving to them and stuff. So yeah, it's definitely not a vibe. Apparently, Aaron Wiggins gave a great speech, so check that out too. Yeah,
I saw that speech. He was like, "I'm the 55th pick. We won 24 games." Like,
it doesn't hit when you're Aaron Wiggins, man. I'm like, you're not Draymond Green. You're not Nikola Jokic.
No, I think the one thing with the Aaron Wiggins thing, I'm just like, or the OKC crying poor is just like. Wow, you had a brief lull between having all sorts of MVPs and All-Stars on your team.
Oh, this is a pretty good look.
You're like, you were bad for 3 years, cool, and now you're champions again. Like, I don't want to hear crying poverty, man. You know how much the Raptors had to suffer to get to 2019? I want to hear about that, man. Where's your LeBron toe moment? Where's your drafting Bargnani #1 overall? You know,
yeah, that was
Vince Carter quits on the franchise.
That was Poku. Yeah, that was Poku.
He's like, look, I had to play with this bum Poku. Like that's not struggle. You didn't really struggle. You weren't in the trenches, man.
I saw today too. The Thunder are trying to move up into the top 10 in the draft.
Yo,
I love how Sam Presti that never stops grinding. Yeah.
Do you think he's actually annoyed that he has to spend 4 hours of his day at the parade today versus preparing for the draft, considering the fact that the draft is tomorrow somehow?
I legit don't think he's like enjoying the championship. Like I think he's just straight up like moved on. and is like back to work. Like I actually think he is at that level. Just like
here's the footage, guys.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yo, this is the lineup. This is the lineup on Queens Quay to go to Toronto Island.
Guys.
Yeah.
I mean, like.
On a Wednesday, this is a lineup outside of what's that ice cream spot on Queen Street, man.
I think this because I'm assuming it leans into the back.
No, this is a lineup outside Brandy Melville on Queen Street on a Tuesday.
Boy.
Yeah.
What's that Turkish ice cream spot at Queen and John?
Oh
That's
yeah.
what this look like, man.
No, seriously, man.
Yo, come on. There's 25.
Oh, are you talking about Mazika?
Yeah, Mazika. Yeah.
Yo,
Yeah.
late night entertainment district.
Yeah,
I feel like there are people lining up for that ice cream all day.
I've seen lineups longer outside Wheat Sheaf, man.
Yo, this looks like when the Stussy store opens, man.
Oh, man.
Stussy.
No,
I think it's just a relative to the city thing, but no, I think everyone showed out, so good for them. Yeah, absolutely.
I think if Shea brought that chip back to Hamilton, I think
It'd
it would be
be
a bigger
bigger.
parade in Hamilton. I'm not even kidding.
Yeah, I could see that.
No, I think so. Because
But
someone in the
congrats
chat.
to OKC, I guess.
What's the
someone in
population of like?
Well, someone in the chat did mention that OKC is roughly the same size as Hamilton.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I guess, yeah. I mean, like, I don't know, man. Like, yeah,
Oklahoma
it's OKC.
City population 681,000.
That's legit less than Hamilton.
Right.
Yeah.
No, that's insane, man.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of
Count Ancaster.
goodness, speaking of showing out, thanks everyone for showing out to the Bobby Webster event that we had at Holt Renfrew. A few weeks ago. It was a wonderful event. Hope all of you have had a chance. If you haven't, make sure you hit our YouTube page, check out our podcast feed for the full-length interview.
Yep.
This is not a 7-minute Norman Powell scam. This is a
on,
full hour chat, really diving into it with Bobby. What'd you guys think coming out of the interview, just listening to the interview back and stuff?
You know me. Like I get so wrapped up in the interview itself that as soon as it's over, I'm like, what do we talk about? Because like in the moment, you're thinking about a million different things, right? Like I remember this like really. There's this interview that Marlon Brando did. Like back in like this. Back in the 70s.
Let's go, baby.
And he's like talking to like the late night host who's trying to just like just do a regular late night thing with him, and he kind of stops him and kind of like breaks the facade, like breaks the fourth wall, I guess, and he's like. We're not really having a conversation right now. You're thinking about a million things. You're thinking about, is the conversation dying? Do I need to make a joke? Is the crowd really getting out of it? Do I need to, ask a more, pointed question? If you're trying to listen to what I say so you can go look at a follow up. It's like there's just a lot of things that go on when you're live, and I think that especially in this case. It's in the middle of the store. It's with a lot of our friends in attendance. And then I think with Bobby too, I think that like even though we are cool, like clearly there's a level of comfort and like familiarity with us, which I think really came through in the interview. At the same time, you're like, this is the GM of the Raptors, and more than anything else, there's like if you could have him for 12 hours, I would talk ball with him for 12 straight hours.
Okay, I don't know if you could go 12 hours. With
No,
Bobby.
I will go 12. I will go full
put that-
banter pod. I'll go full banter with
I would say
Alex.
2 hours. I would say 2 hours.
Yeah.
That's you guys. That ain't me. Because like,
No.
I tapped out at dinner after 20 minutes.
yeah. So my point is just like
More of this is I don't
hard to
know.
remember
At a point,
what
I think
actually
you're holding him hostage if you're going to 12 hours.
I'm
Like,
happy to hold Bobby hostage, man.
You
Let's
are a
talk
fiend.
about every prospect.
You are,
No,
yeah.
So I think from that perspective, like that was kind of going on in the back of my mind. But as it happened, I don't know. I got really comfortable as soon as we hit the stage, and
Sure.
it became something where I used to remember like one of the first times I got to interview a player one-on-one was Utah. I think Utah was like probably one of the first 5 interviews I did one-on-one on camera. And I remember being like so like freaked out about it. I was like, man, like he's an NBA player. Like, how am I gonna do this? And then ultimately, I'm like, this is another Asian guy in front of me, man. Let's just try to relate to each other. And so when Bobby sat down, I'm like, man, this is basically Alex and Jerome. Like, let's chop it up as if it was that. And
I think we're cooler.
It was, yeah.
You guys don't buy your whole outfit at once from Jack Victor?
It was,
You look great. He looks so good. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
brother.
he bought it off the rack. The whole
didn't know.
mannequin.
I didn't know you were the one that was gonna get in trouble today. No, it was I think what you said was right. Like we did an event with Bobby a few years ago, and you know he was generous enough to make that time. But it did feel like with the Holt Renfrew setup, and I guess like you know we built a slightly better relationship now, like on the norm a little bit, like over these last couple of years since like it was just like a really comfortable environment. You know, like I just feel like the setup of the crowd, like just there and everything. Like I think he was super comfortable. And I think you could tell just like listening to the interview that like, you know, he was in. And like, I know we had sent him the questions before, which I think is a really good idea. Because like, you know, a lot of times like, you know, you want to press them for like specific stories about like Kyle or like Raptors history or like Kawhi. It's good to get, like, you know, give him time to think about those things. So he was able to give us some really good responses.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's first off, I know that from a fact-finding perspective, we didn't like pull the most information out of Bobby in terms of like what the Raps want to do this offseason and what they want to do with the draft. And I think maybe with the timing of it, because it was a week or and a half before the draft itself, I think a lot of people maybe wanted more of that. I think the only thing I would say is just like it's kind of a time and place thing, right? Because like we could talk about how this whole thing came about, but like we have a situation where it's not like a formal sit down. We'll just say that much. It's a live show in the middle of Holt Renfrew on a Saturday, right? And the idea is to sort of get to know the interview subject because Bobby's part of a Holt Renfrew campaign. Which, first off, I mean, I forgot to ask him when he started becoming a model because I think we would have gotten another Bobby cackle out of that. But there's that aspect. And then, like, as with all things official, like, you actually have to send questions ahead of time, which I don't know. I don't know. Like this, how does that sort of affect sort of how you interview? If you have to send questions ahead of time and see what gets approved and what doesn't.
I don't love it, but I feel like even when I've done interviews, I guess for stories and stuff, working with athletes, like it's a lot of vetting now, right? Like they just want to make sure they get the questions ahead, and most of it is like, it's not even about the questions that you send, because like most of the time you're gonna send the questions and it's gonna be fine. But I think you know people on the other side just want to make sure that if you do go off script and ask, you know, a question that wasn't in there, they can kind of go back and call you out on that. You know what I mean? Like, hey, you didn't include that in it. So, yeah.
Technically, we just straight up ditched the
no, I thought we followed the script pretty good. I mean,
well, no, you didn't. You just didn't go outside of the bounds of it. You just didn't use it as a script. But like they knew everything that they were getting.
Plus, like like to Jerome's point, like with most conversations, like it's not meant to be scripted anyways, right? Like you have your topics, you have your outline, but it's like you're having a conversation. You know what I mean? So, no, I thought, you know, I feel like we all talked about this too, but like I thought we were just like really happy about being able to do this, being able to execute this from like so many different aspects, like the interview, the production of it, and just the coordination of everything. Like it just felt like a good moment for Hello. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, is that time to get into the backstory of this?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I guess the first thing we can explain, and Will, you can dive into this. It's just like how this event came together.
Here, I'll step in and just kick off with, okay, so Bobby is part of the Your City, Your Style Spring On 3 campaign, On 3 in reference to the Bloor Holt Renfrew, where the third floor, I believe, is like the menswear department. So Bobby's a part of that with like a number of notable Toronto people. I think there's some athletes, some celebrities, some influencers. And this is where, Will, I think you and Alex are going to fill in the blanks. But for each of these personalities, they will have a live Holt Renfrew event. So, for example, RJ, I believe, was also part of the proceedings, and he did an event which we all got to attend, where he was interviewed by Raptors noted Paul Jones. So we knew that Bobby was having an event coming up, and it sounds like he asked for you guys.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm not even trying to, like, you know, brag or anything.
Oh,
like,
no, people know Banter Pod's 3 hours of self-glazing, man.
All right,
You're going to be dripped in honey by the end of this, bro.
No, I mean, I think the idea came to us that there was this opportunity to interview Bobby, and we're, like, immediately like, yes, absolutely, right? To be honest, I didn't actually even know what the interview was for, or, like, I didn't know it was part of a campaign. Until actually talking to Bobby directly about sort of the details of it, because I was like, I kind of knew some rough details, but I'm like, I actually don't know. So while we were in Atlanta, actually, this is when the Raps were they won the back-to-back games. Yeah, it was like January. It was like early January or mid-January the Raptors were in Atlanta. The three of us were on this trip. And it's a lot easier to catch people on the road than it is at home. At home, there's just like so much like to do, and like there's so many responsibilities for people, and so it's like a lot harder to run up on Bobby. Versus like in Atlanta, we're just chilling in the tunnel.
That's right. We did just go talk to him about it. Yeah.
Yeah, he was just like, "Yo, what's up? Like, what do you want to talk about?" So we talked work stuff in terms of like what the Raps wanted to do at the trade deadline, like and he's not giving me direct like answers, but I think we understand the general shape of like he confirmed basically that like this team was obviously trying to rebuild, so you're probably going to see some veterans move off the roster. I was joking at him that like the tank was dead after the 2 wins in Atlanta, which not so much of a joke, to be honest, because the tank kind of low-key died at the end of January anyway, despite the fact that they traded away some productive veterans. But part of the conversation was, so he finally explained that he's like, okay, this is what we want to do. And it's like it's an interview. And he's the GM, so you got to interview him. But like, I think there was like a real desire, I think, that for Bobby to sort of like showcase more of his personality. I think he could have chosen a lot of people to do this interview with them. Like, there's at least 10 people in the city that would easily say yes to something like this. But I think maybe the reason I would like to think that he chose us was like there's like a comfort and familiarity with us, and that we can sort of like banter back and forth. And that's ultimately the approach that we went into it with, you know what I mean? To showcase more of the personality, because you know how Bob is, man. Like when he goes to do the press conferences, like he doesn't really show that much of his like personality in the way that like Masai is so commanding in the press conferences. Like, Masai is like he's like a Bill Clinton when it comes to being a politician. Well, just the charisma.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
just the charisma. To be
gotta
clear,
be specific. Man.
Yeah,
maybe chill on the presidential comparisons.
Yeah, I think you just straight up. We don't need to go to presidential.
Okay.
Anything happening in the U.S. these days?
Yeah. Oh no.
Okay.
And I think Bobby, he gives you more of that like vice president kind of like style where like he's not in front of the camera as much. He's not sort of like leading so much with his like personality and his presence.
Calling him JD Vance.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
All right, back up point, guys.
So that's sort of where it was at, and then we had further conversations in different events. I don't want to share all the details, but some of it
no, of course not.
in a club, and
he was excited. He was excited.
Really excited.
He was excited to do the event, and I think originally it was planned for like a couple months ago, maybe right. It was like pretty much right after the season.
Yeah,
I think it was after the regular season.
After the season,
a couple weeks after the season, but he had his own personal plan, so we moved it to here. And it was good, man. I think that's the thing. Like, I think aside from wanting him to be comfortable, for us when we do these interviews, like we just want to bring people into our world instead of going into their world. You know what I'm saying? Like you mentioned with like the press conferences that they do and stuff. Like we have a certain rhythm, like flow with the way that we have conversations and stuff, and like we don't need to break that for anybody. You know what I mean? Like we can bring them into our space and like really have a fun conversation.
Yeah.
So that was my approach with this.
I mean, I think more than anything else. Like I don't know if do you still get nervous when you interview people and stuff? You've interviewed a lot of famous
with
people.
Bobby, no. Yeah.
You're regular too,
Yeah. No, but it's like
that's
like
good though. That's good. Ideally, everyone's
it's important.
regular
It's important to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You make the other person feel uncomfortable if you're treating them like.
It's not like I don't respect them, but we're both just 40-year-old Asians trying to make it happen in Toronto.
Right. That's right.
I appreciate you eating that joke, man.
No, I thought he was younger than us. That was like I was surprised.
No, I did think he was.
40
yeah, I thought he was.
I thought he was like a 38 kind of situation. Yeah.
Yeah, but Jerome, how was it from your perspective? I know you assembled a team, obviously helped with the production and everything.
Yeah, from my end, I think like with any of our stuff, especially with interviews and ones that we want to really add more production to, it was just a matter of understanding what we were going to do and like how we were going to put it together. So we did like a scout visit like months back, I think prior to the original scheduled time. So we knew what was going to happen there. And I think for me, it's usually the three of us. Like I think people might think, there's more people behind the scenes, but really it's just the three of us like putting these together. So, but we do have a lot of like really like great creative friends available, and any chance that we can get people involved and especially get people paid. I think we really want to do that. I think that's like a lot of the goals, like kind of long term for Hello and Welcomes, that we can build out and have more opportunity for people. So this was a good opportunity. We got our friend Jeremy on board.
AKA Mainlander, yeah, better BKA Mainlander, better known as Mainlander.
He actually is publicly
No,
known
we
as
can't,
Mainlander,
you know, as much as we want to, we can't just bring him back to being just Jeremy. Yeah.
We can't.
I've never actually brought him to being Mainlander personally.
His nickname has been too stamped that we have.
He's too famous, man. He's too famous for that alone. We did once on the Raptor show. We did have a genius segment about Alex where. Because you know how like Chinese fans like have their own nicknames for NBA players, so like they're not calling LeBron like King James or whatever. Actually, do people call King James anymore? But still, like you know what I mean. Like it's
Mike Breen does.
Yeah. Well, you know, but they have their own nicknames for him, and so there is this infamous segment where Alex got Jeremy to say the Chinese names for nicknames for these NBA players. Yeah. The most famous one being Nikola Jokic is Pork Belly.
Pork Belly, that's right.
Yeah, that's right. And Clint Capella was Pancake Mamba.
Because you got him to do a voice note, right? It was
yeah.
It
so
wasn't even just
we got his adorable. Well, I mean, the voice note was so we can get his adorable accent on the show, guys.
Yeah, but yes, Jeremy was a huge help at this.
Jeremy was a huge help. He brought an assistant along with him to help with one of the cameras, Jen. For photography, we got a photographer on site this time. Shout out Celeste.
Yeah. They're very good.
They were awesome. Yeah. So I think to that end, and then like for me, just to not have to try to manage like 3 cameras in photography was like super helpful.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just like a really fun time. It was just great. Like we like jumping ahead to actually the day of, like Jeremy and I were there from like 8:30 in the morning, setting everything up, figuring out our cameras.
The event was at 2:30, by the way. So
the event started at 2:30.
And Jeremy had attended the Kendrick SZA concert the night before.
That's right.
And was heading to Daniel Caesar right after the Bobby Webster.
He did. I do remember Jeremy texting me. It's like, how long is this event? I'm like, why? He's like, I have Daniel Caesar later.
Daniel Caesar salad.
Yo, why? Why?
No, it's just a pun I made up.
It's just a pun. Don't search that into any of your social accounts.
Anyway, but it was, and then like, I think a lot of it was just kind of working with you guys and figure out what we want to do with it and how we want to present it. I think it's a real huge shout out to Holt Renfrew for everything they put together. Like they did all the sets, they did the backgrounds. That step and repeat looked really cool. It was really cool to like actually bring everything into the edit afterward and take a look. I think it had a little bit of an actors on actors vibe, like you guys in just like a white setting, like really nice mid
super clean.
Yeah, because
super clean.
I need that set. They built a whole set for us, man. I wish we
should just bring that everywhere. We should just go to the third floor of every place that we can get to.
Yeah,
just record there.
No, the price of the brick is going up. Like we're not doing any more ground floor events. Like if it's not
okay,
if it's not an elevated view, we're not doing.
I don't know. Me with all my equipment, I don't mind. I'm main floor to be honest.
Anyway, so thanks for coming to courtside tomorrow. You guys have reserved all the seats, so we look.
There's not a third floor on. Yeah, we're just gonna be in someone's office if we're on the third floor.
We look forward to seeing you on the ground floor of courtside tomorrow.
Absolutely,
we booked out, man. We booked out.
Yeah. But yeah, no, the backdrop was really nice because it was I think Holt Renfrew logo. It was Bobby Webster's name was on it.
Yeah, might be his logo.
Yeah, might be his logo as well. Yeah. And then the hello and welcome, as people know, like even with the hat that I'm wearing, usually it's the color logo.
We had a monochrome.
Yeah, so I already hit up Maddie, so I got a monochrome trucker hat and a hoodie on the way for
No.
It's the HWHF collection, man. Holt Renfrew, hello. Yeah.
You know what?
I was gonna surprise you guys, but I got so excited I had to share that with you guys.
You should get a patch and have it stitch it on a Loewe workwear denim jacket.
Man. So backdrop was great. We're gonna get to the fits here, and then the cookies was by my friend Lindsay Gazel, who's made like other cookies around the city before. Because
nice.
when we posted the photo, I saw her reshare it because it was hers.
That's amazing.
And it was like like Bobby Webster, hello and welcome cookies. Like that's always a really nice touch. And then when we got there, like there was a little green room set up for us, right?
That's right.
So yeah, little green room in the back, and you know your usual like waters, and then there was this kale drink, which was like Bobby Webster.
It was
branded.
a green drink.
Yeah, it was a green juice.
It was hello
like
welcome
kale
and Bobby
based.
Webster.
Yeah, hello and welcome. So like I had Bobby flowing through my veins as we were doing the interview. But I was actually
to Bobby.
I was actually scared because I was scared that green drink was gonna make me have to run to the washroom. So like I was
you were afraid
really
to do a
debating.
Shaquille O'Neal on Inside the NBA moment.
Relax, man. You got flushed out the next week.
Yeah, no, I definitely. Yo, people get flown out, I get flushed out.
Oh man.
Yeah, so we go to the green room, and of course, like listeners know that we made a big deal out of our fits, like what our fits were gonna be beforehand, and you know Jerome pulled up, you know, in his own like the new Bape, what was it, Bape collab?
Babe. Oh yeah, it was
Kit Super collab.
Babe Kit Super, yeah,
with the Kyries on feet as well.
That's right, with the big laces.
The Antas, man.
Yeah. And then Will, of course, had requested the Loewe jacket.
That's right.
Which we did. We were able to pull out here as you're looking at the footage for people on the stream. This was like handing him like a Rockefeller chain, you know. I'm not gonna lie.
Did we show the tag? Because like
we did show the tag. We do.
Yeah.
I mean, people can find out on the site anyway. It's not hard to figure out how much it costs. Yeah.
Yo, how do people move like this? People just wear jackets that are 1850.
Well, that's a question I wanted to ask you. Is that, you know, I'm sure you've worn a similar jacket like this, like kind of a work jacket, jean jacket.
Yeah, okay.
But like similar. Let's say from like H&M or wherever the hell you shop.
You're a big jacket guy.
Yeah, H&M.
Did it feel different? Did it feel different though? Like, does it feel different when you're wearing a $2,000?
Look at that price tag. Well, let's pause that right there. 1850, man.
When you're wearing a $2,000 jacket, does it feel different? Like, did you feel like luxury?
I first off, it was just a really good jacket. Okay. You know, regardless of the price, I just like really liked the way
I love that big like blocking patch kind of pocket in the front.
Yeah, like a nice little. It's like a perfect touch out front.
It was clean. The fit was good. I think I went with a 42. I think that's like kind of what I usually wear like suits
Look at
with.
that check in the mirror.
You know what I mean?
When did I come back with the 4-2? I need to play games with you.
Wearing that 42 like Al Horford.
42. Happy birthday, Kevin Willis.
Is he? No, he's got to be 82 at this point. I'm just kidding. He's probably 52. No, but it does kind of feel a little strange. You know what I mean? Like, it does like mentally elevate a little bit.
Right here. If you could just look at Alex looking back like he's Russ looking at the MVP. Like,
Oh no!
I'm just noticing this right now. Should be. Wait, okay. Actually, since we're talking about jackets, let's reveal what happened with someone's Stone Island.
Yeah. So
you were supposed to wear the Stone Island.
So I had picked out this shiny silver Stone Island, like solar panel ass.
Damn near holographic.
Yeah, damn near holographic. And we had put in a request for the sizes, but unfortunately they didn't have my size at the Yorkville location. So then I was asked to pick a couple more items, and I actually went to the Loewe section, but that was really the only, like, you had taken the item. Like there wasn't
really?
There wasn't.
No, we could have dressed the same.
No, Bobby. Yo, I feel like somehow that would have killed the vibe of the whole thing. Like just two dudes. The thing is, Holt Renfrew didn't really know us too. They would have been like, "Yo, what is going on?" Anyway, so they didn't have that jacket. I picked a couple other Stone Island items out. They didn't have that as well. And of course, Jerome and Amol told me too. He's like, "Listen, like, you can why don't you just filter by like what's available at the store?" Right. But you know, typical me, I'm like, man, this is too much work. Like, I'll just wear my own outfit. So I just ended up just slapping on my own outfit. Yeah.
We started like making like a little bit of a push, and if you know Alex, it's just like the second you're like, hey, why don't you? No, it's just
you really got dug in, man.
Yeah.
You really
Alex is only a solutions-based person in that he will try one solution once.
Maybe I'm just an impatient person.
You become inflexible in your 40s, man. You want what you want. That's
I've been this way since I was 18, man.
Oh, okay.
I think it's just the way I was raised.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't. Honestly,
Alex just wants things to happen. I get that.
Listen, Like if anything goes wrong, I just call Jiffy. You know. Yeah.
You're the most only child person that has a sibling, man.
So Jiffy came in this morning to just like fix like a quick washroom thing because like my shower was like leaking a little bit.
Oh, so just turn the faucet off all the way.
So then the guy fixed it, and he's like, "Oh, you got to replace this part as well." He's like, "You know, you can just here. I'll give you." He's like, "I'll give you the part number. You can just go buy it.
Totally
Just
buying
put it
a new
yourself."
shower.
I told him, I'm like, no, I'll pay you extra. Come back, get the piece, come back another day, do it for me. Yeah.
Yo,
He's like,
generational wealth.
No, it's not even generational wealth. I'm just incapable of doing any like.
Wait, what was the piece that's missing, man?
No, like I have to replace like I don't even know how to describe it. Like one of the like it's on the shower head or whatever.
Yeah.
Like he's just like, yeah, you can just put it. I'm like, no, man, I'll pay you extra. Come here and just do it for me.
Yeah.
It's
Alex will bring you to an HK bistro with it.
No, it's not a shower. It's some other.
$30.
I pay. Someone said stop having 19 showers a day, maybe. Then you wouldn't have these issues.
Honestly, probably, man. Overuse.
No, I like to pay for convenience. Yeah.
Right.
I hear
Paying
that.
for convenience.
Yo, what's your water bill like, man?
No, because he has.
I'm good. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's a flat rate per month, so he just like milks that. It's like he's staying at a hotel. Alex will bring you to an HK bistro with his laptop and be like, "Fix it."
Yeah. So the jacket was not available, so
No.
I ended up wearing my own. You know, had a little blazer, a little vintage basketball tie.
Your fit more than anything else,
This is a great fit.
Well, Shousa, I think Will told me some of the YouTubers was it like a cross between a lesbian and a menswear influencer.
Yeah.
Yo, lesbians are some of the best dressers out there.
No, which I take as a compliment.
Yeah,
I was gonna say I feel like menswear influencers are taking their inspiration from lesbians.
Absolutely.
Also, if you're gonna YouTube comment, I need to see one fit.
Absolutely.
We gotta go fit for fit. Is all I'm saying.
Do you really want to challenge these people?
Is all I'm saying. We can go fit for fit.
You can go low for.
No, so like I mean, you know how I am when I like it's the Gucci loafers are always on. That's the go-to for like weddings and like nice events.
Right, no socks.
Yeah, I had bought this. Jacket from Lost and Found. Beams jacket, and a little chill, come de garçon.
Was I with you for that one? No.
Yeah, so we went, and you had gotten a discount on the shoes, and I was looking at that jacket, but I didn't get it. Yeah, so then I waited till it went on like final sale on the website.
Right.
And I had this cool like vintage like Nicole Miller like basketball like themed tie, which I already wore to Young's wedding, but you can reuse. Yeah.
Come on, man.
No, it's chill. Like just wanted to, people know how I look usually. Like wanted to at least elevate or try to elevate with Bobby in the building.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's a good point from JR. Shouts to JR first off. I appreciate you coming through too. But you did give a little, not like a Nardwuar specifically.
Yeah. Nardwuar was a comp.
Yeah.
But what did Bobby called me something too. I think he said I
you
look
like
a
a
late night
professor.
host or something, or a professor.
Yeah.
The nutty professor kind of.
Nardwuar is crazy, man. That the mouthfeel of that is insane.
Nardwuar is actually pretty sick.
Dude.
No, but I think it's good to disarm the person that you're interviewing and make them feel comfortable.
But I think the whole plan
that like we actually joked back and forth.
Yeah, no, the whole plan for the three of us was just we weren't gonna get outmogged.
Yes.
Here's Alex doing a little bit of modeling.
Oh yeah, how much are the Gucci loafers, man?
He's showing the tie.
I can't remember, man. That was off the first Sportsnet check. Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, but we got the same check. It wasn't that big. What are we talking about, man? No offense. It was fine. It was perfectly good.
Trying to outmog each other is crazy.
I'm like, what?
No, we just wanted to show up and not get outmogged, by Bobby. And
that was the whole goal.
I mean, we held our Jonathan Mogbo joke.
Yeah. We all held our own. The interview was great. I want to shout out, Phil Summers from Raptors PR. He was there that day. Made sure the event went great, and it was great just kind of catching up with him after. So just massive shout out to my guy.
We should have gotten him some gift cards for Chick-fil-A.
Oh yeah, he's a big Chick-fil-A guy, right? Do we know anything?
Big on the road Chick-fil-A guy. Yeah.
Okay. Do we know anything else about Phil? Like, what else can we gift him?
I mean, the thing I knew about Phil before even the Raptor stuff was he was a part of this like internal mostly MLSC NFL fantasy pool So it included a couple of the other, then at those times, PR people. So like it was organized by the Toronto FC PR person, Mike Massaro. And then I would always have to make, he'd give me like an Amazon gift card and I'd make his like draft video. But then I'd always hear the name Phil from it. And Phil actually, I think the crazy thing is, I think the most that Phil knows of my work is that draft video. I don't think he knows anything about what I did with the Raptors, what I do on this show, but he just knows like, yeah, Jerome makes really sick videos for our like 12-person draft.
Yeah, no, Phil, if you're watching, man, we
Phil's
love
a great
brother.
dude.
I think we need to get to know Phil. I think this is the big takeaway from this.
I don't
Okay,
You know
at
what,
Summer
Phil,
League,
that's my bad.
let's
That's my
let's each find one. Let's each learn
Fun
one
fact?
new thing about
Phil fun facts?
Yeah.
during Summer League. Like, I think that should be our goal.
something fun
Yeah.
about Phil for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that should be our
That's
goal.
my-
I think it can be understated that, and this is like just how much we love Phil, that when we found out he was coming to Holt Renfrew, we all like popped.
Oh
Oh,
my
yeah,
god.
he's-
Yeah, we were all
fan
really
favorite.
happy to hear
He's-
about
he's-
Phil.
he's-
We
he's
just
fan
love him
favorite.
so much. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, love Phil. I want a quick shout out to Amal, Nick, and the Nation Network
course,
Better
man.
Collective
That's
team
right.
too. Like that,
Yep.
they coordinated a lot of this stuff behind the scenes. Like obviously I know Jerome with Mainlander and the whole team did so much too.
Jaden on the audio. That audio
Yeah.
was clean.
But
yeah, I didn't have to
legit,
do
like
anything.
the DJ
yeah.
there was incredible.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, legit for Will and I, it was just like we just showed up. Like,
Did you
we
give
just
him
had to
music
show up.
direction?
No, he was playing a lot of 90s hip hop.
Yeah.
Like stuff like, Tripod Quest, De La Soul, like a lot of Mos Def, Talib Kweli. Just like right up my alley. It was perfect.
Right, yeah, I
wow.
thought you gave him a playlist.
No, it was I was like, man, is this Bobby's vibe? Because like
he
Bobby
was dropping
is the
like
exact same
instrumental.
age.
That's true. Yeah,
Yeah.
now we know that.
Yeah. Yeah, so it was a great event, and then afterwards we got to hang out.
Oh wait,
like-
you don't want to talk about who
Before we
else
get
we
to
saw
after-
before?
Oh shoot! Oh right, forgot.
You
yeah.
forgot, man.
Oh,
The
forgot about
biggest
the
surprise of the day
growth.
was that Kyle Lowry was just sitting
Yes.
around in
So,
Holt Renfrew.
so I do need to issue a correction, Will, because last week we had a complaint.
This is so wholesome.
Because
Yeah.
I believe you said you spotted Kyle. on
It was
the pod.
Elaine Kwan who
Yes,
spotted.
friend of the
Elaine-
program,
Elaine
Elaine
spotted-
Kwan
Yeah,
would
Kyle,
like
absolutely.
to be
Yeah.
properly accredited.
Look at that handshake.
Yeah. So Kyle
So
Lowry.
for those listening,
Yeah.
we are watching uncut footage of Bobby meeting Kyle and chumming it up also with Will.
Yeah, and Kyle just happened to be in the area, in the city. LeBron was in the city that day as well. I believe
He was
they were
apparently at
attending-
Kith.
Yeah,
They were attending Kendrick, but he was at Kith at the same time that we were at Holt.
Yeah, and I think they were like attending a friend's wedding that day.
It was,
So everybody-
it was a big wedding in town that weekend.
Yeah, it was a big
So
wedding
that's
in
what they're all
town.
there for.
And it was so funny because like we were getting ready for the event, and then a couple people like Elaine, JR, some other people were like, yeah, when we were coming up to the third floor, like Kyle was just like in front of us.
Dude,
just
Kyle was like
shopping.
one section away. Like it was like a 10-meter. He was like 10 meters away. He was just sitting by himself on a couch. Like nobody was bothering him. And so when Elaine told us that like Kyle's over there, I was like, I told Bobby, I'm like, hey, Kyle Lowry's in the store. He's like, wait, what? Kyle's in the store? So we just like we roll the footage again. We're literally just walking from where we did our set, like down the steps, and Kyle was right there. So
Yeah.
like,
Did
there
you get
go.
a chance to
The
chat
run
with,
up here is
say
so
what up
sweet.
to Kyle a little bit?
I did get a chance to say what up to Kyle. Obviously, we're not gonna play in this video any of the audio because we don't want to spoil the conversation. This wasn't the thing. The biggest thing was Kyle was like surprised that Bobby was doing a public speaking event.
Yeah.
He's like, "What do you mean you're talking up there?"
Yeah.
So yeah, that's Bobby's kind of explaining that to him. I said what up to Kyle. Kyle's cool. Like he gave me a how Zach Lowe has like the intro for Howard Beck. It's like what up Beck, because that's what Kobe said to Howard Beck back in the day. There was a moment where when Kyle was, I think, back in Toronto once or twice for the Heat. Post game, I saw him on the court and he said, "What up, Lou?" So
Whoa!
okay.
Have you ever revealed this publicly?
no, I mean I don't have to share every time I got it. I see an NBA.
Oh,
player,
okay.
What I mean?
Like,
That's my
happens way too
job.
often.
That's my
Like
job.
when you get caught on TV, like didn't Fred dap you up or
Oh,
something
me
on
and
TV?
Fred had a cool dap up. That was
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
I
No.
have to share that one, mostly for how clean the dap was. But
Dude, Kyle Lowry telling you what up, Lou is something that should
That
have
is
been
very cool.
publicized.
And
Yeah.
I thought it was just he like maybe saw, because like we're basically wearing name tags with our credential. But I looked down and I didn't even have my credential on in that moment.
I love that you checked that just to make sure if it was a personal recognition.
Did he just read my name tag? He's like,
I
"What
guess.
up, Nation Network?" That That would have been crazy.
Oh, he hit you when we're like this season when he was.
No,
around.
I think no. It was last season when he was still with the Heat.
Fair.
When he came, it was like post game. It was just on the court. But
love it.
Because I was like walking into the tunnel to like go to the media room, and he was walking out of the tunnel to go onto the court. So we had to pass each other. Like I wasn't trying to go out of my way to do this. So that was cool. So getting the dap up from Kyle is cool. I was trying to tell Kyle. Like, I'm not even kidding. I tried this 2 or 3 times to get him to crash, because that would be an amazing.
Yeah, I was gonna ask if you were if you pushed for that with them. Yeah.
No, absolutely. That was the first thing I said.
Or even just say what up at the start of the event and then bounce.
I was like, just come through, say hi, But he's like, no, this is Bobby's moment. I'm not gonna take away from it.
I can speak a little bit to the footage because I have heard the audio and everything. It's like a very funny thing where Kyle basically says, like, I do not do podcasts.
Oh, yeah. He's like, you're not going to hear me on no fucking podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm like, aren't you about to do the Amazon?
Yo, it's like, I've seen you in every one of Jared McCain's TikToks, man.
Yo, but I
love
those,
podcast.
I love
not a podcast.
I love those, man. Those are really good.
Man.
I actually really like their back and forth dynamic. But yeah, Kyle just was there. And then, of course, like him and Bobby went off to do their own little conversation, whatever. But that's kind of it. I tried talking Bobby into bringing Kyle back, for the Garrett Temple spot. Sorry, Garrett Temple, but if it's between you or the GROAT, I feel like the GROAT would be better at this.
There is a funny
Bobby
moment
didn't go for that, by the way.
because we didn't plan for Kyle to just be there. That we like in terms of capturing, we didn't know how we should act because this isn't a situation where you like. Because Kyle's not with the Raptors, he doesn't have he's just out in public. But we have like photography, we have Jeremy on camera. You did the right thing, Will. Where I think we were all really excited, and Will just like, yeah, Jeremy, maybe just turn away.
I'm like, yo, Jeremy, man. I literally moved.
He's like, hold it. Yeah, if you watch the whole video, you see like, all right, let them actually have their time. Like, yeah, absolutely.
No, because again, like he it's not like if he was part of the event, absolutely capture everything.
Totally.
But it's a serendipitous thing. But big shouts to Kyle, man. It's great to see Kyle, man.
Yeah, and it was
kind of cool that nobody was bothering Kyle in the store.
Yeah, because we did like Buzz got around that he was there, and it wasn't like people. I mean, good for us that no one left our show to just go see Kyle.
Well, I was gonna say all the people that would hunt down Kyle was actually seated and congregated in our section.
I did tell I forget the name, but the young gentleman who came with a friend of the show, Jordan Hales, who got the Grady Dick jersey.
Oh yeah,
he was someone I told about it because I thought it would just be really cool for them.
Yeah.
So I was like,
just to know that Kyle's here.
Yeah. For like a younger fan to get to see like one of the greatest Raptors in person, it was cool.
Yeah, and even after the interview, stuck around a little, and it was cool for just a lot of listeners to kind of interact with us. And we had good live chat. We had good live chat representation there as well.
Yes.
It was cool running into Top Shot Tesla.
Yeah.
My boy Tala was there. Mm-hmm. I'm sure there was other people too.
JR was there. JR.
Oh yeah. Well, I look at JR more as a
friend.
Real life friend, but I guess he is kind of a chat troll.
I look at him as a gooner, as an Arsenal fan. An Arsenal fan.
Liban Osman of the chat was there as well. Basically, everybody who ran up and was like, "Yo, I'm in the chat all the time." I was like, "Yo, are you Spam Dunk 87?" Like that was my go-to line.
Go-to name. It's a memorable name. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. No, but it was awesome. It was one of those events. Just a lot of familiar faces was there.
Yeah, and at least because you guys were on stage, so you were speaking to just the experience of being up there. I'm not sure how much you were able to just because you were so locked in with the interview.
Yeah.
The energy was great in the crowd. I think
we could feel it. We could feel it.
That's great to hear because I mean, lots of laughter. I think everyone the way you guys were so easy on stage. Really, I think kind of just filtered out to the crowd. Everyone just kind of felt they were hanging out there, and I think I wouldn't call it a shock, but kind of the pleasant surprise is Holt Renfrew knew they were doing an event with Bobby. They didn't really know anything about us. And shout out Michael, who I was hanging out with all day. Michael, who also had to ask Will back his jacket afterward.
Yeah, so
you can talk about it afterward. But all to say, it seemed like the Holt Renfrew crowd or the Holt Renfrew team was really enjoying it as well. It was really cool to hear because you really we wanted to do a good show first and foremost, but we have a lot of people that we're kind of delivering for, and so it's nice to hear from them
No, have us back. We'll do any.
Yeah.
We'll do
We'll
more
anything.
events,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
I think you guys love
third
Holt.
floor only. But I'm looking forward to doing more events.
I'm
with Holt
looking for
Renfrew.
the Holts.
Also, who knows? Maybe the next one. I heard
better.
some sources. It's gonna be maybe we can do something with Serge Ibaka over there. So.
Oh, yo, what happened to Serge Ibaka 45-day guarantee, man? Come on, what happened?
Yo, man, let me get 45.
Serge Ibaka
let me
will
get
get
45
us-
more on that, man. On that.
I think Serge
anytime
Ibaka
buyer
will
for
get
that.
us some fits. I think we can get some some fits through Serge
Hey, you
Ibaka.
want
Yeah.
30 minutes on the pod with Serge, or you want an hour at Holt Renfrew, bro?
Oh.
Yeah.
I want both. I want.
Yo.
No, but it is good because I just like I was just like proud of like us and the team
Yeah.
for doing this, because I think behind the scenes a lot of times when we're working on just a more independent production, you have to jump through some hoops to get access,
Sure.
access to players, access to
of
people
course,
around the
man.
league. And sometimes it's just like, man, like we just want the opportunity to do these things just to show people that don't know that like we're able to just put on a good interview, a good event,
Yeah,
and
for
to be
sure.
able to actually do it, like it just feels good. Yeah. Because
Mm-hmm.
I know all of us, like we know we can do it, but sometimes it's just about getting the opportunities. So I thought we really took advantage of this one. So
Yeah, absolutely. And like, I know we were joking about like self-glazing, but and you guys won't. I guess you actually would say this about yourself, but no, I'm really proud of you guys. Like, you guys did such an amazing job. I think, like Alex just said, and I wrote to you guys like this huge novel the day after. But
Yeah.
I think
so sweet, man.
I think
I still haven't read it yet, but
that's
I'll
cool.
scroll.
Okay.
I think there's just something that's really nice about kind of reaffirming or reminding me, and I think like generally like why I wanted to join you guys and like see like that whole vibe and space and how everything went out. You guys are really great at what you do.
Yeah,
Thanks,
no, I appreciate it. And I was like,
that's
I
nice.
had a good adrenaline rush. I was
Yeah.
I was
Oh, we were
outside the
high.
rest of the day, man. I was
It-
hitting
it
up
added
Little
social
Italy,
battery.
Little Italy Fest, whatever was happening.
Taste a little. You were tasting it. You were tasting that Italian.
I was if due west was still around, I was gonna due west, due east, due north, due south. I was ready, man. I was
Make us a 5.
I was at Toby's watching the
Oh,
fucking Stanley
man.
Cup Finals. Like,
Yo, watching
that-
the Stanley Cup
that
Finals
might
is
have-
crazy.
oh yeah. Whoops.
That didn't hit as much.
that was a cry for help. Yeah.
What else was happening that time?
Well, we went
Oh,
for dinner. We went for
We
dinner
went for dinner
after.
afterward.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah.
We weren't the only ones outside.
Yeah, so we went for dinner after. Of course, like when it's events like this, like there's bosses everywhere. Like we had Craig and Ivy from Patois. Make sure you go check up Isla upstairs. We had, of course, Elaine Kwan, Tony from Sunday's Coffee, Liban and JR from the chat. Was able to leech on to our popularity. The three
I'm
of
glad
us.
Liban had something to eat.
Yeah,
Oh,
and then so we
man.
went to this Thai restaurant.
Yeah.
I forgot the name, but it's on like Young and Wesley area.
Look at this nice
And of
photo,
course,
man.
when you go out to eat with chefs, like Craig was able to just order for the whole table.
Bro, he ordered everything on the menu. He ordered 2 of everything on the menu like it was
The,
Noah's
the
Ark,
restaurant
man.
was called Hai Hoi Thai.
Yes.
Yeah.
Forgive me
It's,
for the pronunciation.
it's
if
next
that's
to
off.
is it 666 boat noodles? No, 555. No, what number is it?
It's Young and Wellesley. It's Young
Yeah,
and
yeah, it's
Wellesley,
next to
yeah.
the boat noodle place. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like
yeah,
right
yeah.
there. Great food. Should definitely go check it out. And then
That's really
Bobby had gone to meet up with some people right after the event, and then came towards the end of our lunch to join us, lunch/dinner.
That was
yeah, we
2
got-
meals. That was 2 meals.
Yeah, we got to hang out with him a little bit too, and just kind of chat outside of the interview environment.
If you
and
thought,
that was
yeah,
cool.
if you thought the interview in
Yeah.
Holt was casual and laid back, like it was even more. So like it was just kicking it. It was
Yeah,
fun.
it was cool.
It was
Again,
super
like
fun.
I think more than anything else, like the weirdest part about doing this job is that like these people go from people that you see on TV, people that you see, I guess, digitally and like through a screen though, like through a giant level of separation, to like seeing them in real life. And I think that there has to be a part, especially me coming in as such a big fan, it's just like I need to sort of be able to turn off the fandom in a way and just like treat them like normal people. I'd never want to sort of alienate anybody by putting them on a pedestal. Like, and so that's the part that I've had to maybe learn over the course of my career. At this point though, it's like pretty normal. Like if I see them, like I'm never gonna try to fan out, for the most part. I mean, if I saw Yao Ming, I'd probably fan out. Yeah,
Oh
it's
yeah,
like-
I feel like you have to though.
You
if
have
see
to.
that's
Yao
my
Ming.
that's my duty as a Chinese person.
Probably,
in China.
you'd probably try to like climb on his shoulder.
I'd be like
or
Yao
something.
Ming, Yao Ming,
Wait,
Yao Ming, Yao
were
Ming.
we supposed to order some Yao Ming wine and like
Oh,
have
yeah,
Yao through our
right.
veins?
Yo,
Right,
yo,
right.
tonight
Well,
we're about to
you
open
might
the
be-
let the Yao Ming speak, man.
Yo, you might be going to San Francisco, right? So you might gotta pack us some Yao Ming wine back. I think it's
That's
only
right.
available in the U.S.
I mean,
So-
aren't we in Vegas? Okay, we can't
Yeah,
just get Yao Ming in
no,
Vegas.
just get in the Bay, man. Jerome and I have to leave room for other stuff.
Yeah, fair enough.
So
Well, though, to the point that you were saying, Will, the
Yeah.
other thing too that's like really nice, and
It
like
was
we're
cool
not
to
like
just chill though.
yeah, like I think what can happen, whether it's with like a Bobby or any player, or even like when we're just like kicking it with other people in the media space, is it's so easy to fall back and just like talk shop. And so it was really nice. I don't think there was a single conversation in that dinner that was like really about work.
Oh,
And-
there was
but you're-
only one.
Maybe one, yeah. So
And
then
the
like
one was me just begging him to draft Hanson Yang.
that's right.
For
that's right,
Chinese
that's
people
right,
everywhere.
That's right. But even then, yeah. So like, I think to that end, to be able to have any kind of rapport that doesn't rely on the crutch of just talking about work or talking about basketball, like I think that's really nice.
Yeah. No, for
Yeah,
sure,
and-
because he's a fully fledged human being. Like as much as he's about ball and everything, like you know what I mean. Like it can't just be only that. It can't just only be like the relationship exists to extract information from him. Like first off, like you're not going to get any information if that's sort of the situation you want to be in. And the other part is, you gotta have future interviews. I
Well,
did try to beg him for Hanson though. I'm not
Yes,
gonna lie.
yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know.
yeah.
I don't
You
think
push
I
him.
talked him into it. Let's just say that much.
Well,
It actually turned into a semi-serious like breakdown of Hanson and why you should or should not draft him, which was pretty funny.
Well, if you see the picture that we had, like I'm sitting at like the one end of the table, and then like basically
That's
like
right.
10 people
Just
away.
yelling
behind.
across,
So
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
yelling across the room like draft Hanson for me. For
Well,
Marco.
the craziest part is like Bobby wasn't even the most interesting person at that table because we through our friend Craig met Matt,
Right.
who
Oh, shout out
revealed
boy
to
Matt.
us,
Yeah.
who revealed to us that he used to work security for the Backstreet Boys.
Yeah,
That's
that was,
right.
that
And-
was wild.
Yeah, and it just so happens that when we're heading to Vegas for Summer League, Backstreet Boys are
We
opening up
might have a
their
little side quest.
Vegas tour at the Sphere.
Yeah.
And there was also chatter because Bobby was there as well because the Backstreet Boys are huge hoopers. Like there might be a Vegas run happening that will include the Backstreet Boys and Hello. So
Oh,
Yeah.
That would
is
be
this our new
huge.
goal? We're
Yeah,
trying to
yeah,
hoop with
that's-
Backstreet.
that would be huge. Yeah.
Yo,
so-
that's because I've actually once played against Arkells. This is as part of the
Oh,
Raptors
Max
Republic.
Kerman can hoop.
Yeah, this is part of
Yeah.
the Raptors Republic 3-on-3 tournament that
Yeah.
used to be hosted annually. We should bring that back, actually, RR, man. But
with all due respect, this is Backstreet Boys.
okay,
With all due respect.
No. Fair,
all
fair.
due
I'm
respect.
pretty
With
sure.
all due
Arkells-
respect.
I'm sure Arkells would say the same.
Yeah.
But this is back when I did not play basketball like every week. I mean, like I'm still not very good at basketball. I'm not, but like
You're pretty good. I think you've built up your game quite a bit.
They carved us up, and the funniest
Right.
thing was they had a social media manager there. I
that's
forgot.
funny.
I've seen her a couple times. I forgot her name. I'm sorry.
Oh,
about her
I
name.
think that might actually be their actual manager, not just social
Okay,
media.
yeah,
If
they're-
you're
they're-
thinking it's like Manager Ash.
Yeah. I think her. So like, she was filming and like put a couple like IG videos up on like. And my friends who aren't even basketball fans were like, "Will, why are you getting back cut by Max Kerman?" that was embarrassing, man. Our cows killed us though. They actually killed us in that tournament.
So
but
Matt-
Backstreet Boys will be pretty cool to hoop with.
Max and I live in the same neighborhood,
Yeah.
and I also know Max through common friends. Just like, there's a couple people. Like I can say this. The director of Open Gym, Greg Veerman,
Yeah.
is childhood friends with Max.
Oh,
so
sick. Hamilton Boys.
Hamilton Boys, exactly. And so we've like crossed paths here and there. Funny enough, I don't know if you ever saw they did a promo for the rally with Nick Nurse at OVO Training Grounds or
The
OVO
rally,
Center
huh?
for the rally.
They
which
did
it was
something
like-
with Nick Nurse? Wow.
They did. They did
I
this thing
didn't
with Nick
know.
Nurse where
Could've found
they, where they, it was like the idea was like Nick Nurse was giving them kind of like a coaching thing, and then they'd come together to do it. It was like the one
Sure,
right before
yeah.
the thing, but I shot that for them, which was
Oh,
really
that's
fun.
sick.
But anyway, all that to say, during the pandemic, I do remember it was still like I don't even know if a vaccine was out yet, so it was a lot of like social distancing. and we were shooting at the same park at opposite ends. And Max is like, "Do you want to play some 1-on-1?" And I was like, "Actually, I just want to like shoot by myself." But like in a friendly way, in a friendly way. He understood. It was like more about like COVID safety than anything else.
Oh,
That's all.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, with all that said, Backstreet Boys would be incredible. Yeah.
Okay, wait. So here,
what chance are you actually putting on this, man? What
you
percentage chance are you putting on this?
It's a non-zero. It's definitely a non-zero.
So us going to the Sphere to watch the show with potential hookup, I would say, is pretty high. Yeah,
that feels high.
I think that's in the bag. Like it's been
the only thing that gets in the way is Raptors Hornets.
Yeah, so we're waiting for the Summer League Raptors schedule to come out, but like the concert would start at 8, so the Raptors would have to play pretty late on like one of those days.
The Raptors are not getting a primetime slot.
And the Backstreet Boys are playing, I think, like three nights while we're there. So we have options. Like, we definitely have options.
Okay.
So that's happening. The ball run, I think, will depend because, like, Matt is in chats with Bobby about this because, but the only wrinkle, I guess, is like, I guess I might not be able to make it if it's in the win. Yeah.
We're working on that too.
Yo, there's way too many subplots happening for Summer League.
Go.
Dog, I'm legit gonna be that SpongeBob meme. I'm gonna be across at like the Cosmopolitan playing $200 blackjack because I'm gonna crash out.
Oh, you're crashing.
Oh, absolutely.
You're crashing.
I am crashing out. I'm playing three.
You have never.
Oh my God.
You have never regretted what happened or felt like real like lament about the idea about this band. I think in part because we knew it was gonna go away. But if this actually happens and you cannot go,
this would hurt.
This would hurt.
This would be really tough, but I would still be really happy for you guys and would be very, very excited to hear all the stories.
The dynamic for the rest of the trip will be very different.
You can zoom in like Tampa, man.
Yo,
like,
but
we would not be able to talk about it at all.
Dog, it's gonna be crazy if I am let back into the win because the content's gonna be crazy. Me walking through that door.
Oh yeah.
You guys waiting for me? I'll dap you guys up
and then get tackled. Okay, we actually need to clear your name, man. If Backstreet is on the line, we gotta clear the name. By the way, can I admit something to you guys in this moment of vulnerability?
You don't know Backstreet Boys?
I don't really know them that well, man.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Not even that well, actually. I really just don't know them like that.
It's okay. I think it's definitely an age gap thing.
Yeah.
And also like
how
funny.
big of a deal is this? Like, is this like hooping?
Backstreet Boys and Britney Spears were the biggest deals to me growing up, like from a pop star standpoint.
I think in this case for you specifically, Will, it would be like hooping with the Black Eyed Peas.
Oh!
I'm gonna say it's like with One Direction or something. Man.
But like, wait, but
I'm playing ones with Appleby.
Are you a big One Direction fan, Will?
No, not a big one.
Yeah.
But I mean, at least I know. At least I guess understand the scale of the significance.
Like Coldplay or a Coldplay level.
Okay, like when you were,
on,
let's just say, Will, when you were like 10 or 11, who were like the artists of your time?
Well, if you can think of, like, I was really
elementary school, primary school, yeah.
What was I listening to? Is this like hooping with G Unit?
A little bit.
Yeah, but I've
never put
Backstreet Boys and G Unit in the same. I've never thought about Brian Luttrell and Lloyd Banks as a
I think it would be like
Lloyd Banks, the big fundamental.
Maybe like hooping like with like Ja Rule and Ashanti.
Sure. No, like it's big.
Yeah,
like, this
Ja
is
Rule and Ashanti aren't bigger than G Unit.
No, but Backstreet Boys.
They are big.
Like,
That's what I'm saying. They're bigger than.
You're like you're hooping.
No.
Yes. You're hooping. Yes. You're hooping.
You're fat. You're giving like the 50 Cent bump too much.
You're hooping with the biggest boy band of that
era. By himself.
That's the thing. So like it would be hooping with like 50 and M, not G Unit.
Oh. Damn. Okay. Damn. All right.
No, regardless, like this would be huge.
You know when you were really excited and took that picture with Amir Johnson?
Yeah.
That's gonna be Alex with Kevin Richardson.
K-Rich.
Okay, well here's the question.
Not
so
Q-Rich, but K-Rich.
Alex, Alex, who are you going at if you're like on the run?
That's a good question. I'm going at Bobby actually.
Yes. Yo, relax.
Bobby's probably on our team.
Forget the Backstreet Boys. Yeah. I'm going after the Front Street Boy, bro.
The front office boy?
Yo, that's sick.
Oh, it was right there. The Bay Street Boys.
Yeah, there we go. No, I'm going at Bobby for sure. If I get a bucket on Bobby, it's over, man.
It's gonna be a putback.
And I'll be like, and you traded a first rounder for Thad Young. Yeah.
It's like you got Thad Young at home. It's a lefty hook.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah, no, I'm going with Bobby for sure.
I'm putting this likelihood at 5%. If it's, I feel like it's not it's not 0, which is already amazing. But I don't know, man.
I think it's in play. Because I think they've used that practice court to just have people
Here's
come
what
from
I'll
around.
say.
Is this the biggest thing that would have ever happened to us if we hooped with Backstreet Boys?
Are you kidding me? Yes.
Be up
there. Okay.
It would.
Damn, they were like this,
It
huh?
would be insane.
It's kind
Is
of
this like hooping with the cast of Friends?
like Backstreet Boys were huge,
yes,
man.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think that's actually a pretty good comp.
Oh man. Yo, Phoebe, come see me in the
Yeah.
post.
Oh my god. Yeah. No. This. So those
Terrence
are.
Ross Geller.
So those.
Oh, man.
Those are the subplots in play for Vegas. Yeah. So
Wow.
this
The
is where
Courtney
we're
Lee
heading.
Cox All Stars.
Oh my god.
Ooh, and new Bill Simmons segment just dropped. That's amazing.
But yeah, that's our setup for Summer League.
Okay, that's our
And
subplot.
Fingers
and that's
crossed.
and that's our recap of the Bobby Webster event. Really appreciate again everyone coming
Absolutely.
out. And
Low key, the new goal is I still want to go to karaoke with Bob.
yeah. we can
Okay.
do that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I think we can make that happen.
yeah. That's.
I actually want to ask
pretty
the Backstreet
doable.
Boys what their karaoke songs are.
Yeah.
Like, do you
Yo,
just sing your own stuff?
Okay.
The biggest upset would be if we did a longer interview. Somehow, like, got to do a quick sit down with them and like did a longer interview than we did with Norm. Yeah, I think that should be.
I
our
mean,
goal.
it makes sense. There's 5 of them. There's just a lot of time to talk.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
That would
like,
be-
who are you?
yeah.
Are you Kevin Richardson?
Although I saw the email, you tried to ask for a Norm interview with sketches, and they're like, "Yeah, you can have 2 minutes."
2 to 3. We're not.
Yo, we're gonna have to teach
We're
you how to
just-
finesse interview.
We're
minutes.
just hooping that day.
That's why I need a producer, bro.
Oh, brother.
What do you think a producer does, man?
All right. Anyways, so next topic here. I think this was brought up. Speaking of Bill Simmons, he used to have a great segment with Jacoby called Half Baked Ideas, where they would just
yeah.
simply come up with. I guess how would you describe it? Just like kind of like out of nowhere ideas that they think would work in real life.
Half Baked Ideas was very much what the title says. Is
Yes.
if you get high and you sit around,
Yes.
and you're just shooting the shit, and you have like
Yeah.
a really strange epiphany.
Just stupid ideas.
The moment that you sober up and you revisit that epiphany,
Yes.
it's usually a genius idea or a hilariously dumb idea.
Yes. So way back in the first edition of Stephen LeBron Radio, which featured Deezus from Deezus and Mero, which featured Mina Kimes, which
Who
featured
else,
Zach
man?
Lowe.
Who else?
Was
man?
able to get Zach Lowe to come to my little one bedroom apartment in New York, to
Where'd
do
you
a
live
little
again?
interview.
Brooklyn?
I was in Hell's Kitchen at the time when he
Hell's
came through.
Kitchen.
Yeah,
Come on,
was
man.
was
we got
trying
a
to-
young Vito Corleone over
Was
here.
just trying to. That was Matt Murdock, Daredevil out here, yo. Trying to fight Kingpin.
This guy was shooting Don Fanucci, man.
I got Bullseye after me. Was able to get him to come with while I had like 8 mouse traps in my kitchen because there was like 2 mice.
Okay, it's Hell's Kitchen. It's fine.
yeah, it was definitely Hell's Kitchen. But the pod. I used to do a lot of pods with my friend John, and John.
Yes, of course, man.
That was my house. That was my house.
That was your house,
Yeah,
man.
Bill and house.
Yeah. And then you became my house.
Yeah. I became your Rusilla. The housing market got crazy. I've been renting on Lou Island for 8 years.
Let's be real, bro. You love golf. You
I
love talking about eating.
love to eat.
You love gambling.
I love the Wizards.
You got more house qualities than Bill qualities.
I'm
man.
actually a mix of house and cousin Sal, man. Like I'm actually both.
Yeah.
But yeah, we would rip off that idea because I've been ripping off Bill Simmons for like 2 decades.
For decades. That's amazing. Okay.
Yeah, from the 6-pack back in the day, we would take half-baked ideas and we would call them $5 ideas. Which in itself is so stupid.
What does that even mean?
So I was able to rescue all the audio files recently from the OG Stephen LeBron Radio.
Oh.
And, I'm a busy guy, so
Yo, send those to me, man.
I had John.
Give me a WeTransfer. transfer.
I had John go through and listen to them. Our episodes, our $5 idea segments.
Oh, you made him listen to it, bro? What?
Yeah.
You could have made me listen to
No,
it,
man.
man.
He's
Yo, that's
currently.
back when I was a
yeah.
fan, man.
No, so I picked the best 5 ideas out of these ones. So you have to. So I'm gonna pitch them to you right now. You let me know if these
reports
are
are saying
hitting.
House also recently got a colonoscopy.
I'm dying, man. Yo, Honestly, I feel like we could get House for the pod. So me and House would be a good pod.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I shouldn't even be there for that, man.
Yeah.
I shouldn't even be there for that.
Me and House would be a good pod. So I'm gonna pitch you 5 of these ideas. Now, mind you, I came up with these in like 2010. So I don't know. Yeah. So here we go.
That's fine, man. Let's go.
First idea. This is called hologram dogs. So.
Yo, this is perfect. This actually you've hit the idea so well. But keep going.
So for me, this idea came up because you know how like pet lovers, like whether it's dogs, cats, you spend so many years with them, and it's always it's so traumatic emotionally when you have to say goodbye to them.
Right, like your hamster. Like,
the
Mr.
untitled
Hamster.
Mr. Hammy Ham. Yo, thinking of you, man. So. This was the idea to basically come up with a hologram digital version where you can upload all your dog's memories, like, you know, how they like interact with you and all this stuff. So when your dog passes away, you can purchase a digital version of the dog and be with them forever. Now, mind you, this is before like Black Mirror came out, because like I feel like Black Mirror has done this since.
Yeah.
But again, I came up with this idea in like 2008 to 2010. Right. So hologram dogs, an afterlife pet, so then you can have your pet. Yeah.
This is like her, but it's just with your pet.
Once again, I'm not gonna lie, I might have been ahead of the curve on this one.
Her first of all, I love her. Her is a great movie.
Yeah.
Joaquin Phoenix. But that came out 2013.
Yeah. No, I was ahead of the curve on this one.
This is her, but for your family pet.
Yeah.
Okay, so how would this work? So it's a hologram, like, but you can't. So you can't, like, I guess. Okay, it's a hologram.
Yeah, it would exist.
What does it do?
It would exist as a hologram, but like when you're sitting on the couch, like, you know, your hologram dog would be right there next to you.
Okay, but here's the issue.
Yeah.
If you invite your friends over and you have a real life dog, you'd be like, "Yo, this is my dog." You know what I mean?
Right,
you know what I mean?
right.
But if you invite your friend over and you turn on your hologram dog. They're gonna leave and not be your friend anymore.
No, but I think this hologram dog is more to be consumed in a one-on-one setting.
Oh,
so
okay.
You just,
all right.
Yeah. What do you think about this, Jerome?
Oh my god.
I think it's missing a lot of what people love about having a dog in terms of like the actual physical element.
Oh, right. Sorry. I was definitely coming at it from just a pure replacement perspective.
Just like staring.
Wins above replace. Barks above replace.
Like, this isn't, I want to hear Tupac do "I Ain't Mad at You." Like, out of nowhere.
A hologram's not enough? Come on, man.
I don't know. I mean, the only pet owner on this pod is Will. Not to put you in that headspace about any of your cats, but would you
I
replace?
think about the mortality of my cats for sure.
Sure.
Yeah, like
and to that end,
now.
like, what would be your move? Would it be to replace the cat, or would you go for something that like shares its likeness in a hologram? It makes more sense for cats, I would say. Because
why not both? Why not have a new cat and the hologram?
What if you have the new cat study the hologram so that it tries to download some of their traits? Like,
it's just starting to cost way more than $5.
How often you know what? There's something here. There's something here. Maybe
it's half baked right now. Yeah.
Maybe
it's half baked.
Yeah.
I think there's something in it. I don't know.
Reinventing Neo.
No, but this is
here's a scenario where I think it might be nice.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
The dog, like the hologram dog, waiting for you when you come home, like one of those like
right.
situations.
Right.
Like
you open the door,
you're like,
am I seeing a ghost?
Right. Well, yeah, you'd have to be. Yeah. Don't surprise your partner with it.
Oh
no.
That's traumatic, man.
No, but this is like a evil entrepreneurial idea to exploit the emotional attachment of people.
I think it's like this specific. Yeah, because I think the physical part, like needing to have something like that. This is literally the plot of her. But like to have a hologram dog like at the end of your bed makes sense. Like the visuals make sense.
Plus, with the hologram dog, like the hologram's not gonna die. So once you acquire the hologram, you no longer have to think about mortality. Like it's an elevated like photo.
Terrifying.
Yeah,
is what it is.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think it makes sense. Like I don't think it works as a replacement pet. But it does.
So
does it make noise? Like, is there an audio element?
Yes. It'll like bark and like meow whatever like you want it to. Yeah, and it'll have the same mannerisms that you miss.
Here's the catch.
A ghost
it's
pet
not
actually
the
does sound not terrible.
It's me doing the
it's Alex doing it. It's just Alex doing all the sounds.
Meow.
You download the updated patch and just like meow.
Coco's like, when's your therapist back? Honestly, I'm approaching my limit, man. I might have to call in a backup therapist.
Reminds me of those weird AI girl/boy
Yeah.
friends.
No, once again, guys, you gotta remember, I came up with these like almost 20 years ago. This was ahead of the curve.
This is 2010.
Ahead of the curve.
You know what? I would invest $5 in this. Like,
Okay.
I will give you $5 for this.
Okay.
But I'm not expecting that $5 back. Basically.
Okay. Yeah. Let's do this as a Shark Tank segment. So you're investing $5 for 100% equity. Yeah.
I will buy this idea for $5.
Okay. Yeah. You got a deal.
Ghost pets.
Nice.
Okay. Next up here, switching up a little bit.
Sure.
Edible glue. So like. No. Come on. You got to hear the explanation.
Yeah, here. Yeah,
I guess. Yes.
So you know how
this
it's
is
like
great for schools.
this is dangerous for kids. Like kids sometimes play with glue and they'll like eat the glue and stuff. So why don't we?
Man, what would you know?
Why don't we instead produce a line of edible glue that works as glue? And if the kids want to eat it too, it's fine.
It's a terrible idea. It makes no sense. Because
Continue.
because if it's edible, then it may encourage actually eating the glue. But then you're like, it's still glue.
No. But we would come up with a scientific formula where it works as glue, but it could also be edible.
No, I get that,
Yeah.
but it works as glue. So imagine putting glue in your mouth. You're just gluing the inside.
No, but
of
it
your
would
mouth.
taste different. Like we would come up
I'm
with a
talking
way.
about-
But is
like,
it dissolvable? Because it's gonna
That's what I'm
stick
saying.
your
Your-
jaw's
like,
gonna
your
be
tongue
stuck,
is gonna be
man.
stuck.
No,
inside
it would
your mouth.
dissolve. It would dissolve. Yeah, we would come up with a new scientific formula. Yeah,
I think this exists, man.
I don't think you know how science
Isn't there
works.
food glue? There's like,
I agree.
isn't there like food glue and stuff?
I don't know. Once again, I might have been ahead of the curve. I'm not sure. Yeah, came up with this in 2008. Yeah, so
Someone said look up the history of flour plus water. Literally, that was glue.
okay, so we're not getting any investments in this.
So you're
Can I
basically
ask a
saying
question
like a honey
about
kind
the-
of thing, like because honey is like very sticky. Like
Sure,
you could technically
sure.
make projects with just honey instead of glue.
right.
Yeah.
Okay, so there are alternatives on the market. So this is
So you're
not
saying like
really
stronger honey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
more
Okay.
just honey.
Okay. So this one.
Can I ask a question about this?
Sure. Yeah.
When thinking of edible glue, how much edible was involved in the thinking of it?
My guy was slow.
my
and
guy
sticky,
was
man.
my guy was greening out.
Yeah. Shame on
Okay.
you.
This one was a pure dud. We're gonna move on.
That's a pure nut. I'm
Okay,
not giving
we're
you
done.
$5
Yeah,
no,
for
we're gonna
this,
move on.
man.
We're gonna
Makes
move
no
on.
sense.
Yo, someone
Okay.
said I used rice for glue back in the day. Back in what,
What?
day?
What day?
What era
This
are
guy,
you
was,
from,
this guy
man?
was born when Genghis Khan was around.
This guy from the
Back in the day,
mid-nineties.
that day must have been a dynasty. Yeah.
Yo, this
Was
man
the-
lived before Christ.
Was it
You
the
thinking the
Shang
Great Wall was
Dynasty,
made
bro?
out of rice?
He's like,
When
he's
were
like,
you using rice as glue, man? Cap.
Man.
Yo, the stream just be saying anything. I swear.
he's like, I'm from BC. I'm like the West Coast. They're like, no, before Christ.
Yo, no way, man. When were you using rice for glue, man? Come on, man.
Yo, oh my god.
Shouts to ML though, man.
all right.
Contributor.
All right, I think I'm gonna rebound with this next one here.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
New board game on the way. Okay, board
Okay.
games are still popular. You know,
Yes.
we
Yeah, of
got
course. Board
game
snakes and latte. You know, we out here.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Settlers of Catan, is that still popping?
Yeah,
Like people playing that.
Yeah, people
Yeah.
still,
You
people
know,
still settling.
Victor Wembanyama is a big chess guy, right?
Yeah.
So new game, reverse chess.
Okay.
You start at checkmate and you have to work your way back. So you have to turn your queens back into pawns, and you have to work your way back into just the overall starting position. Now, this can become, there's great franchising opportunities because there's other games where you can play in reverse.
Yeah.
But chess as a starting point, reverse chess.
I'm sorry.
So
Sorry, keep going. This is a great idea.
no. That's my whole pitch.
Yeah.
That's my whole pitch.
So
Yeah.
how does this? Okay, so
So
I'm
we
in.
start
I'm
the
in.
pieces.
I have some ideas for
Yeah,
you, though.
yeah.
Go ahead.
The pieces start at the end of the game. Like there's a checkmate situation.
but what situation? Because you can have like a. There's
I
literally
know, but
infinite
we'll
situations where
randomly
you
sort
checkmate it.
them. We'll like the board will be randomly sorted electronically. So then you have a checkmate situation, and now you have to make backwards moves to get everything like.
great question here.
Have you ever played chess? What the hell is this, man?
So like the rook has to move backwards.
This might be dumber than edible glue.
God damn it!
Wait, but here I'm gonna support you on this, even though I don't think it doesn't make sense. I'm gonna offer you some marketing advice.
Okay.
I think your spokesperson is Sam Presti because he loves a rebuild.
Ooh. I like that. Yeah. Okay, reverse chess.
But hold on, Alex. Can you know how to play chess, right? Like,
yes. I mean, my nephew. The last time I played, my nephew beat me in 3 moves, and I retired.
Okay, again, you know how to play chess.
He was 6 years old at the time.
This is what you look like right now, bro. This is what reverse chess is gonna look like. Okay, this is an infamous. This is an infamous IG caption from Meek Mill that says, "Play the game like a king." And I believe the pawn is at d5, and the king somehow is one-on-one with this pawn in the center of the field.
Oh my god! All right. This one didn't hit as well. I wish John was here to defend me on these.
Okay, so I think the one thing is there obviously are different variations of chess. I think that there's again, I'm not like super deep into the chess community, so like I understand like standard chess. But I think there's like different forms of chess where like the pieces don't necessarily start in the same alignment, so you have to play a different kind of board state. Like people have definitely over the years toyed with like a million different variations of chess, so like you're not too far off with this.
Okay.
If anything, it almost reminds me of like those sometimes you'll get those like back in the day, I guess in a newspaper, you'll see like a chess scenario, and it's like 2 moves from now, you can checkmate them. What would you do in this situation? And so it's kind of like a brain puzzle to sort of like, I guess, understand the board state and see that. But I just don't see how getting back to your original position, because chess is not just about getting across and making your pawns into queens.
Listen, I've moved on.
Okay,
I have a second idea.
I think you're describing checkers.
I have a second addendum to this.
Maybe reverse checkers could work.
Reverse crossword. So you get the crossword is completed, but you have to come up with the clues. Yeah. I believe that's called Jeopardy.
I believe that's
Why
called
would
a
anyone wanna
job.
do this?
That's just making it. That just means describing a thing.
Is there
reverse crossword?
There's nothing there.
It's like reverse Sudoku.
I was gonna say, is there a reverse Sudoku that's called? Yo, someone said that's called reading.
Yeah, this is what you sound like. Reverse twister. Everyone stands up against their
that's
balance.
Genius, man.
No, it's not.
That's genius. Yeah.
Oh my god.
What did you take before this episode?
Honestly, these ideas were probably came up with them sober, which is really sad.
No, that's great. Okay, but there might be a chess equivalent that could.
Okay, so far, hologram dogs might be an investment.
Hologram dogs, you have my 5.
Oh, you got a 5 for me for reverse chess just cause.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay, I like that. Next up. I don't even want to pitch these anymore.
How much edible glue has Alex had today?
Diet water. Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, this was at the time.
Is the brand called Redundancy?
Basically, it's just water rebranded as a premium lifestyle product because everybody wants.
Now.
But that's what I'm saying.
But back in the okay, go.
Keep going.
Yeah, no, that's it. Yeah.
Oh, never mind.
Like people want Coke, people want Diet Coke.
Yeah.
Like, why don't people want Coke Zero? Why don't we give them Water Zero?
I think for when you came up with it, it was smart because that's what we have now, like smart water. All these
again,
things. So,
like these were these. I came up with these in 2008. Yeah,
our $5 would be a bill now. So
honestly,
thank you.
this will actually be a good investment because we have convinced people to not just buy bottled water en masse, which is horrible for the environment, but also that people have like actually paid premiums for water.
Are they horrible?
Yo, what are you doing? Why? You're in your house.
I only drink bottled waters, man.
Yo. No, but this actually, I actually think this is a great idea. I think
if you went back to 2008, you would have invested in this.
You sell this in like glass bottles, some sort of way to like market
premium product. It's only available at Holt Renfrew 3rd floor.
You get like a celebrity endorsement, like this is like the Backstreet Water or what? Actually, that sounds horrible.
Backstreet Water sounds insane.
Not the backwash water.
Okay, maybe not Backstreet.
Yeah.
G water, G unit water.
Well, didn't Sydney Sweeney, isn't she selling like her shower water or something as part of her bath water?
That's different. That's
Yeah,
different.
so I feel like that's within range of this. Yeah.
Way different.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, again,
Yeah.
context being that you thought of it back then, really
Yes.
good idea. You would have gotten $5 from each of us, and we
I'd easily give you $5 for
we
this.
would
It's a
be
great
funding
idea.
other podcasts by now.
But
Yeah, this
reverse
is
chess, no. We could
You're
have.
gonna have to explain a little bit deeper in terms of how the reverse chess works.
We could open a shop called Lattes and Snakes. Like it's all backwards. Yeah.
I'm
All
starting
right.
to realize I'm starting to realize like $5 ideas are just putting two words together.
Yeah, it's honestly just Scrabble. Like, what do you?
All right. Last idea.
You know those magnet words that you throw against the wall? Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Last-
but
last
reverse
idea.
magnet words.
Ooh!
You throw the
Or
it's like, no, reverse Scrabble actually could work.
Or reverse NBA playoffs. You start at the finals.
Mm.
I don't know how that works.
The finals are OKC versus Memphis again. You're like, what?
Okay, final idea.
Okay, sick.
Do it all jeans. So it's a pair of jeans
Yeah.
where you can adjust the fit on the waist and you can adjust the color of the jeans with the tap of your zipper. So again, we'd have to
Wait,
tap in.
Oh, so it's like a multicolored jean.
Yeah, we'd have to tap into some pseudoscience here.
Yeah, okay,
But
okay.
but it's a do it all like you. So you only
Do you
need
think
to own.
adding pseudo made it more scientific?
So you only need one pair of jeans ever. But this pair of jeans would cost $5,000 because you would
Okay.
never buy another pair of jeans.
I just
again.
want to be clear that
Yeah.
this
Okay.
clearly came from Alex thinking I only want to own one pair of pants.
No, it came from. It's been 15 years and I still can't find a good pair of jeans.
Okay, this is a great point from Michael Austin. You're gonna have
Yeah.
to choose a different button placement other than the zipper, because you're gonna have to use the zipper all the time. Like
No,
by the
but
time you put the pants on, it's a
Yo,
different color.
imagine Alex the Caravana catching a wine and
Alex just every color of the rainbow.
pew, 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 pew.
No, so there is a button available that this can turn into a pair of black jeans, blue, whatever color you want.
Yeah.
And also as your waist, expands or as you're changing
Okay.
in your weight,
Sure.
just automatically adjust. So it's a
Okay.
one gene for like all mankind. But I do believe the price point for this would have to be $5,000 because you'll never buy another
Sure.
pair of pants again.
Okay, I actually when you started saying, like you only like basically an adjustable pair of jeans, I'm like, that's brilliant. I actually love this because like I thought you were gonna say like you know how you have like pants that you can like zip on and zip off, like like tearaways or like
Sure.
what are the cutoffs, like you can what I mean, like the ones you can like zip like the bottom portion of the calf portion, right? I thought you were gonna say that, but for jeans, because I'm like, this actually it's kind of cool because there are sometimes you want to wear skinny jeans. There are sometimes you want to wear fat jeans.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I thought it was just like you could customize that.
You
portion.
don't call them fat jeans.
The fat jeans. What do
Just
you mean?
baggy jeans is fine.
Okay.
This guy's body shaming denim, man.
No, I'm not body. Okay. Denim
This
doesn't-
guy's denim shaming,
Okay,
man.
big jeans, fine. Big
Denim
jeans.
brown over
okay,
here, man.
big bone jeans.
Oh
but
my
like
God.
adjustable like jeans in
Yes.
that sort of like.
Oh,
more
okay.
and
So
not
where
color
did you
based.
I lost you at pseudoscience or?
I just don't see the need for that many colors of jeans. I feel like black.
Okay, so
white,
you-
I do
yellow,
like the
you know,
idea.
You're thinking more
that's it.
fit. You're thinking more of
Silver,
the fit.
maybe?
Like the fit should be adjusted, and that's it.
I think you might be able to like have a fabric like kind of similar to like the self-lacing technology of like a Nike shoe.
Yeah,
Right,
Like that,
yeah.
Sure,
like
sure.
you can go anywhere between like a regular fit to a baggy fit and go
Yes.
back and forth. That'd be
Yes.
kind of cool.
Like there's just like, and this is easy to do because you just have different like buttons that you can like loop it onto. So like if you
I
want to
do-
wear a pair of like 38s one day, you can. But if you want to make them smaller and make them 36s, you can do that.
Right. Yeah. No, I think okay. So there is an idea there. It just needs to be adjusted a little
Yeah.
bit.
Also, Shasta Josh who says the glue is already non-toxic. By the way. Honestly, someone did think about this. So
Okay.
Yeah,
I think someone did make.
I
$5
wasn't
back
the
on this.
first one to save kids from eating glue, is what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah. But
It just sounds like you were shamed for eating glue.
But I think adjustable jeans is kind of nice. I
Yeah.
do like this.
Okay,
Like you buy a pack
okay.
of jeans and then you can like change the bottoms if you want to.
Here, okay,
I
so
like that.
the one thing, I guess like it has to be on the thing, because like you know how so many things now are you can Bluetooth connect it to your phone and then like adjust it that way.
Okay.
I'm gonna say you don't want it for this because it would be really funny if someone hacked your pants.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. And then they're able to make adjustments to you.
Yeah.
As it's like, yo, imagine you get a message from your friend. It's like, yo, my pants got hacked. It's so skinny now.
Oh.
You're just out. You're just out, and suddenly your jeans are squeezing on you.
Yeah, you see like you see like an Amazon review that's like 1 star gave me body dysmorphia.
I didn't want to wear fat jeans, man. What did I say about me?
Okay, so there is something here. As long as
Will,
we
do you want to
get-
split $5 on this one?
Yeah, split $5.
I might give
Well,
him a
go-
10 for this, man. This is a great idea.
Wow,
man.
this makes up for reverse chess. Yeah.
I reverse chess.
Will actually just
still
did a
don't
corporate
understand.
takeover. He's like,
Yeah,
nah,
yeah.
it's not colors. It's
I'm
size.
Gojo. I'm Gojo, man. I'm reverse Viking. All right. I pillage your village. Okay.
Okay. So that's good, man.
That's pretty good.
Some honorable mentions here.
Okay,
that
sick.
didn't
Okay,
make
let's
the
go.
list. None of us smoke here, but I proposed Comic Sans font cigarette packaging because it would discourage people from smoking because
Oh,
it
'cause
looks
it
so
takes away the
uncool.
coolness?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it looks so
okay.
uncool. Yeah.
If you just said Marlboro, but like
In Comic Sans, yeah. Everything is just in Comic Sans. I feel
I think in this day and age it's
okay.
gonna work. If anything, people are gonna like appreciate the novelty. Like they'll like hop on. I
Yeah.
think it makes sense for
Is
the
this
time.
kind of like
though.
No Name?
yeah,
Well,
technically,
yeah.
but you are trying purposely to uncool it because like no name stuff is kind of chill. Yeah, like it's not cool.
Okay.
Like you want to go with the worst. Maybe we can do wingdings too, like wingding font or something. Yeah.
You know
Yeah,
what?
you just gotta figure out.
Okay.
I mean, you're onto something in terms of the idea of making it not cool. I'm just.
I
not
feel
sure
I
if
feel like
that's the
somehow
answer.
people. I feel like
It's gonna be
somehow,
like ironic for someone, and then
I
they're
feel
gonna
people
like-
would take it and make it cool. It'd be like, oh,
Yeah,
this is a cool
exactly.
brand now.
Is this like government mandated, or because like obviously cigarette companies aren't going to do this, themselves. They're
Right,
going to
right,
oppose
right.
this. But
Right.
let me just.
Yeah, JR
hold
thinks
on,
it
man.
would blow up.
Yeah. No, I think JR has a point.
Okay, I just typed in. Okay, just for confirmation, I've typed in Marlboro.
Yeah.
Into our doc.
Spelt it wrong.
Sorry, man. I'm cool. I don't smoke. Okay?
Yeah. No, none of us.
But none of us do. But it's just I don't know. It does kind of look cool
See?
actually.
See? It doesn't hit the same. Yeah.
No, I think it looks kind of cooler actually.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that
okay.
actually
Okay.
does
Okay.
work. That looks pretty
Yeah.
nice.
Yo, let's
Yeah.
put that on a hoodie, man. Holy. What
Oh,
if we?
wait, Comic Sans hoodies, like brand names. Like
Well,
instead
what
of
if-
Nike, it's or Nike font. It's just
What if
Comic
Hello and
Sans
Welcome
Nike.
just all changed to Comic Sans? Like, you don't think that's a vibe shift? Like, I feel like the vibe was shifted a little bit, right?
I feel like the Banter Pod is our show, but
Oh,
just
that's
on
definitely our
Comic Sans.
that's definitely our wingding. Yeah,
yeah.
that's our wingding. Okay, couple of other ones. This one's dumb.
Comic Sans might be underrated, man. It's kind of
Okay,
an iconic font.
we have discovered that Comic Sans is cool. I think this happened right after Dan Gilbert wrote his Comic Sans letter, and I
That's
came up with
yeah,
this.
that's
Right,
fair.
right,
Yeah,
right.
He did kind of ruin it for a bit.
James Harden Chia Pet. So it's a Chia Pet, but it's James Harden.
That
No,
definitely.
take
That
my
exists.
money,
That
take
definitely.
my
that
money.
definitely exists.
Yes.
I also updated the lower third to be Comic Sans
Oh,
for
s-
us.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't want to be part
Honestly,
of
this
this pod. Yeah.
this does kind of fit. Yo, that is great. You can sell that right now.
Yo,
Yeah.
we should pitch that one. Like to
It definitely
we should-
exists.
we should pitch it to
Just-
James
okay,
Harden.
Before you
No,
pitch
hold
it,
on. Let's
just
look it up right
Google
now. Let's
definitely
copyright it
exists.
right now.
It has
Hold
to
on.
exist.
Okay.
Hold on. Chia Pet.
Oh my god.
James
There's
Harden
no way
Chia
it
Pet.
doesn't exist.
Okay, so
Is it on Temu? Yeah.
no, I don't think this exists. I actually
Really?
don't think this is coming up anywhere,
That's
man.
insane.
Yeah, this doesn't come up anywhere. Like this,
Okay.
the idea of like growing out a person's hair definitely exists. Like
Sure,
there's like
sure.
a Bob Ross Chia Pet,
That's
for
right.
example.
Yeah, yeah.
But like, oh man, a James Harden Chia Pet, that's amazing. 'Cause I don't
Man,
think
this
we've done
one hit.
for
I
beards.
buried it in the honorable mentions, man.
I'm easily buying this.
I can't believe I brought edible glue and reverse chest to the table.
That's legit a good idea.
No,
By
but I don't-
far the best one yet. I'm just
This
reading
is-
stuff.
No,
here.
but I don't like that because these are not supposed to be good. It's supposed to be right in the pocket of like a crazy idea. So this is actually a legit
yeah.
idea. Yeah.
No, I like this. Yeah, shouts to James Harden Chia Pet. Let's actually talk to James Harden and his representation and make this happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, the rest are
Oh,
terrible,
what about
so
like
I don't
Anthony
really
Davis unibrow Chia Pet? Like,
It doesn't like the growth.
Yeah.
Like growth stops quickly.
I guess they meet and that's it.
Yeah, Harden's.
You're flying
away.
too close to the sun, Will.
Okay, fair. Okay.
Okay.
Let's James Harden chia pet. Absolutely.
Those are all the ideas I'm bringing to the table today. So maybe
These are great.
the next time we gather, I'll actually start thinking about some like more present day $5 ideas. I'll
You
gather
gotta
some
adjust for
and pitch.
inflation. It's gonna be like a
Send us-
$8.50 idea now.
Yeah,
Pe-
send
people
us
gotta s-
send
yeah,
us
send
your
us yours,
$5
man.
ideas. info@stevenlebron.com. The top 5 that we pick, I will send you merch for all of them. Okay, info.
Are we creating? Now we're just stealing dragons. Then
Okay. Unfortunately, there is
Well,
an
didn't we start dragons like as Chinese people? So yeah.
There is a chia pet. There is an NBA chia pet. Unfortunately, maybe I just didn't. Maybe there wasn't a James Harden one specifically, but
Yeah.
there looks to be a Nikola Mirotic chia pet. No.
There's
freaking
no
way,
way,
man.
man.
there's
Hold
no
on,
way.
hold on,
That's
hold on.
nuts.
Yo, buy it. Yeah.
It's on eBay. Like I'll
Apparently,
send you the link.
there's a Tatum.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Once again, ahead of the curve, man. Ahead of the curve.
But this actually is ahead of the curve. Look at this. Chia.
Oh my
crazy.
god!
That's crazy.
Why does he look like Michelangelo or something? It looks insane.
Okay, but
Also,
this for James Harden particularly. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So, anyways, those are my ideas.
Okay.
Anyways, more $5 ideas to come on the next Banter
These are
Pod.
great, man.
That's
And now,
Okay, I'm throwing one last second at you.
okay, you're pitching.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so my grandma, unsurprisingly for a lot of older people, they become hearing impaired. So she has like just hearing implants, right? And it comes with an app. It sort of has different dynamic modes where if you want to focus more on a conversation, if you want to focus more on, if you're listening to live music, if you just want, obviously you can make it quieter and louder, whatever you need. But I feel like this should be done en masse.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Go on.
So, no, because
I'm scribbling notes like A-Rod on Shark Tank right now.
Okay, the reason I think this should be en masse is I feel like this has widespread like use to people who aren't even hearing impaired.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like
Yeah, you just want it as like a mass product for everybody.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's very
okay.
useful. It's like built in.
Yeah.
It's like having like.
But this is not
headphones in all the
this
time.
is not a $5 idea. This is like a good idea. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I
So
guess.
far,
It's
maybe
too
I'm not
good.
Hearing, maybe I'm not hearing this correctly, but are you
Yeah.
describing AirPods?
Hey, if you're not hearing this correctly, I think you might need the product, brother.
Well, it basically is AirPods.
Sold. You're just describing.
Okay.
A
I've got
Bluetooth speaker in ear speaker.
I've got another
hold
one.
on.
Yeah,
A built-in
okay.
walkie-talkie into your AirPods.
That's AirPods.
Wait, you can do that
That's
already?
that's called
Well, I mean, like, it's
that's called
speaker.
FaceTime.
Yeah.
No. But let's say you and your friend are at Due West Fest.
Yeah. Yeah.
Your friend is at Ossington.
Yeah.
And you're at Brock.
Sure.
Yeah.
So you need to talk to each other, but you don't necessarily want to make a whole phone call, wait for the next step. You just triple tap your AirPod, and it's a walkie-talkie function. You're set to the
But
same
so it forces
frequency.
them to. Okay.
Yeah,
That's,
and you're
that's
just
a
like,
voice note. Yeah.
I'm walking
There's
over.
definitely an app for that.
Yeah, I know. This is getting.
This is just
you're
an app and
you're
a
done.
Bluetooth,
You're out.
Bluetooth
Oh, okay.
headphone.
All right,
Yeah,
all right.
yeah.
Am I
yeah.
inviting voice notes?
Yeah, it's just a voice though.
Okay, never
But a
mind.
voice though that you force people to hear.
This
Yo,
is stupid.
This
New
is
idea.
just like Will, like just like, hey,
Okay.
will you guys answer my messages?
Okay, but it doesn't use data.
Yo, I feel so much better about my own entrepreneurial spirit.
what
after
$5
This
this.
ideas
explains
are
why
pretty
we
tough,
work
man.
in sports media.
Okay, I got one more idea
Alright.
that just popped
Okay,
into
fair,
my
fair,
head.
fair. All right,
We
go ahead.
start a service agency, and it's
Yeah.
called Help Your Asian Parents with All Computer Problems.
Oh,
So
It's just
So-
IT support, no?
No,
Oh,
but it's
a
like,
specific kind.
but
Okay,
it's like,
yeah,
you know,
sorry, I hear
you go to, like, I go to my parents. My dad's like, yo, just got a new iPad. Need you to
Yeah.
set this up, and
yeah.
I just don't want to do it. Call the service. The guy will come. You pay him $50, and he'll do it. Yeah, like just
that is IT support. What are you talking about? That is IT
actually
support.
exists. This is
You made me stop to like tell me just like you're.
no,
just
but we
that's-
only help Asian parents. Yeah,
That's racist IT
Talk about
support.
racist.
and also it limits our customer base. Okay.
So
No-
I think
no
what,
more.
okay, I think what we're describing here is if anyone is looking to make $50,
Yeah.
Alex
If-
will
if
pay
you speak
you
Cantonese
what
and
to go
want $50.
to his
Once again,
parents' house.
this is just me trying to pay for convenience. Yeah,
Oh.
like I can't. Like my mom's like, how do I set up so I can listen
That just
to your
sounds like
pod?
TaskRabbit.
I was like, God damn it.
That's You know what? That's not terrible though.
No, but it does limit our customer base. So.
Oh, I actually had this. Okay, another one. Wow, we're just.
Brother.
Okay, so you know how there's a kids mode for YouTube, right?
Okay.
So if you're a parent,
I think I was going with something similar to this. I was gonna.
Right. So it's like you only get like content that's like labeled specifically for kids and approved specifically for kids. So like you're basically like limiting them to whatever, like G rated or PG-13 and under, whatever. I'm sure there's like some sort of function. They need to make this, but for senior citizens.
That's
okay.
right.
So not YouTube Kids, but like YouTube Senior.
Yeah, YouTube Senior. Yeah.
What it does is it filters out all like the, but you know how like I feel like seniors are like, number one, they click on a lot of the ads that pop up because they're just trying to get to the video, but they don't quite understand that there's like an app that there's like a pop up in between. So like a bit of a YouTube Premium feature in there where it removes the ads, but then the videos are larger, the fonts are larger, and then the subjects are specifically tailored to older people. And it's not just like the stuff that like tricks older people into watching. You know, every time I visit my grandma, she's just like, she's just giving me some like random stuff that she saw on YouTube. She's like, oh, I saw this pill that fixes my foot for like $2. Why don't we just buy that instead of going to the hospital? I'm like, Grandma, that's not how this works.
Oh shoot,
like,
send me that link.
It filters out all of the bullshit, and it just
Can I jump on that?
Yeah.
Can you jump on that idea?
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead.
It is a dedicated channel in someone's like cable that anytime you need to send your parents a video, you just tell them to turn to that channel and it'll play the video that you want to send them. So it just still treats it like TV, that they don't need to actually use it like an app.
Yeah.
So it's
and
I made like, here's this Bobby Webster interview and it'll play if they just turn to channel like 36.
Yeah. Okay.
And if they can't find the channel, call us and we'll send someone there to do it for you for $50.
No, man, I'm not trying to cut out the basis of my relationship with my parents.
I think it's just like anything that like simplifies it. Yeah.
But you know, because like childproofing is very important, and I feel like especially now that
we need senior proofing.
Because the amount of times I've like had to like reset my grandpa's like I'm like factory resetting his iPod is like his like
once again we can do that for you
Android
for $50. Yeah.
Right. The reason I gotta set this thing is because he's downloaded like 15 different apps along the way.
Right.
So the pop-ups, and I'm like, this is actually, especially because like imagine you're 80 years old. Like if you're like my grandpa's damn near 90, right? Like he was born in like the 30s. It was a war-torn time in the north of China. Like Japan was occupying China at that time. You know, like he's like starving. He's like on his own. Like he doesn't he does get to go to university. And moves his family around multiple different places. Like he's lived through like a crazy amount of like change in just society and life in general. Like he to go from that to like having to operate an iPad with ads is just too much, man. At a certain point, you need to make a more child-proof version, but just for seniors. So and it remembers your password every time, by the way. It doesn't do two-step verification. It doesn't ask for you to reset your password every 6 months. Or this two-step verification
just goes to us, and we like verify for them.
But senior proofing, I think there should be. Just in general.
While we were thinking through this, I created a mock-up for you for your service. I'm just going to share it to the stage here. It's this thing called the Geek Squad. And you can see, like, I even like have a really friendly person over here.
Yeah.
Wearing
why do they got a cop badge though?
And you can see here, they're like all they're doing is they're providing like 24/7 remote support, but also in-person support at a cost.
Wow.
So, I think if you're on top of if you think this is a great idea, we can jump on this.
Yeah.
And get it.
Listen, just focus on mass producing these James Harden Chia Pets on TV.
Yo, James Harden Chia Pet going triple platinum, man.
Let's get this business. Platinum. Anyone listening that can make Chia Pets, let's make this happen, man.
Yeah.
All right. No, this is we're gonna revisit. We're gonna revisit $5 ideas.
Yeah, $5 ideas is pretty sick, man.
We're gonna revisit this. So now we're moving on to our listener Q&A. And we got some emails as well. So thanks as always for everyone for sending in. As always, you can email me info@stephenlebron.com with any questions. We'll always try to get to them. As usual, we can't get to all of them. Thanks so much for sending in all your questions. So I believe Jerome has the questions loaded up. So
I have some of them. I've been DMing you. Please clear up the space so we can.
My bad. Let me delete Nikola Mirotic Chio Pet. Let me delete Meek Mill's chess.
In the meanwhile, we'll start with our first question over here.
And also, if you're in the live chat right now and you want to send in questions,
of course.
Let us know. Please don't ask us who we think the Raps are going to draft tomorrow.
Absolutely not.
We'll deal with that tomorrow.
Speaking of which, adjacent to the James Harden Chia Pet, Klay Thompson, but it's a Klay modeling site.
Where's the crickets button? Yeah.
Yo, you don't want Klay Thompson?
No, man. Yo, you might be the worst entrepreneur ever, man.
Yo, Chad, back me up on this. Would you buy Klay Thompson?
Chad, let me see.
$30.
Let me see the L's in the chat, man.
$30.
Yo, L this man.
It's a block of clay, and the instructions how to make Klay Thompson. Okay?
That's crazy.
It could work. It could work. You're gonna lock in Golden State. I think.
All right, for the Wire fans, Clay Davis. It says she. All right, sorry, keep on.
All right,
Anyways,
so first question here, Alex. You want to read them out for us, or?
Yeah. So first question here. We know that we're currently in the summer heat in Toronto.
Yeah.
Now that patio season is here, what is everyone's fave patio in the city?
Favorite patio? Okay, you guys go.
I don't have a favorite patio.
Come on, bro.
I don't. I prefer to sit inside with AC.
Penny's is solid, but it's always busy.
Yeah, Penny's is busy. Yeah.
I kind of like Churchill.
I don't think
what's Churchill?
Churchill?
Churchill is kind of nearish Dundas and Dovercourt. It's one of those things where in a lot of cases, I personally just don't like to have to line up for a thing.
Yeah,
so
for sure. Yeah.
Anywhere that I'm able to kind of just pull up and pull in, almost anywhere is nice. I'm guessing here patio is for drinking, but there are a lot of options out there beyond say a Paris. I'm just talking mostly to the Austin area. If you want food, Milu, that's a really good spot for patio.
Also pretty packed, but still
pretty packed.
Milu's nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not if you go with Ennis and get the Connect.
There you go.
Damn.
Not really patio related, but on Sundays there's the garden outdoor party kind of chill vibe.
Yeah,
that
Darty.
There.
Yeah.
That one's pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. Everywhere has a patio now. Yeah.
Jack Astor's.
Oh, okay. Is this a
Shoeless Joe's?
I'm actually curious. I'm gonna add this in just because in the vein I'm gonna add this right away.
Yeah.
What are the best washrooms in Toronto to go? I'll just say generally, but if you want to say number two.
Yo.
Oh, goodness.
Tiff Lightbox. Are you kidding me?
You're a Tiff Lightbox guy? Tiff Lightbox is
that
good.
box ain't light no more. Man.
Tiff Lightbox keeps it clean. You walk upstairs.
Yeah.
Nobody gives you a hard time because they think maybe you're going somewhere to meet them at the bar upstairs.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
And the washrooms are beautiful. In a pinch, you can also go to 401 Richmond. It's got a private washroom.
401 Richmond is good.
401 Richmond got a private washroom on the ground floor next to the coffee shop.
I wouldn't say a number two situation, but the Loblaws at Queen and Portland is good.
Yes.
Walking along.
I think there's a Sheraton. There's a Sheraton hotel on
any
King
hotel.
And,
Actually,
King and
honestly,
Peter.
Any hotel.
Any hotel is a good option for
the
this,
Sheraton hotel attached to the Starbucks is good because you go in and then you go to the basement, and the washrooms have deep divide.
So specific, man. Have you done this before?
You notice how these are all around my spot.
Yeah.
Why don't you just shit at home, man?
The Sheraton, very divided, loud music.
He avoided that green juice.
Eaton Center. Someone said never Eaton Center.
Hell no.
Never Eaton Center.
No.
Eaton
Never.
Center might be the worst.
Here's
Never.
one,
Young Dundas in general, by the way.
It will come with a cost, but
Yeah.
if you if you're a person who is a fan of art, I think buy an annual membership to AGO, and anytime you can just pop by there. Go
AGO is a great call.
Yeah.
Going to the AGO.
AGO is a great call. Yeah.
Stopover walking all the way to the
No, because low-key, if we're going to be completely honest about it, you cannot shit in Chinatown. I'm sorry. There's no washroom in Chinatown.
Absolutely.
Where
Which
you're
is
willing
why,
to do that, man.
when you have a Grange park, you have Chinatown, all that. I'm telling you, the AGO is the best spot.
Yeah. Wow, this is a crazy combo, man. Someone said makes sense. Alex needed a colonoscopy.
I'm not gonna lie. I try to avoid taking the number two in public.
No,
just in
everyone does,
general.
man.
Yeah.
Everyone does. It's something you have to. If you can avoid it, you definitely try.
I'm
to
not gonna
avoid
lie.
it.
I think the last time I took number two in public was in Chicago. Right after I
That's
tried.
a year ago.
No, this was maybe a Chicago trip before, but first time I tried deep dish pizza. And I had
for
to
a deep bowl.
I legit was like just running through downtown looking for any hotel. I was like John Wick, man.
This guy was in the West Loop. He was in the
I was like, yo, I'm gonna take a
North
deuce on.
Loop.
Yo, I'm gonna drop one on the bean if you don't find me a watch. I'm
Dropping a bean out there.
Yeah, I'm about to drop a bean, yo.
Nah, afterwards they're not calling it the loop no more. It's the poop. That's crazy. That's crazy.
But no, well, the general rule, if you're ever traveling anywhere, is look for like 4 to 5 star hotels and use their lobbies.
This
Yeah.
is nuts.
To be honest, I know those spots because mostly I go there when I really need to pee. Like I'm just outside
It's
drinking a
mostly
lot of
pee
water.
situation. Yeah.
Like I just need to run in
Stay
somewhere.
hydrated out there in this heat. If you see someone that needs water, buy them a bottle. Absolutely.
Exactly.
Someone said not even at Dragon Center, please. Man.
Come on, respect
might-
yourself.
That might be bottom one, and it's not one.
Yeah.
And it is.
All
one, I
right.
guess, yeah.
What else? What else we got next?
All right, here
All
we
right,
go.
Great questions. Thank
Let's
you.
talk tattoos. Best and worst NBA player tattoo. I don't have a
Best
what do you
is
guys?
tough.
Okay,
What's
well,
best?
so
Are there any good ones?
Some off the top of my head. Yeah, I mean, of course, man. Kenyon Martin's lips.
Yeah, Kenyon Martin's lips are good.
Yeah.
Brad Miller has an N1 guy as a tattoo, like the
That's
N1.
right. I saw
person.
this recently. Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't Kevin Durant have a crazy sleeve with like Miles Davis, Tupac, and everybody on a leg?
Oh yeah, he does. But Drake also has a similar one where he has both Steph Curry and KD tattooed into his leg.
Right.
Sure.
Like
There's
their numbers.
There's
Their
no
numbers, yeah.
good tattoos. Any bad tattoos is just
What?
anyone with Chinese characters on them.
Oh, what about Marcus Camby, man? The pork fried rice tattoo that he has on his leg.
Does
pretty
he
awesome.
have pork fried rice?
No, he has like a Chinese character. Hold on.
Yeah. So you know, I don't want to make this about myself, but like, you know, for my birthday this year,
Yeah.
I would, you know, you guys were so gracious last year to organize that beautiful 40th
Yeah.
celebration at Hongsheng. Obviously 41st, nobody cares, you know.
Right,
Happy
right,
birthday,
right.
Dirk Nowitzki year. But I would love for you guys to get me my first tattoo. Yeah,
Oh,
come
yeah,
with
you
me to
should,
get my
yeah.
first tattoo.
Where are you gonna get it, man?
I think I want to get it like here on my hand, and I want to get.
Okay. It'll
How
hurt a
about
little bit, but
win,
that's okay.
but spelled W-Y-N?
I want to get pork fried rice in Chinese here in very small font.
On your wrist, you want to have pork fried rice.
Wait,
Yeah.
but like pork fried rice, like in the way of like the Hong Kong bistro fried rice?
Yeah, I think I'll pick an item off the Hong Kong bistro menu and then get it tattooed.
Yeah. That's a big tattoo.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. That's why Kenyon Martin came up immediately because like those was like very prominent
This is
on
Marcus
his arm.
Camby here, yeah.
Oh, sorry, Marcus Camby. Who else had a pretty? Oh, Darren Williams had that big panther tattoo.
Oh,
You
yeah.
remember that one?
Yeah. Someone in the chat mentioned Damar. Damar has a Joker.
Oh yeah, he does have the
Yeah.
Joker. Yeah.
There's no good tattoos though. I feel like in the NBA.
What about
Generally speaking, the NBA
what about
has
Birdman?
bad tattoos.
Birdman's whole body was a tattoo.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
I feel
All
like
right, next
players are less and
All
less.
right,
By the way, players
okay,
are
we don't
less and
need
less
to-
tattooed now. By the way, there's
We don't need to dwell on this one. There aren't really a lot of great NBA tattoos. If
But the
people think about it,
conclusion
yeah.
is I'm getting my first tattoo this year, and I would like
Sick,
you guys
okay.
to.
All
okay.
right.
Pork fried rice.
Is that your
it's
bleached hair?
simplified or traditional, man?
We'll look at the Hong Kong bistro menu. Probably it'll have to be traditional. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Do you think that'll be
Okay,
a
here's a
problem next
question.
time we go to China?
No, man, it's fine, man.
Here's the question, Alex. If you got a drink, would you drink be the lemon or the milk tea?
Milk tea. Yeah.
Milk tea. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
No, lemon iced tea on a wrist would be kind of sick too, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's start at 1. Well, I'll end up with a whole menu here by the time I'm 50. It's like, what do you want for lunch? Here, Chris.
Yo, it's memento, but
Yo,
just for Chinese menu items.
Yo, you have to. Yo, just watch that movie last night. You have to. I have to stop when I get the lobster salad on here. That's. Next
The
question
lobster salad
here.
is the perfect one to get because it's the most regrettable thing.
Next question here. Bobby mentioned having dinner, so part of the interview he talked about taking draft prospects out to dinner to get to know them. And listener here wanted to know if we know if there's limits on what can be spent when they're whining and dining prospects. That's a good question.
That's
Okay.
That's not bad. That's not bad. I think it's all. There's probably some sort of outline rule, but I don't think the NBA checks that hard, and I don't think any of these, especially because like the one thing Bobby mentioned was like, especially with kids now with NIL, kids are not coming in as kids anymore. Kids are, I mean, they are young still, but they're coming in as like people with 6 figures in their bank account, maybe 7 figures in their bank account. So you're not really going to sway them with any dinner in that sense.
I'm going to counter that a little bit in terms of, like we have to. I don't think we're rating enough like particular cities that just have a more diverse set of cuisine.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
like
fair.
I think people can eat really good, but some places just don't have a variety of things. So I think you could still kind of like impress.
You
them
could at
in
least
those
show
ways.
them like what the city's about versus like Oklahoma City. Yeah.
So you want Bobby to take like Grady Dick to Islington Station for a patty?
I
Like,
think Grady Dick's taken himself everywhere. Yeah.
he's like, oh man, the 112 comes
Well,
in
they
25
said it.
minutes.
They
Let me
took him
time go get
to
a
Prime
patty.
Seafood, and
Yeah.
and even for like the food there, which I think to us like wouldn't seem like too adventurous. It was adventurous for Grady. They had to actually check that he was cool with it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
because athlete adventurous is a pretty low bar.
Yeah. It's oh man.
It's like,
But,
cactus. Yeah, cactus.
it's like there's no cactus on this club. You mean a cactus didn't make this club?
Well,
you mean
where
a
would you
king?
guys
You
wa-
mean a king didn't tap on?
Okay, well here's a question for Will.
You love this too much, man. You tell me firemen didn't make these subs? It's false advertising, man. Fucking firefighters are eating those
You
subs,
tell me the lobster fisherman built this house?
and it's a boat in it.
Oh my god! All right.
Here's my question for Will.
Yeah.
Where are you whining and dining Hanson Yang?
Xing.
I mean, that's the other goal too. We're trying to bring Bob out to Shing as well.
Right.
No, we need Bobby to take us to Prime Seafood Palace, man. I'm trying to get a nice
Wait, is
meal
Prime
off
Seafood
on
Palace
one
all
side.
that? I was just kind of act. I was
It's
I
pretty
have
good.
I haven't
Oh,
been, so
actually,
I want to check it out.
Alex, you would love the washroom there.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I'm not
it's
surprised.
Really nice
that it's,
washroom. Yeah, it's really cool.
Oh man, I don't want to think about the washroom when I go in to eat, man.
No, it's important, man.
right.
Next up, what are some Raptors related grudges you each hold?
That's a great question.
Whoa.
Whoa.
So
well, you guys-
Raptors, as in just like,
Come on, man. You guys know, man. You guys know.
what do you
guys-
mean?
Vince Carter, bro. You guys holding Vince
Oh,
Carter grudges,
I
man.
guess.
What do you mean?
I was
Of
thinking more
course.
people in the organization.
Oh my god. What are we doing?
Yeah, no grudges really, man. I know we talked about about Vince a lot.
Yeah.
I still stand by that when Kyle gets his jersey retired, we're gonna look back and be like, that was better than Vince's jersey retirement.
Okay.
Here's my Vince-related grudge: the fact that we're trying to be as objective as possible and it's being treated as a grudge.
Yeah, that's fair. All I'll say is shout out to Phil Summers, man.
Okay.
Yeah, you're on the right side of history, my brother.
Oh my god. God damn it. Raptors grudges. Who do I have a hold a grudge
Double
against,
mic
man?
drop was crazy from you.
Can't even drop my mic on a freaking stand, but what if Bargnani?
Okay.
Okay.
Just like
But
the
do you
amount of-
still hold a grudge against him like today?
No, I actually
It's
love
not on
Bargnani
him
now.
though, right?
Yeah.
No, but the amount of debates back in the day of
Sure,
Bargnani, is he good or not? Is someone
Yeah.
holding him back? You know, does the organization, do you need a different coach for Bargnani? It was just like, I was like, guys, we're circling around this. He's just not good.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, like, and
Right,
it's
right.
hard because it was basically a Colangelo fired. Because you know what I mean? Like once a GM attaches themselves that strongly to the player that they draft, like you can't really move off of the player without moving off the GM. And I feel like that's actually partially what happened was with Colangelo. Which, by the way, if you draft someone number 1 overall, it's really hard to move off of them unless there's like some injury history or something. Like I think that's part of why Philadelphia has changed their ownership or the management so many different times, right? But I don't know. Patrick Patterson comes into mind.
Yeah,
Okay.
I feel like you did have a little grudge.
I gotta show you offline
him.
one day the final pitch video that I made for Patrick Patterson.
Really?
Before he
Okay.
signed. Yeah.
That's
It's like an insane video.
that's pretty funny.
Patrick Patterson was ahead of his time, and he was into movies before Letterboxd became
Well,
mainstream.
so to just like give a little bit of background, we leaned into that aspect that he was a big fan of movies, like a cinephile.
Yeah, he was
and
certified.
So the way we put it together, because like this is coming at, if you think about that time, that was like the big time of like the Bleacher Report style replacing someone's head into a thing. They're like, Jerome, like I couldn't do it in a very good way, but like in a crude way, can you insert him in multiple movies? And that's what I did.
Oh, so he's missing a corner 3 at the end of Shawshank? Andy Dufresne crawls out of a wall and he gets hit by a rebound.
I'll send it to you. It's very kitschy but pretty fun.
Yeah, Andy Dufresne is a sick name, man.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a great name.
Yeah, Patrick. I mean, look, he was like, the thing is, it's hard to dislike somebody unless you have like some sort of like attachment to them as well. You know, I think that, like it creates for like a bigger downfall. Regular season Patrick Patterson, I freaking loved, man. Like the Raps needed a small ball option, not even 4, but 4/5 at that time, because we also had traditional 4s back then, which just no longer exists. But like we used to play a lot with him, and his plus minus was always really good. But the thing I always said with Patrick was just like, no matter if you play him 10 minutes or 30 minutes, he gave you 8 points, 5 rebounds. And you just have to be okay with 8 points, 5 rebounds. It can't be the plus minus. It can't be the advanced stats. And then also in the playoffs, it was just all I swear I've never seen Patrick make a shot in the playoffs.
I just don't know if this is a grudge anymore. You're just talking about basketball.
Too much basketball. Next question.
Next
question. What is your favorite Blue Jays memory?
It's pretty basic, but I think it's the Bautista the home run, man.
Yeah, I guess in person. Yeah, I was at the Bautista game.
Nice.
At the bat flip game. I almost saw a no hitter one time by Brandon Morrow.
Oh,
he went down to the last hitter in the 9th inning.
Yeah.
I mean, the recent one is going with you guys and getting the preview. That was really fun.
Oh, when we went towards the end of last season to preview that Club 328 or something.
It looks pretty good these days, man. I saw a video of people going. That shit looks pretty fun.
Yeah, so... Yeah, next question.
Otherwise, like, it's just like childhood memories of like the World Series.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't. Yeah, I just got here. When
Wait, Jerome, you were taken as a child to go to see the World Series?
No, but like just
like remembering, like
just remembering like
being
the
in the
vibes.
city for that.
Like that's how I got into softball. That's where I wanted to. Like I learned how to bat like Joe Carter.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow.
Even going back to the first game when they came back after the pandemic was really cool. Like all that post-pandemic stuff was really cool once they got back.
Actually, deep cut, but one of my favorite Blue Jays memories is so my parents used to drive me. I grew up in Etobicoke, but my parents would drive every weekend to Scarborough to like go get groceries at like the Chinese supermarkets there. Sometimes eat out there as well at the restaurants and get Chinese food. And then most importantly, they would drive me there because they would put me in Chinese class because they wanted me to continue learning my native language. And, as like like 9-10 years old, I'm like, I hated this because I'm like, none of my other classmates have to do this. They have like just their weekends to themselves. And you're telling me like this is a whole day, by the way, your whole Saturday is spent just going to Scarborough and then being stuck in a Chinese class. So the one thing I did like, though, was we would just have a lot of time just chilling in the car. And I would just always be listening to Blue Jays games in the car. So this was like in that era of like, I mean, I always joke about this era, but like, yeah, you like Brandon Morrow, like, Jesse Litch, Roy Halladay, obviously. It was great work with Roy Halladay, actually, because it was always like a 2-hour game, basically. He would always pitch 8 innings and have 9 strikeouts and 1 earned run kind of thing. But, I used to just loved listening to the Blue Jays on radio. Honestly, that's part of the reason I think why I really wanted to work at the Fan as well, was just like, this is really cool. Like I spent a lot of time in the car doing this.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you went from listening to them to being on there,
Yeah,
and
running
the number 1 basketball podcast in the country and stuff,
I mean, like it's so long
Glazing.
back now, but the Blue Jays were the first time that we felt like a legitimate sports city because they won the World Series. Like,
sure.
Yeah, it was.
So
really cool
it was
back
just
then.
like a thing of like actually feeling. Like that was the early parts of like understanding. Like it was crazy. Like they would have the Canadian flag upside down and boo the anthems and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I love seeing other people's Blue Jays memories here too, man. Carlos Delgado hitting a home run, saw them lose to the Indians before they changed that team name. Thank goodness. Joey Batflip, Edwin's wild card walk-off. That was also pretty sick, too. Delgado, 4 home run game. Doctor, a complete game left and right. Those multiple complete games. Alex Rios and Delgado were, when I tuned when I tuned out my grandpa passed in 06 and he was a Jays Leafs lover. I mean, Alex Rios was low key like the Hito Turkoglu over Hito Turkoglu.
That's a great comp. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
very very
comp.
talented. A lot was expected, but kind of underwhelming despite their talent, and also caught like clubbing when they said they were sick.
Oh my god. Yeah, I just picked up a Raul Mondesi Jays jersey at Taste of Little Italy.
Oh.
Wow, there we go.
Clothing acquired.
Only person that goes shopping on these street fests.
I mean, what do you mean? So did I, man.
Where'd you buy it? Oh yeah, you did buy
That
it.
KG.
KG jersey. Yeah.
And a Thierry Henry French kit, by the way, number 12.
Go talk.
Yeah. Ben says, maybe I went to Chinese school with Will in Scarborough. I don't even remember what the Chinese school's name was, but it was at Warden and Kennedy. Just a little bit. No, not Warden and Kennedy. Hold on. No, it was Warden and Shepherd. Fuck, I'm not really that good with it was a Warden and Shepherd, and it was like a little bit. No, it was Finch and Warden.
Next question.
I love how you're crashing out I love how you're crashing out over an intersection right now.
It's okay. Next question up here. Friend of the show, Dana. Tips for confidence when exploring fashion.
Just spend all the money you have until you have none left, and you'll hopefully have like 3 good outfits. Yeah.
Focus on fit and comfort.
Yeah,
I think
comfort number one. If you're not comfortable in your fit, it's like hard to like even show it off.
I think if you like find the right size that fits you, find the materials that feel good on you. I think like actually physically feeling good in it first and foremost will help you actually move forward in terms of like exploring how you look.
Yeah, wear things that reflect you and like your personality.
Not just reflect lights.
Yeah, I think it's also it's tough because I think like it's definitely very different in terms of how men can explore fashion versus how women can explore fashion.
Sure.
Although obviously it necessarily doesn't need to be the case, but I think in reality it probably is. I think finding a good fit also as well for like just whatever your body proportions are. Like for example, for me, like, I have a really long torso. So like it's hard for like that's why I like wearing jackets in particular, because like it kind of like balances me out a little bit more normally, because like I have the legs of a 5'10" person, but I'm 6'2". No, because like okay, good example of this is remember we did that sit down with Chris Boucher back in the day where we infamously like apologized for all past transgressions and hammered it out. I think one of the takeaways people had in the video was like, why is Will the same height as Chris when they're sitting down?
It's your torso.
We did an interview earlier this year in
same idea.
In Philadelphia, and I'm interviewing Chris, and I'm just like, we're the same.
We did it also
height sitting down.
It's kind of
wow. I've been talking to Chris a lot, but
it's kind of funny. I feel like we get this. I feel like you get this a lot too, Will, and maybe you, Jerome, too. But like people always are like, when they meet us in person, they're always like, "Yo, you're a lot taller than I thought." And I guess a lot of times they're seeing us, I guess in seated positions.
Okay, $5 idea. Standing podcast. Full body length podcast.
How's that? That's not an idea. That's just a production adjustment.
That's just tiring.
Like on a standing desk.
The framing is awful.
Can we
but
pull up the
I
photo?
think
Okay, I'll find it.
I think like the finding something that like actually feels comfortable is great first, and then beyond that, just remember that things really do go in cycles, and I think we also live in an age now where everyone's niche interests are actually like more commonly shared than we think. So don't ever feel like you're dressing out of character, out of anything. Just like enjoy what you wear.
Yeah, and not everything's for you. You don't have to try to wear every single thing that people are trying to roll with. And just
also don't feel embarrassed about dressing like everyone else. I think there's like a thing too of like people needing to stand out and feeling like they're not like too basic.
That's a crazy zag of a zag.
Yeah. No, but I think just generally speaking, like just go for what you like. If that happens to be what everyone likes, that's okay. If it's something that you like personally, that's okay too.
But also just go for what you like.
Yeah, exactly. Also hockey jerseys. There's a very easy hack. Like, I think everyone kind of looks cool in a hockey jersey.
It's a good
Yeah. This is a lesson I've taken from both of you guys. Except if you're wearing Montreal Canadiens sweater, then you don't look cool.
Wait, aren't you a Canadiens fan?
I mean, I have a Canadiens jersey, and that's what I'm speaking from experience. This is
the
this is what I mean. I'm not this much taller than Alex.
You're like a whole different species, man. This man is Homo erectus.
This is like Chris Paul with Wemby, man.
No, this is nuts, man. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, man. No, like
what? Yeah, why you look so small?
this looks insane.
Yo, by the way, the craziest part of this is me wearing a Heat Tech black turtleneck with another Uniqlo sweater on top.
The craziest thing is the whole world shut down like 5 days after that shit.
Yeah, well,
Crazy. It was crazy because that also, like, you ever watch I mean, obviously Will does the Lord of the Rings behind the scenes where it's forced perspective.
Yeah,
like, that's exactly what's going on there.
Holy shit, that was crazy.
All right, but yes,
Wood, man.
I don't know if you guys have anything to add to it. Find things that fit for you, feel comfortable, and then just wear whatever you want.
Yeah.
Also, don't listen to us.
Yeah.
Don't listen. Yeah.
We're
not even fashionable. Like the three. Well, I mean, sorry, I'm not even fashionable. Sorry. You guys are
again.
fashionable.
Also, you definitely are. Will don't
You
no,
just
I'm
rock.
not. No,
You just
I'm
rock
not
the
saying that.
Loewe, bro.
No way. That's
No.
a rental. That was a rental.
So
No.
No.
The key is to actually, honestly, the key is to find a really good T-shirt and then just buy 10 of those.
Yeah.
I'm serious. That's what I there's a specific T-shirt I really like. It's like a New Balance like performance tee, but it's black. And I just
laugh is so evil.
Just laughing
That laugh
like
is so
Bobby
evil.
Webster at this whole
That's crazy.
yeah, I think if you actually pull up the event photos of me putting on the Loewe jacket,
Yeah.
that's me wearing that black tee. But it's like
Right.
really, it looks fine on its own. It's just a black tee. It's like
Actually, I don't know why I'm laughing. I do the same thing. Like if I
But-
find a blank tee that really works, I'll buy
Yeah.
like 5 of those.
Yeah. So I've legit
Yeah.
purchased.
You're a
9
big
of them.
Uniqlo tee, right?
I wear cotton now. Yeah, cotton.
I love
Cotton's
cotton.
my go-to
Cotton's
blank
great.
tee. I like
KOTN?
Lady, yeah, KOTN. I like
Yeah.
Lady White as well. But yeah, so those are the ones. Next up, what's the
This guy
worst
said
thing?
I like white ladies. It's crazy.
What's the worst thing? What's the
You Tyrese
worst?
Halliburton.
Where's Mandy Mayhem at? What's the worst thing you've ever said live on air? So I remember this. There was one time I was doing some
Yeah, I
kind
got
of
nothing.
ad. I was doing some kind of ad read on Raptor show. Not an ad read. We're saying shout out to a listener because he had given us a package, and I forgot what it was. But instead of saying whatever word I was supposed to say, I like stammered, and then I said CLIT. Yeah.
What?
Oh my god.
I forgot what the original word was, but I stammered and said it, and then I crashed out.
Wait, what word could it have been?
I
Was it on
remem-
Sportsnet?
Yeah, it was live
Oh,
on
okay.
Sportsnet, and I remember the chat
Was
crashing
this supposed to
out.
be clip?
I think so, something like that.
Right.
Yeah, and then
Okay.
I
You
like
weren't
messed
talking
it up.
about alternate jerseys for the Charlotte Hornets.
You weren't talking about
No, but-
slits?
I like freaked out
Right.
and like stumbled on my next like 8 words because you guys know how I like just crash.
Oh,
I do. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, so
man.
that's I remember that one very well because that was just one of the few times where I was like really embarrassed. I
Don't
was
worry, you're
like-
not the most gooned one at the station.
I wasn't the most gooder in that studio. I know JR was in the back.
Oh no.
We have plausible deniability.
Yeah,
man.
so that one is what I remember.
Okay. Will, do you have anything?
What is the worst
I have
thing
no
ever said on
live
I
air
feel like-
experiences, so yeah.
I don't know if it's. I don't think I've actually really said something bad on air. Like I feel like, I mean, I've obviously been on air for a lot now, but like
Yeah.
I think for me it's just tripping up on words, man.
Sure.
Especially
think,
when you're live on
Yeah.
whatever, like live on radio, TV and stuff. I was like, holy shit.
I think I've done shows long enough where like it's like 2 different eras of my life. Like I was like kind of like just like a young 20-year-old guy like when I first started, so like there were maybe like edgier jokes.
Sure.
Like one of our go-to jokes in the back in the day used to be like Bruno Caboclo, like you should consider getting like a student loan and go to school and just work a different trade.
That's not even
Right.
funny.
We kept saying he should get OSAP
gosh.
basically.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh
Will Scrappy, Chris Boucher, yeah, maybe. I guess the Chris.
Yeah, the Chris Boucher stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, but
I
that
think
was more like tweeting, honestly. I didn't really say
Right.
that. Well, it wasn't really on air. It was just I just tweeted it, but
that is really
it was just
funny.
Bruno Boucher got OSAP because
Yeah.
I didn't think basketball was the right career for him. But that's
Oh,
it.
boy.
Like,
Oh,
that's not that bad.
Sabaraki.
Yeah, that should have been him.
Here you go. All right. From Tala. Can we get a list of the top vintage shops within the
Oh yeah.
City, I guess, since In Vintage We Trust is leaving Toronto. So shout out first off In Vintage We Trust.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Congrats to them,
they're heading off to moving to New York. I think they're going to be relocating by September. They've always been, Josh and Chantel's always been huge supporters of us. Like when we did our live events too back at Sportsnet, like they gave away some like really incredible jerseys.
Yeah.
You can hear Josh on our Vince Carter episode.
Yeah, hear Josh on our Vince Carter episode. Can you get a list of vintage shops? No, man, you got to find them on yours.
What? Why are you gatekeeping? What?
Well, here we'll shout out one of our
one or two, man.
one of our
Come on,
recent
guys.
faves, Curado Gallery.
Yeah, Curado Gallery
Curado's cool,
on Richmond is really good.
They have a lot of Raptor
People's
gear.
Champ Vintage in Little Italy is really good. Yeah, those are the ones.
Yeah.
That's it.
Go through Kensington Market. I think there's some good ones in there.
What was the place that we found the LeBron jeans? Like it was like jeans with like LeBron's like face.
Let me get a name for you
it.
because I actually do really like that place.
Yeah, we were gassing LeBron jeans. They also had Carmelo Anthony jeans, but that doesn't sound as
There's
fun
a
to
lot
say.
of good vintage spots.
We actually bought jerseys from them at Do West Fest.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
that
that's
was
right.
the same vendor. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of great vintage spots in Kensington, but you also like look beyond just the ones that are like obvious and stuff. There's a couple hidden gems. There's a couple hidden gems in there. Yeah.
Okay. They said don't say Kensington because everyone knows this.
No,
Sorry?
like you get there's spots in Kensington people don't go to. Yeah. You just gotta lock in. Yeah. So.
Fair.
But yeah,
I
guess I
don't have anything to contribute to this question, but I'm sending you love and support.
Vintage kind of sucks now. Not like sucks,
What?
but it's just like it's oversaturated. Yeah, it is oversaturated.
Really?
Yeah. It's hard to find stuff now.
Where would you find like the thing I love finding with vintage is just like old school jerseys.
Oh yeah.
Or not even that old school. I'm just talking about like jerseys.
But
from
I feel
20s
like
ago.
jerseys. It's good to look for jerseys now because they're not like a kind of popular or like commodified thing. So you're not seeing jerseys go for like hundreds or thousands of dollars. Like even when we were out like looking at the jerseys, like you can find a good jersey for like $50 to $100 or something.
Yeah, I got a KG jersey for like $80. Like I'm more than happy with that. I bought a Yao Ming jersey. What's that? The park, like how Parkdale has that like one market at the end of the street on Queen.
Right.
That one.
Yeah.
That was for $60. That was not terrible.
Yeah. So you can.
I
Find
think
stuff.
is it Lost Boys Vintage?
Could be.
Yeah,
Sounds
I think it is Lost Boys. Yeah.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is
so-
Lost Boys. Yeah, I'm actually looking at. It is
Yeah,
Lost
but
Boys.
Jerome and I do get excited when we travel and we're able to find vintage
yeah.
spots like just outside like of Toronto because like it's cool to go to other cities just to like especially like not the New York or the LA's because
No, but, like,
those
Philly
get
was-
picked over.
Philly was like pretty decent.
Yeah, Philly was really cool. We went to a really cool wrestling vintage shop. I guess they closed down
SWV.
after.
Yeah.
So
Did you guys go vintage shopping back in Vegas as well?
we went to a couple shops there.
You're reminding me of stuff I bought that I don't wear.
That's fine, man.
Yeah.
Story of our lives.
Yeah.
Okay.
Story of your lives.
What's your guys' Toronto food hot take? My hot take is you should never need to line up to go eat anywhere in Toronto. If you're trying to go hit a nice restaurant, like a more popular restaurant, and there's a huge lineup, there's always 5 other alternatives with no lineups that'll give you just as good of a meal.
Also, if you live downtown, you could just go on a day when it's not busy.
Yeah. So I think you could get by and have great food in Toronto without ever having to line up.
My hot take is you shouldn't have to spend more than like $100 per person anywhere in Toronto for dinner.
Okay.
What if I want to? Yeah.
I mean, I just think that like after that point you're just paying for ambiance. Like there's enough quality everywhere that
I like the
I think
ambiance
even
at
like
Bernhardt's.
minus drinks. Like I think you could even probably do like great meals at like dozens of places for like $50 per person, man.
I respect that.
Yeah.
My hot take is you don't need to have a favorite or an indicated best blank of anything for like restaurants, types of foods.
Oh,
except
Just
if
like-
you're
like what
Arun
you like,
and you
like
like
what you
pizza. Yeah.
Sure, but like I'm saying, just the
Yeah.
other thing, like, because there's especially when it comes to like pizzas, tacos, burgers, sandwiches, like just there's no point.
It's
Just
not
like
it's not a competition either.
It really isn't. Yeah.
Also, not even a hot take, just like a general gripe. We just don't have enough late night food options. Like I'm talking like
Yeah,
after 12 o'clock. Man.
Post-pandemic
Yeah, it's pretty tough.
has made that really tough.
Yeah, like I mean, like I guess I can go to
Unless you
Chinatown.
really love
like,
A&W.
Well, I was out on
Yeah, you know the vibes.
yeah, like fast food aside, like I was out on Ossington on Saturday, and then it was like I guess one in the morning.
Yeah.
And there's some friends looking for food and stuff, and I didn't even know where to recommend around. I was like Lakeview.
Sure.
Lakeview is probably the only one that's
Lakeview's
open.
in there. Yeah, we need more
Yeah.
cheap eats. Just like period.
Yeah.
Like kind of back to like Will's point about like it's kind of crazy to think that in order to have dinner out downtown, it feels like you have to spend a minimum of 60 to 100.
Yeah, well, I mean that's just general Toronto. If you walk outside, it's $100. Like, I'm not even kidding. It's hard to walk outside and do anything and not spend $100.
Right.
No, it's
Or,
true.
or
man.
maybe I'm just not living right.
No, I tried to do $100 challenge once, just like self-consciously track like how much money I would spend just going out on a random day, like on a weekend.
Yeah.
And it you crash out like it's like
You're not even doing
120 at
anything.
least.
Yeah.
No, you grab a coffee here.
Yeah.
You grab
have
food
a meal here. Yeah.
You go for dinner. You grab a couple of drinks. Like it's over. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like So, All right. What's next? This is from
Also,
our
I
guy.
think my hot
Ian.
take with the Chinese thing was also I think Toronto has the best Chinese food of any city that wasn't in China. I think like it's GTA has
It's very
incredible
up there.
Chinese
Yeah,
food.
yeah, yeah.
We got
Like,
the two Chinatowns. We got Uptown.
We always take it for granted, but like it
Vancouver has
actually
some solid stuff, I think, too. But
Okay, I've only I only been in
Like
Vancouver for like
Richmond?
3-4 days.
Yeah.
Richmond was
Yeah.
cool. We definitely
Yeah.
had some good meals in Richmond, but like having been in like San Francisco, been in LA and stuff, like Toronto Chinese food clears those two cities easily.
Yeah,
Sure.
this is what I
Chicago
always
is
tell
better than
tell
Chicago.
people. Like even if people don't like certain aspects of like Toronto, like you can't deny the food, man. Like it's such a draw to this city. I feel like.
absolutely.
All right,
Next
sorry, go
up, Ian, can you take us through your origin story of how you first started working with Will? Okay, so when did I first start leeching off him?
Not leeching, man. Come on, man.
No,
To
we
be
first.
fair, the first ever time we worked together, or like we're on air together, I asked you, like I invited you to be on the pod.
Oh, right.
Yeah, that
Okay,
was.
so I guess before that, then, like, Mike, like, how did you guys, like, know of each other before you started working together?
We
like,
just we just followed each other's work,
Right.
and then I remember meeting up with Will at Quantum Coffee.
Oh,
what?
King and
Wait,
Port,
we
King
did?
and
I don't
King
even
and
remember
Spadina?
that. What?
Yeah, Quantum Coffee, and then we just kind of caught up chatting. He was working at the Score at the time,
Yeah.
Right.
and then I just moved back from New York, and I was just freelancing. And then I think about 6 months later, like we were both at Yahoo, and
No.
and it was still. And it was still, it was pretty. No, actually, no, I met you before that.
Yeah. What? Because remember the.
No, wait, and then I worked at the Score. Yeah, sorry.
No, there was
yeah.
way before that. There was like back in
Yeah.
like when you first came back to Toronto, I think like probably 2016ish.
Sure,
Like
yeah.
you came back and you ran Raptors HQ, you and Daniel Reynolds for a while.
Oh yeah.
So
the forgot just to get a credential.
yeah, that was definitely a credential grab. Let's be real.
What y'all gonna do about it?
Nothing. Really.
Oh, I wasn't talking to you guys.
I know. Oh, man. Now I know what it feels like to have parents who don't get along. But God damn.
Ah, shit.
Someone said Will saw Alex on the corner eating glue.
Yo, you revealed too much from the show, man.
That's crazy.
No, but like I think like you invited a whole bunch of like Raptors bloggers to like just meet up and have
Yeah,
like,
I think we arranged like a meetup type.
yeah, so it was like a Raps Republic and Raps HQ meetup at a certain point. So
Lakers Clippers meetup.
it was a mismatch, man. It was a mismatch.
No Verno. Met up like, and then I worked at the Score full time for 6 months.
Yeah.
And Will and I were technically like on the same like features team.
We were, yeah.
Flew to Wichita to write about bowling.
Right.
It was good times. And then I left, and then Will left shortly after too, and we both linked up at Yahoo during the championship season. And it just went from Yahoo to Sportsnet to this. So 3P.
Well, I mean, again, from my perspective, you were already like really established in the industry. So like I was a fan before, like
Right.
I was a friend. And I was just like I just liked your work, man. Like, seriously, for people who aren't around, I mean, obviously back then, but today as well.
Go to StephenLeBron.com and just look up the writing portfolio.
Who the hell go to StephenLeBron.com, man? Get out of here.
Yo, I'm gonna check. I'm gonna check
Letterbox.
I'm gonna check my Squarespace tonight for clicks.
There is a level of like, it's almost like obviously like not as long, but there is kind of a no dunks like thing to Alex where he's lived so many different lives within the same space. So it's like there's the Stephen LeBron stuff, there's Stephen LeBron Radio, there's all his writing that he did for like by the time he wrote his first book, he was already like a well-established writer. I think people who like know him now and they're like, he's co-host and producer of Hello and Welcome, like was on the Raptors show, like
that's like a whole other era.
It's a whole other era. He like it's one of those things where it's just like if he didn't do Sportsnet, he would have had a more than complete career already.
Yeah, that's crazy to think about. Yeah.
Like without question.
I'm not even trying to guess. Like absolutely. No, and like
streets are saying I had a Kobe 8 and Kobe 24.
Absolutely, though. That is so true. Yeah.
I'm even just like I'm looking up like old tweets.
Oh my god. These are gonna be bad.
I'm only gonna post 2 of these. Okay.
Get out of here, man.
First one. This is from like the earliest that I could possibly find is from this era.
No, what is this?
I think you deleted all your old tweets. I think I should go delete all my old tweets too.
What did I
think
do?
you were asking for podcast questions.
Oh yeah, okay.
First one was me tweeting at you at Stephen LeBron. My friend and I actually went through this one time. 50 asked 17 questions. Nate Dogg asked 4 questions. 2 repeated in the hook.
Oh, so this is about 21 questions.
This is definitely about 21 questions. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, are there actually 21 questions in 21 questions?
Yeah. This is another $5 idea from Alex.
A really fun period of Will just being like a straight up fan.
No, this is just me a fan. I mean?
Like,
I don't even know if you responded to these, to be honest.
Right.
You had another one that just said, I don't even know what the question was, but my question to you was, important question, did you order chicken feet? So
we've just been using the same topic for a whole decade, man.
Yeah, the same dim sum bit.
Something else Asian too. I definitely said missing from this list: Pokemon and Kumon.
Oh man,
the 2 moms in my life.
It's cool because like when I was doing mostly writing, like it was a very just like isolated type thing, you know.
Sure.
Like you're just doing that by yourself.
Yeah.
Whereas like with podcasting and this stuff, you're like interacting with people all the time. Takes a different energy too, though. Because like when you're writing, like you don't have to be like on all the time and all this stuff. Yeah. So it's a different energy, man.
By the way, weeks later. Sorry, we'll get to this question.
Oh, you're
oh my god, yo, you know this is way back when it's a manual RT.
Manual RT. I just put the sad face. Add Stephen LeBron. Here's the unreleased NBA Chinese New Year's ad,
and it's the Spanish team doing the Asian.
Including
for the 08 Olympics in Beijing, by the way.
Yeah.
Yo, honestly, man, me on Twitter from 2014 to like 2019 was unstoppable.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Yo, man. You tweeted out the GQ Katy Perry cover.
I was a goon, bro.
I'm not even gonna show you, man.
Yo, please just leave me alone.
Real OG NBA Twitter vibes.
Delete my old tweets,
I'm not
man.
ashamed. I'm not ashamed of none. I'm standing on business on everything.
Oh my god. Man.
Could we get Jerome origin story with Alex and Will? Yeah. Okay. So, I didn't work with you guys until this, like, officially in any capacity until this show. But we like known each other since at least 2019, I want to say, pretty safely. Although we've definitely like have followed each other.
Yeah, for sure.
Throughout. I had a really early interaction with Will because I helped him use my staff discount at Real Sports to buy him a hoodie. Was it in the end?
A hoodie, which I wore to the conference finals when the Bucks beat the Raptors beat the Bucks to advance into the finals.
There you go.
Yeah.
So there was that, and then with Alex, it was really like kismet. But it was the 2019 Charlotte All-Star. So like Alex and I obviously like knew about each other, and like we probably have exchanged DMs and things like that here and there. But it wasn't really until All-Star where when you're in Charlotte, or almost any other space, you're really noticing like the few Asian people around.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So it was just Alex and I basically as like one of the very few Asian people in every like event and situation, and we just kept on running into each other. I think we barely talked. I think we took the flight down. But always would wave at each other from a distance, and like this was really by chance, but
your flight got delayed or something, right?
We were on the same flight home, and our flight got delayed, and that's how we collectively, along with Dwayne Watson, who was my producer down there, we just like got to chatting and like bantering for like a good long while.
Wow.
And so that's how we became real tight. But like, I can say my impression was like, I thought Alex was really funny and clever. Will was really smart, and like I was just a big fan of you guys and the Raptors coverage you did. I was again like working for MLSC, and like we were doing a lot of like brainstorming and things like that for how we can like kind of do more with our Raptors coverage product, especially for like Raptors Today, NBA TV Canada. And I remember, and like it really was just like such a sign of the times, and even a thing that happens today, where I remember just talking about you guys in the office all the time, being like, I feel like this is really like the kind of stuff we should be doing, to the point that we should even consider involving them. And unfortunately, what happens in a lot of like the industry perception is like people are like, well, they're not, you know, they work for Yahoo. They're just a bunch of blog boys. I remember getting that as feedback. And to me, just thinking like, man, I feel like we're really missing out on a thing and a tone and a way that like clearly Raptors fans currently are engaging with, because we're holding ourselves on like such a pedestal. And it honestly was like reaffirming when I saw you guys like make it to Sportsnet afterward. I was just like, I feel like we missed the boat on you two. And so
no, man, Alex, man, one thing you gotta know about the Wong family, they don't even need a boat, man.
Yo, everyone always 5 years behind, man. That's why I came up with the James Harden Chia Pet 20 years ago, man.
There you go.
Sooner or later, we'll see who the prophet is.
But yeah, I think what happened was we coincidentally were like on almost parallel paths, because I think by the time you guys left Yahoo, I left MLSC for The Athletic.
Right.
And then I would say, if anything, it was, again, like Alex's book really brought us like more, because I just kept on attending your events, like whether it was like for the Raptors show. I was like I was at your Bobby event. I went to the one that was at Super Fresh at the time.
Oh,
the
original
show.
Oh man,
that was our first ever live event we did.
That was your first ever live
crazy.
event.
Yeah. We sold that out in like 10 minutes, man.
It's like $5.
That's okay, man.
I paid for every one of those events. I remember. I always bought tickets too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn it.
I wasn't even on the guest list.
Nah, I just didn't want to, because I like wanted to support.
Damn,
you know,
that's real.
But yeah, I just remember that, and then I do remember must have been something related to like one of Alex's book launches, and like we were just actually grabbing drinks. Like this is like now pandemic times where like things are a little opened up, and I think we're at the Rhino for some reason.
I remember it. Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I remember I just got my gig at The Athletic, where I've been there just for a bit. I've been like really happy with it. Like just in the pandemic, finding a secure job with like a good pay was like a huge deal.
Yeah, of course.
But I remember standing outside with Will, and Will kind of just asking me what like my aspirations were, and asking me about like would I ever consider working with you two, because you guys wanted to essentially, like, you looked at the landscape of what like we already had in a very strong Raptors media space. Why can't we just do this on our own? So this is like years before Hello and Welcome, but you were asking me, and I remember just kind of generally thinking like, oh, I'm obviously really interested in the idea, but I think I just needed to know like there was a little more security behind it, especially just like considering the times and such. But yeah, that led to, you know, just really kind of good coincidental timing, which I won't get into, like with The Athletic and No Dunks. But I was like, kind of the long story short, No Dunks was like, there was some shifting around, and I wouldn't be able to work with them as much. So it actually worked in my favor that happened right at the time that we started having this conversation about Hello and Welcome, and that's how we got together.
Yeah, and just to be clear, like specifically, like we wanted Jerome as our like top choice to join our team, and like it had gotten to a point where it was just like it was hard to envision it happening without him. And this was like even during the conversations of like not even sure if you were going to stay at the Athletic or what the other options were going to be. But we were just bracing for like if we weren't able to get you to join our team, like we'd have to.
Oh yeah, we had like months of Alex tampering. Like Alex just inviting me.
Don't tell the no dunks guys.
Oh, but the thing is, it's like the no dunks guys knew because I was always very transparent with JD and just being like,
I had my tongue out like Serge.
Yeah,
every day on IG, I was just like at Black Dragon Roll.
No, it was funny. Like we'd be at events. Like, you know, if you're going to any event, like think about any fan that's like, say you're going to like approach Alex and Will and like chat it up. I'd be like, hey guys, how you doing? And Alex would be like, yo, bro, how are things going at the Athletic?
Yo, that's crazy. Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah. But it's you know.
I'm really happy we're
you've added so much to this team, obviously, and JR, man, we'll come get you when the budget goes up.
God damn it, man.
JR, we coming for you, baby.
I actually think we're past the official 1-year tampering period. Too,
okay,
so.
JR, we coming, baby.
All right,
JR, we coming, bro.
Goon squad.
Every team needs a fourth. Every team needs a goon.
Oh my god.
Come on, man.
All right, what's next?
Who
That's
wins
really
3-on-3 no dunks? I kind of have my money on no dunks.
I think they're better. Yeah.
I think they're better than us.
Okay, I know that Skeets is definitely pretty good.
Like, who am I guarding?
Trey's also very good. Okay.
Trey's also very good.
I probably have to guard Trey because I'm the tallest, but
exactly. Yeah, no, Trey.
Yeah, Trey. I feel like Trey would.
At our media run in Miami, I just happened on a switch to get caught on him, and then he hit me with a too small.
Damn.
Oof.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Yeah, and then we took an Uber back together.
Damn.
But
taking an Uber back with a man who too smalled you is hilarious.
I know.
That's tough.
Yeah, we got tacos, El Pastor tacos. Yeah, but no, I think I have my money on them. They're like a real.
Can we hunt Tass? Like, is that the goal? If they get Lee, by the way, it's over. I feel like, but you know,
it's so funny because I remember when I would chat with the guys, and they're just like when they saw me because I did a couple like pickup runs with them whenever I would visit Atlanta.
Yeah,
and they're like, you might give Lee a run for his money.
Wow.
But I don't know if that's like necessarily true or not. That's the only thing. Like, I have a bit of a sneaky game, but
you are pretty good. Yeah. Also, I'm not good in 3-on-3 settings. I have no 1-on-1 game. You know, 5-on-5, I'm much better. Yeah.
They'll kill us on 5-on-5. Like,
really? Oh, okay.
Oh no.
Okay. Well, that's not
Skeets and Trey have a really good 2-man game,
nice.
and they just run the court. Like Skeets like runs marathons and stuff.
I know that. I saw him. He's very fit. I'm like,
yeah. Also, shout out Skeets for people who don't know, but like, yeah, shout out him. Love to him and his family right now.
Yes, from all of us. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, let's get on to more questions. Oh wait, we got that one. Players have a welcome to the league moment. What was your welcome to sports media moment? All right, well, Alex. I mean, since you're cackling like a.
Oh no, I don't. I actually can't. Can't really think of
one of the first ones. I think I told this story before, but first ever time I got invited to any sort of media availability in pro sports was I had a friend of mine who was working internship at Canada Basketball. So I got too nervous. I kind of really overdressed. It was like June. It was like 30 degrees outside. I wore a whole suit and everything. And then it was just Team Canada practice. And I was just like psyched out the whole time. I didn't know when to sort of jump in. I didn't have any sort of like sports media sort of experience at all at that time. So I'm just like really wide-eyed, too nervous, not trying to misstep. And I was like pretty disappointed. I never talked to anybody, never asked any questions. And then I just happened to be on the elevator with Andrew Nicholson. And I was just like, in a moment of bravery in a one-on-one, I was just like, you know what, Andrew, can I just like, look, I'm a student journalist. I would love to just ask you about a couple questions related to basketball. Is that okay? And he was like, yeah, absolutely, man. So he was taking the time out to for the interview after he stepped off the elevator. And the first question I asked him was, you know, the Orlando Magic just signed Channing Frye to a 5-year, $35 million deal. Are you concerned that the minutes might be more competitive at center? And he was like, yeah, I'm not doing this interview, and then just left. So that was I don't know why I pressed Andrew Nicholson, but
you were nothing if not consistent across your whole career, Will.
Yeah, that was not good. I mean, the other faux pas, obviously, there was a season ticket holder event, and back in the day, Raps Republic, where I was writing, had season tickets. So they got 2 tickets to the season ticket event, which Basically, you go, you get a couple of glasses of wine on the house, and at that time, it was when Masai first joined the organization with Tim Lewicki. So they did an introductory, not even a press conference, just kind of like a on-court Q&A, like a town hall, basically, for season ticket holders and Tim and Masai. And I think I got up on the mic. It like the mic was like crapping out. It was horrible. You know, like one of those like on the mic is whatever. My fit was also pretty terrible. I wore that same suit. And then I asked, like, everyone was just asking like just regular questions, and I'm like, Tim, you just came over from the Lakers. You guys had the big 3 center lineup. Do you think you guys will try to do that here in Toronto? And
I mean, there's famous video of this, and his like the mic craps out at the start, so it's like a bit of an awkward moment.
Gosh.
Yeah,
when he's asking the question and stuff, but it's great, man.
The question is so stupid though. It's like,
right.
Do you think you rebuild the Lakers here?
Man's got the crazy bowl cut.
Yeah. Oh man.
This guy was bull, man.
I was legit bull, man. That was crazy. And back then, like, yeah. But now, it's chill. Now we wear Loewe and interview Bobby. You know?
Damn, bro.
There you go.
All right, next. I'm trying
you guys
to speak.
have
I'm getting tired.
Welcome to sports media. No.
Oh,
You guys work sports media.
Okay, so it was really early on. So like the first team or sport I worked on was MLS and soccer. So I worked with Toronto FC, and I worked through their season of where they won the championship in 2017. But I didn't really know much about the team, and one of the things that they had me do the first time I ever went to BMO Field was they just renovated the locker room.
Okay.
And so what they wanted to do, like, you know how sometimes they want to catch the reaction of players, like seeing the new space and like showing like, whoa, this is like so sick.
Yeah.
They're like, Jerome, go in before, set up a couple of GoPros around the room, and then we'll just like capture all the footage and see what we can do with it afterward. The problem is, like, I think what was supposed to happen at some point was because they're actually going in there to train, like they're going to go change at some point. So someone was supposed to cover one of the cameras or all the cameras at a certain point, like one of the training staff or something. And I think it fell off. And so what happened was at a certain point, like it was just a bunch, like I just had footage of just like a bunch of naked dudes who played for Toronto FC.
Oh, yeah.
And so,
first time in a locker room was weird, man.
And so, yeah, which is, I think that's also like a general, like, welcome to sports media moment of just like, you know, being comfortable within that. But in this case, like we actually had footage recorded and like saved. So I think what I just ended up doing was I just deleted, like I just cut and deleted everything in between. Deleted the original files and only saved the exports, and then just told them that, like, yeah, here are the cut downs. I deleted when everyone.
Oh, they were cut down already.
Yeah, right. But that was like my thing of just like having to do, like, just kind of like you're like a new person there. You're not sure if you're supposed to make this like executive decision, and yeah.
That's actually really good advice to anyone working in sports media. Is if you get in a locker room at some point,
discretion.
It is kind of weird that you're in a locker room. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like it just is. It just is.
Yeah, up next. All right. This is all. We'll answer this one quickly. Indy and OKC starters as Pokemon. Who would win? Go for it.
The whole what? I don't even really understand. As Pokemon? So I need to make cross Pokemon comparisons for.
You get this question every time.
You can pass if you want.
Squirtle.
We got the Squirtle squad.
Yeah.
Bulbasaur.
That's pretty fire. I think OKC were more defensively oriented, so they're more water and grass Pokemon. Indy was more offense, so they're definitely fire.
Okay.
They end up losing at the end. When Charizard dies and tears his Achilles.
When Rocket Team comes in with Kevin Durant.
James Garden.
Rocket Team reference. Alex knows his Pokemon.
Yeah, I watched the first 2 episodes.
Oh, Ludort as Geodude is very good. Thank you, Trace124.
Geodude, what does he do? He has a compass? Yeah, he's just Geodude. He's geography.
He's a rock formation.
No, he's a rock. Exactly. He's a rock with arms, but he's like very square. Or not
he's
very
like the
round.
guy in Fantastic Four.
Yeah, he's the
kind of. Yeah, honestly,
yeah.
kind of. Yeah.
He's the Ting.
Yeah, kind of.
All right, up next.
Do you recommend I get a colonoscopy as well? Twinsies? Well, you should get it for your health, not to call us twinsies. just get a colonoscopy for your own personal health concern. Not just so you can call us twinsies. Next. But yes.
Yeah, just take care of your health in any sort of context.
Oh my God.
What's your best pickup at In Vintage We Trust?
Wow, this is...
I need to
circle
let me
back
go off
on
camera
this.
for a second.
Yeah, you need to grab something.
Yeah, hold on.
Okay.
Too many to count, man. I can't even think of one that just stands out and stuff. Yeah.
I actually
Great hats,
really only
great
have
jerseys,
like
tees.
one item from there.
Yeah,
Which I really
actually, no.
like.
I bought a Batman Forever vintage tee there that I haven't seen anywhere else. It's a one of one, so that's the one I probably worn the most.
How much you pay for that?
I don't know, like $250 or something.
Yo, that's when I first realized you were generational wealth, when I saw you drop $250 on a tee, man. I'm not even kidding, man.
It's called wasting your money, man.
Yeah, no,
We
it's
all
called,
do different
Alright,
things.
I'll go grab my
passions.
item. I'll be right back.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Show and tell.
Oh, that's right.
Bang.
That's
2007.
right. Liverpool,
Okay, so this
2007.
is 2007. It's got like the actual lettering on it to show for the Champions League final. Unfortunately, they lost AC Milan that one, but whatever. It's the original Adidas. Actually, they're remaking, I think, this kit, this style.
Yeah,
by
Carlsberg sponsorship.
Carlsberg sponsorship. That's not coming back yet, but unfortunate. But bam, in the back, man. Steven Gerrard, number 8, bro. Come on, man. Stevie G. The reason I'm a Liverpool fan anyway. This is the reason like half the people in the world are Liverpool fans. Who are Liverpool fans are there for Stevie G. So getting a Stevie G jersey is kind of nuts, man. I did walk back and forth on this for like probably 2 hours.
Yeah,
but
I remember the day when you saw that jersey. You were like, I need this.
I did drop.
need this
I
jersey.
think it was like, even with the friends and family discount, I think that was still $200 easy.
Yeah, no, that's a great jersey.
Yeah, but I need to have this, man.
Mine's pretty modest, but I think it was actually also at another Alex Swong event. It was like I think it was like the throwback event where you were supposed to wear like a throwback item.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Let's see if I can do this while holding the mic. It's just a simple like actual throwback Ralph Lauren polo bear tee, or like just Ralph Lauren bear tennis tee, but
yeah,
great fit.
That's
good.
I think it was like maybe $60.
Yeah, they've got most of the store like 60% off right now because they're trying to clear the inventory before they move. So if you guys are downtown in Parkdale, go there.
Drop in and tell them Polo sent you, man.
Yeah, do drop in because like Josh always gets a kick out of just telling me how many people come in there. Or just like, oh yeah, we were watching Raptor show, we're listening to Hello and Welcome, and I'm always like, but did they buy anything? And he's always like, hell no. So we got a whole group of community of window shoppers.
I feel called out, man.
All right. Next up, if we bump into you on the street and you're just going somewhere, is a secret word to greet you. Once again, I'm on my AirPods, either listening to Raekwon or Michelle Branch, and I can't hear anybody.
Inside of you are two wolves. Raekwon or Michelle Branch.
Inside of me, there are no wolves. So just hit me really hard on my left shoulder. Yeah. Just pop that left shoulder in,
I don't want the Alex greeting, just for the record.
Shouts to the listener who caught me outside, sitting on a curb outside Eaton Center yesterday, just reading in the sun.
What you're reading outside
He's
of
like,
Eaton's?
Alex, what? I was like, yeah, what up?
What are you reading out there, man? Wait, you're reading outside of Eaton Center?
They have like benches. They have like a curb there, so I was just like chilling, man.
Who goes to Eaton Center to read?
Well, I had to go to Sephora to pick up to reload my perfume, so I was like in the area.
Wait, your perfume's from Sephora?
Yeah, dead
this
cool.
guy reading outside of Eaton Center in 40-degree weather.
No. So then I brought a book with me, and I was like, I don't know. Like the parks are nice too. You go to the benches and stuff.
Yeah, sure.
But I'm like, lately I've just been like, sitting on a curb. Like just find a curb and just sit down and read.
At the dock of the Bay Street.
No, it feels good. Like you just hit a curb and you're just chilling. Yeah.
Sure.
But then I got exposed by a listener. He's like, Alex, honestly, you bum.
I actually do pass a ton of people just on scooter. Like people just see me, they'll be like, yo, Will, why are you on the sidewalk? I mean, whatever, man. Seriously, whatever. Like seriously, like I'm always happy to say hi and have a conversation. And
my AirPods are just always in, so just hit me.
Yo, that's
there
why
are times where I see Alex out in public, and I'll just be like, I'll see him next time.
No, sometimes I get messages. People be like, "Oh yeah, just ran into, but didn't want to say hi because your AirPods were in." Like, I'm either listening to Hello or I'm listening to Fleetwood Mac, man.
Bill Simmons.
Bill, come on, man. It's Bill.
Come on.
It's either Will or Bill.
There you
Oh,
go.
wow. Yeah. Next up here from
Footarage.
Footarage. Follow Footarage if you want to find the latest eats on Highway 7. Did the colonoscopy change you? I see those healthy smoothies, brother. So yeah, aside from eating 7 hot dogs on Sunday at Glizzlemania, I've been going to Nut Bar every day. That's my lunch every day, and then I've been eating pretty healthy for dinner as well. So trying to cut out some fast food in my life.
That's a generational wealth move. Nut Bar is not cheap.
Nut Bar is not cheap.
Wait, how much is Nut Bar, man? Hold on.
Oh, it's like a $20 smoothie.
$20 smoothies, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But like,
he's Eric Swong.
trying to get Nut Bar to get a sponsorship on here.
Oh, that's the move.
I have
like
Mark,
you taking the Uniqlo selfie mirror.
Yeah, though that's been running for 11 years. It doesn't work.
No.
But yeah, Mark Savell, is working on some connections to hopefully at least make an intro to make that happen. So
a Nut Bar plug would be insane. That's
goodness.
like
They're starting to recognize me in there, but like in a not good way. Like I'm not proud of it.
Yeah,
they're like,
you're the
again.
nut in Nut Bar.
They're like you again. Very interesting clientele in there. So yeah.
Oh yeah. Well yeah. Anyway.
Very interesting.
Is sneaker culture dead? That's for Alex and I. And then will Blackstreet or 112? I don't know that you would have an answer for either, but
Blackstreet Boys.
What are we talking about? Islington South?
Oh,
The 112? Etobicoke joke. Come on. Hello.
Wow,
Actually, I think no. That might be 110. That might be 110. I might have smoked that. Sorry, that's the West Mall. Shouts to the West Mall. Yeah, 112 West Mall. Yeah.
The West Mall? Do they have Do West Mall Fest?
do you want to work on answering the question?
We got East Mall, man. We got East Mall and West Mall.
Will, how familiar are you with Blackstreet or 112?
I'm not familiar with either of those two.
I assumed as much.
So
yeah.
what is Blackstreet?
What's
No
Blackstreet's-
Diggity.
Yeah, No Diggity is their biggest song.
I don't even know that song.
Yeah, these are like real 90s ass picks.
Guys, in the 90s, I was in China as a child, like as a small child. So
for these two, you might have been like just born.
Do you know?
I might have been just born as a small child.
Yeah.
Do you know Jagged Edge?
I know Jagged Edge.
Jagged Edge is later.
That was one of my that was my first favorite song. Was as a kid. I was like 8 years old in Canada, and the first song that I actually like actively remember in English was "Let's Get Married" by Jagged Edge.
Oh yeah,
that sounds great.
Iconic remixes too.
Yeah.
Diddy might be on a couple of those. So.
Diddy was on a lot of remixes back in the day, bro.
Okay.
Okay.
But shouts to Jagged Edge.
Alex, is sneaker culture dead?
Sneaker culture is not dead. I think it's just a little different now. And plus,
It's just
like
different. Yeah.
people like us, like grow up, I guess, or get older.
I think Jordan culture is a little wavering.
Yeah, I mean, I've always said I bought a lot of sneakers just like right after my post-divorce because I guess I was coping with some shit. So
Sure.
then now I've redistributed my money elsewhere. So
Yeah.
This guy buying nut bars now. Man.
yeah, no, I'm Nut Bar.
He boss John Nogbar. That's a reference game.
He's back.
Holy crap.
Sneaker culture's not dead. Like Alex said, it's just different now. I think for people who think it is,
Sneakers are expensive. Like a pair of Jordans costs $300. So it's like even if you have the disposable income, like are you trying to spend like $1,000 a month on like a couple pair of sneakers?
Are you
Like,
talking
we're
to yourself?
trying to get
Are you talking to yourself in the past tense?
Anyways, if you are looking for size 9 or 9.5 Jordans, hit me up. Yeah, I have a lot that I can get rid of. So
yeah. All right.
how different is the Bobby we saw on stage from the Bobby that you know behind the scenes? I think it's the same version, but everyone on stage or like us on air is like a slightly different version from like the real life.
Well, you'll never
not
see
different.
a person's full self.
Yeah. But it's a reflection of who we are.
Yeah. But there's a lot of what you saw in Bobby on stage that's very true to being with Bobby.
Yes, yeah. So I felt like Bobby was very genuine and very authentic in the way that he interacted with us.
That's probably the most, like I've seen I'm not kidding. I think I've seen every publicly available Bobby Webster interview.
Yeah.
It's the most loose I've ever seen him in
That
a
is
thing.
by far the most open he has ever
Well, I
been.
thought it was great for fans
camera.
and listeners to be able to see that too, right? Like
That was our goal. That was
That
our
was the
whole
point.
goal.
That was the point.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
people are still gonna be mad.
Well, I mean, that's neither here nor there, really.
All right, up next. What's been the biggest learning curve for you since starting the show?
Which one? This one or just in
Yeah,
general?
this
I think this
this
the
one,
one.
this
Hello
one,
and
this
welcome.
I think it's a little different. I think on digital than
Yeah.
just being like daily, every single day from a certain perspective. I think that people do like to some degree of like knowing when things are coming out, and they can sort of like build it into their routines. You know, so at least for that sense, we still have post game show that comes out. Like we know that goes live after every game, unless like some very very strange things happen. So I think that was maybe a bit of an adjustment. I think the other thing too is just like kind of like
I think business side.
yeah, business side for sure. Like there's definitely a lot more like ad placements and like campaigns to sort of like execute and manage. Those fall largely on Jerome, so I'm not even gonna speak to them. But even just understanding sort of how that kind of works, because like having like direct ownership of the show, but obviously having the Nation Network be in charge of production and distribution. I think that there is a level of involvement. Like for example, I never knew what any deal was worth. When I was at Sportsnet, I just got a salary and I did my job every day. I think now that they're like the scope of it feels like I've gone from working for a business to like running a business, or like at least
he not a businessman. He a businessman.
Yeah, damn man, the J bars really do make sense the older you get. Damn.
Meanwhile, you're listening to his oldest albums when he's collecting Basquiat.
Wait until you get your 444 era.
Can't wait to bring my
man.
sand to the beach, whatever that means. Yeah, I think it's just that. But I mean,
Sure.
that's why we did it. I think that like especially you look at this era of sports media, like it's not the golden years of sports media where all these companies were propping up and trying to like create initiatives. I think that like you're seeing a lot of instability. Like I for a long time I really wasn't sure what was possible to like. I wasn't even sure to even do this career because I'm like there's no longevity or no money in it. And actually, Alex was pretty helpful in that sense to always be like, look, you should keep staying in this. Like, you're good at this. And also, there is money to be made in this. You just don't make it yet. And I was like, oh, okay.
Called you broke like 2011 LeBron in the finals.
Yo, I was about to quit and do PR, man. I'm telling you.
This guy, you're going to be Josh Sue.
I could have, man. I got the shoes to match.
You don't want that. Yeah, no, I think most of it is getting used to a different schedule and pace too.
Sure.
Like working.
Yeah, sure.
Working at Sportsnet was like every day. I think going live, like we've obviously switched. I think like more to just being live all the time.
Yeah.
Versus like doing a lot of just like recorded stuff. And I do like the live format. I don't know what it is, but it's just like even when we're doing like radio or TV, just knowing you're live, I feel like it just makes you present a bit more. Just like knowing that it's being delivered to like an immediate audience as well.
Well, I mean, we were live before, though. We were literally
No,
on
but that's what I'm
live
saying.
TV.
But this is different.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, but when we switched to just like at the start of this, we were just doing a lot of recorded stuff and we weren't going
Right,
live all the
right.
time.
Okay.
Like that was an adjustment. And now it's good. Like I like doing the live. Like the
Okay.
live is really
Nice.
good. Yeah.
You know what it was? You realize like you realize you really like streamers. Like you were like, yo, speed's cool. I was like,
Yeah.
okay.
That speed was okay. I mean, it was just in China, so it was fun to like follow him. So
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, same answer as you guys. On to the next one. Share some of your favorite memories / moments of Joe Wolf.
okay, first of all, Joe Hunt didn't pass away. He
No, of course.
He lost his job.
Right.
Part of massive layoffs at the Score.
Sure.
I did get a chance to see him the following day last week, and
How was he doing?
I can report he was in good spirits.
Oh, that's good to
great.
hear.
And
Good
we
to
talked about some of his future plans. I think you can look out for Joe Wolfon. He'll probably be back to writing in some capacity like really soon.
Yeah.
So he's itching to kind of just like figure out what's next and stuff. But
Right.
favorite moments with Wolfon.
Can I start since I know him the least? And
Sure,
so I
yeah,
have
Go
like
ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
I really don't have one experience with him.
Oh, okay.
And that's in Las Vegas.
Oh god.
So it
yeah.
is specifically getting chastised by Joe while I suggest in between blackjack to go try out Secret Pizza.
Oh,
Which is
yeah.
great.
Which is really good, but he was like on a heater, I guess, and he
City
was just
boys
like,
were
"What do we
up,
do?"
bro.
City boys are up, and he's just like,
Yeah.
"What are we doing here in this lineup for pizza?"
Yeah, Wolfon, just for context, just really wanted to go back to gambling.
He wanted to,
And
go
he
back to
did not
gambling.
want to take a gambling break, even though like a
Yeah.
large group
Everyone
of
was
us
hungry. Like,
decided we wanted
just-
to take
yeah.
a walk, go to
Yeah.
Secret Pizza, a bit of a lineup because it's a good spot.
Yeah.
And he was just not having it.
Seething.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why was he? Because like, by the way, you guys were all up like 200 each, like minimum.
I was up 6.
You were up 6.
Yeah.
Right,
I should have
I-
walked away.
We it was 2:30. We went to get a
Will,
slice of pizza,
Will
and
and
then
I
you're
were
done.
ready to go home.
Bro,
I
we-
was ready to call it a night.
You know how good you would feel going home up 6?
You've watched industry, man. You know, you can't walk away from this.
In,
thing.
in Alex's
Yeah,
defense,
honestly, yeah.
I think Alex went back in support of Wolfond.
I did, I did. And to
Man,
snap
but-
a photo of him at the ATM at 4 in the morning.
The craziest part was like going to sleep because I'm like, I'm exhausted, man. I'm going to sleep. Waking up to messages at 5 a.m. being like, yo, we lost it all.
Oh yeah, that was tough.
How much I crashed
then-
out this
and then
Yeah,
the-
because
and
like
then the next day
Will,
we're at
you and I
Summer
went back
League.
early, right? Like,
Yeah,
well, not
yeah,
early.
yeah.
We went back
No,
like shortly after.
It was
pizza.
3 a.m.
Yeah.
by the time
Yeah,
we went
were
back
done.
to bed. It was like normal.
Yeah.
Yeah. The next day, like Wolfon's like eating bok choy on the media row.
Oh, yo, he was eating Gailon. Just Gailon with cracked pepper.
Yeah. That's right. That's right. That's right.
Dying. I'm like, where did you even get this in Thomas and Mac?
I think it
Guyland
was-
Harper over here.
Darius Guyland.
Yo!
Oh man, so many layers to that. So many ways to peel that back.
Oh, brother.
Uh,
That is a great Joe Wolfon memory. Yeah, shouts to Joe.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Joe also one time came through to the Ennis game.
That was gonna be my memory.
Okay, go. You tell it.
No, he Joe Wolfon like went to the famous Ennis poker game one time. The buy-in is
Oh.
$50. He blew through that in like 4 hands and then just got up and left and said, "I gotta go buy diapers."
He's like, what am I doing? I gotta get diapers.
He's like, "I just lost my
Oh,
diaper
no.
money," and then we haven't seen him at the game since. Although he
so
did
funny.
tell me when I met up with him last week,
Eric
he's like,
diaper.
"I'm free for poker now." Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, really?
So, yeah.
Okay.
Kids must have grown out of diapers. Kids got
said-
potty trained.
He said, "I'm free. I'm free for poker."
The
so.
diaper budget.
No, shout out to Wolfon, man. If anybody's
Yeah.
listening wants to hire him, just hire him, please.
Big shouts to Wolfon. Joe Wolfon. I actually, one of my favorite memories is that I haven't told on this show was he won on, for a period, you did a stretch of Stephen LeBron episodes called Stuff White People Like.
Yes, yeah.
So you just and it's a book based on this like coffee table book basically of like stuff white people like, and it was like a blog back in the day. Again,
Yes,
this is all
and I
internet
made
culture, I don't
and I
remember.
made my white friends go through this list of like 120 things
Yeah.
that are
Is
like
this how you
most-
got listening
yeah,
to Fleetwood Mac?
of like stereotypes that like white people like, and
So
then
it was
they
like-
would pick things that they actually did, like camping
Yeah.
and like water skiing or whatever shit.
So you asked Wolfon on his episode.
yeah,
I believe
Ultimate Frisbee. was
Ultimate
one.
Frisbee came up, which I
Yeah.
loved because Ultimate Frisbee is a very like actually
Yeah.
white and Asian shared thing, but primarily white.
Yeah.
You asked him about portaging as well. And he was
Right,
like-
right.
he was
Portaging
like-
is when you lift your boat and walk.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you were
What's-
canoeing from like
what are
one
we
river
doing?
to another river, but between the two rivers that don't connect, you put it over your head and walk
That's
across.
insane.
Yeah, trail mix. There was a lot of stuff that was in there, but that was a
Yeah.
really good episode, and I cracked up. And also, you did have me on eventually to talk about stuff white people like, and I think I picked the Gifted program,
Right.
Ultimate Frisbee.
Yeah, Stuff White
I'm
People Like
being
was
a
like a
man.
huge blog back in the day, and then the
Yeah.
writer actually from Toronto. So yeah,
Oh, really?
Oh, there you
it's
go.
pretty cool. Yeah.
All right. Next question, guys. Is Will City Connect jersey blank on back, or does it have someone's number?
What?
It has his it has his name Lou on it. It's a Lou.
Yeah.
What's the number that you put on it?
Lou 11.
Okay, 11 is your soccer number.
11 is just well, not really, because I'm not
Yeah.
I'm a defender, so I would wear 4 of anything
It's
else.
for the number of
Right.
times you tried to get us a Yesers jersey.
Wow.
shirt
It's
and
it's
couldn't,
for
yeah.
Yao Ming, guys.
It's for the 11 hats that Bobby Webster sent us. Thank you, Bobby. We'll
Oh, yeah,
throw
yeah.
those out tomorrow.
People are
Oh,
getting
yeah,
hats
we-
tomorrow.
Yo, if you come to
Give away some
courtside
hats.
tomorrow and you don't walk out with merch, just hit me up, man. I'll make sure you get merch.
Oh, no! God damn, the PNL gonna look crazy.
Santa
again.
Claus is here.
Let's see this photo. Here's Joe Wolfon eating
With the
Gylon at Summer
Gylon,
League.
By the
Darius
way,
Gylon is so good.
Yo, he
man.
eating
Oh
Gylon
my God.
in Cox Pavilion is
Where
nuts.
did he get the
That's what I'm
Gylon
saying.
from?
no.
Like-
So, I think it's actually from Italy. So, what is like the Italian? What's the
Asparagus.
No.
Yo, is Gylon just Chinese asparagus?
Don't they call the other thing Chinese broccoli? Bok choy?
Yeah. I guess it's it's a brassica, so it's in the same
Yeah.
fam. Yeah.
No,
Right.
Shouts to Wolfon, man, just loading up on Gylon, man.
Yo, he only had Gylon. This is his whole lunch, man. Gylon and some oyster sauce.
He
I
crashed
don't
out
think he opened.
so hard. He was that day trying to switch his flight a day ahead because he needed to get out of Vegas.
Right.
He's like, I need to get out of here, man.
He's like, what am I doing? That's diaper money. Yeah, that's diaper money is so good, man.
That's so good.
What else?
All right. Which team next year? Oh, it's basketball.
Oh no, basketball.
No, it's fine.
No.
It's fine.
No.
Nope. Next
Okay,
question.
all right.
Comparing how much you guys made working at Sportsnet versus independently, is it comparable?
Okay, I'm not throwing out
we're-
exact
we're
numbers.
not-
We're doing
come
fine,
on, man.
We're doing fine. Also,
We're doing fine, but we'll also accept these YouTube donations and any support that we can get.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, I got. It's rapini, is what it is.
Oh, the
Yeah.
the
The
vegetable.
guy-
Oh
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's what I was
Honestly,
looking for
that's
the whole
actually a
time.
pretty good
Thanks,
one.
Will.
Yeah.
Megan Rapini. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go. Okay. That covers that. There. It's, I guess, on to our final. Do you want to do this final segment?
Yo, we got
let's
some
do it, man.
Ennis. Ennis actually.
Oh right. Yes.
Yeah.
I
Guys,
do have the audio in here.
Guys,
So-
you guys are. This is we're chilling, man. This is a regular banter pod right now.
I'm starting to get my second wind. I'm not gonna lie.
There you
Okay.
go.
Here. Yeah. Of course, it happens with an Ennis audio file.
Ennis. So last week you were talking, Will. You were talking about how we were talking about Rob Ford and how you had some interactions with him, and how I
Yeah.
was at a wedding where Rob Ford was an MC.
Yeah, right.
So
right.
Ennis actually listened to the pod, and he has his own Rob Ford story. So he
I'm
sent me
gonna
a
play
voice
it right
note.
now.
So my ex-girlfriend's mother used to teach at Don Bosco, where Rob Ford coached football.
Yep.
And at the time I had a cat, but I was thinking of getting a kitten to have a second cat. And
What if it was digital?
one day, apparently, she had been out with one of her classes, grade 10, grade 11, something like that. And they were out for a walk in like a ravine or park near the school.
Oh, I know that
And
one. Yeah.
apparently they found a bunch of kittens, looked like feral stray kittens
Okay.
coming out from this house. And they were only able to rescue a couple. She grabbed one, and it was
Okay.
just this unbelievably cute cat. She sent me a picture, and I was like, oh, yes, this cat is perfect. I'll take this cat. The cat had mites and ticks and roundworm and just a filthy little ball of scuzz that we managed to nurse back to health, and now she's 13 and thriving. But
Oh wow.
I don't remember if it was maybe a year later, 2 years later, they released a photo of the house where the surreptitious cracked video was shot. And I get a text from my ex's mom being like, that's the house where we found Nigel. That's the name of my cat is Nigel. So
Nigel is from
it's
the
very
crack
possible
house.
that my cat was there. No.
Oh my god. Yo, the crack house on Westway? Oh my god.
You don't remember those famous photos that
Yes,
came out?
yes.
My
Yeah.
cat was somehow involved in the home of the people that found
Yo.
Rob Ford smoking crack. So
Oh
thought
my
you'd appreciate
god.
that.
Crazy lore.
That's amazing, man.
Ennis also sent in a 3-pack of questions here. So these 3 are social scenarios, and he wants to know, is it okay to invite yourself to these events or hangouts based on these scenarios?
Okay.
So-
Poker night, winning time. No.
So first scenario, a close friend tells you that they're all going to a movie when
Okay.
you ask them what you're up to this weekend.
Yeah.
And you weren't invited at first, and you're like, oh shoot, I want to see that. Can I come?
Yeah.
The friend says you're welcome to buy a ticket and come, but the caveat is because they've already bought their tickets, you're not going to be sitting with them. So you will be just sitting there on your own, but you will be at the same theater.
Okay.
So would you go to this?
It depends on the movie.
Yeah.
Depends on the
Okay.
movie. If it's like a Avengers blockbuster kind of like fun light movie, whatever, it's like okay, yeah, sure, whatever, go right. If it's like yo, we're gonna watch Materialists, and then you third wheel that, you Pedro Pascal in that scenario.
Okay.
No.
And the caveat, another caveat here is that you're also told that there will be a hangout after. So which you are not invited to. So you haven't been invited to this whole scenario.
Oh.
So do you come to the theater, sit by yourself, watch a movie while the other 5 friends are there, and then they might hang out afterwards, but also you were not specifically invited to that either.
If you weren't invited, then you shouldn't go. Like, I think the theater is already pushing it. The theater is like, okay, a shared experience. Maybe this is a convenient time spot.
Yeah.
That's a whole separate hangout that you weren't invited to. So
Yeah, this
you
is
gotta
so
take a hit,
funny
exactly.
because as I'm reading these, I know exactly what scenarios Ennis is referring to.
Okay,
Like
all
these
right.
are real things that happen, obviously, right? Yeah.
Yeah, these are based on a true
It's
story.
clearly,
yeah.
I think okay. So, if you're sitting separately from them and watching a movie, you just have to be cool about it. Just like don't be awkward. But like, if you're like, I do not have plans and I do want to see this movie, then sure, go see the movie. But understand
Yeah.
you're actually just going to watch a movie by yourself that your friends.
Yeah,
happen to
in
be
that
at.
scenario, I'd be
Exactly,
like, I can pick any like showtime because I'm not going to be interacting with my friends anyways.
Right.
Yeah, so it might be better if I just like go to another showtime or
Right.
something.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the second one. You're out with second tier friends.
Okay. Yeah.
And they remember that they were actually supposed to go to a birthday party later for a friend that you don't know
Absolutely, you can't go to this.
at a
Don't go-
bar or at someone's house.
There's a difference if
Nobody's-
it's bar
No way,
versus
man.
house, but
No
still,
way.
yeah.
Nobody is sure if it's okay that they can actually bring an extra guest. It's too late to ask.
Yeah.
Do you
Oh,
just
you're not
roll
going.
through?
No,
Okay.
no. That's
No. What?
Okay.
absolutely
Tier 2
not.
friends, maybe tier 1 friends. I can see it. Maybe
Yeah.
tier 2
It's even
friends.
it's
no,
even
man.
worse with tier 1 because if it's tier 1 and you're not invited, that's you might have to reconsider your tiers.
I almost feel like tier 2 is safe because like you can pull up and it's like if it's a big party, you don't know anyone anyway, so you can kind of just blend in and it's chill.
you're gonna
Right.
need a lot of details because especially
Yeah.
because already when the
Yeah.
conversation is like we're not sure if you can come, I think that implies a lot of like one, probably not a lot of space. Two,
Yeah.
the fact that it's not even like if you can come, it's not even a question.
Right. Third one here, a new community of friends that you've recently started hanging out with are throwing a party, but on the same night you're supposed to have plans.
That's just my first visits to Hong Kong with you guys.
But then your plans fall through, but you weren't invited to their party, but probably because they already knew that you had plans, but possibly because you just weren't invited. You're not sure. So do you go and invite yourself to this situation?
Similar to the previous scenario, you know if you know, you actually already know. Like if it's a question, then that's just like you weren't invited.
Yeah.
In those cases, I think it's a given. If like, yeah.
And this party you're finding out is an all-day barbecue, and you find out it's happening because you see it on someone's Instagram story.
Oh, that changes things because it's like now we're talking about food and amounts. So if you're coming in to eat like part of their food,
But your
like, you're
plans
not
just
supposed to-
fell through, and now it's like, do you invite yourself to this thing
Absolutely
with your new
not.
group of friends? Yeah.
No.
Bonus round.
I'm
yeah.
very weary of friend group mixing in the first place. Like I think I have friends in very distinct groups. and
Yeah, I don't
always
like
feel very
mixing.
strange when I.
I am the only one on the pod that will mix everyone together.
Yeah.
You are, and that's
Yeah.
that's a really good thing because for me,
I
I'm just
only-
like I'm a different person to different people. You know.
I only mix my drinks.
I don't know who to
Yeah.
be when my friends are together.
Yeah. What? Bonus round. One of your best friends has their +1 for a wedding drop out at the last minute, and they invite you instead.
Did you go to a wedding with Ennis? Or
No.
did you bring Ennis?
That's fine.
The wedding is on a yacht and insanely baller. However, this is the wedding of a person who you once overheard talk shit about you and say that you were corny. And as such, you've held a grudge against them for several years.
Oh, mental.
This
warfare,
is
okay.
one-sided. They do not know
Interesting.
that you overheard and hold this grudge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Do you
It's
go?
even- It's
You're
even more
invited.
reason to go. More reason
Okay.
to go. Then you stun on everybody. Like you
I'm
wear
down
your
for a
best
fun.
outfit.
I'm always down for a fun wedding. Like like a fun go to a wedding. I'm blending in. I'm not a main character at the wedding. You know, you just meet some people. It's chill.
Last second invite because I got one of the last second invites to the Savell wedding.
Right. Yeah.
And yeah, just like showing up, having a great time, and then dipping, it was great. You know what I mean? But like obviously, you know, there's a lot of love between, you know, me and Savell. But yeah, in this case of the added wrinkle of the mental warfare, I think you go, you have the best time. You show them that you are able to charm other people who don't find you corny. And at the end of the night,
you kind of show off a little bit, like flex on them a little
you
bit.
stunt on them a little bit, and then the night you like, you know, you slide something, man. You'd be like, man, congratulations, man. A cornball like you can get married, anyone can. Boom.
I would just go hang out with my friends.
Yeah, I love a good wedding kind of drop in type.
Yeah, this is great.
Although I do like a general like wedding drop in. I know there was one time I like it was someone I think who works for Toronto FC that got married, so like I knew a lot of people there. And so they were just so what had happened was they got to like the party point in the night, like just a thing, and it was so close to me, like a 10 or 15 minute drive. Like I think I just replied to this story, just like congratulations, and people who were like guests that like I knew and worked with, they're just like, yo, pull up. So I threw on a suit and then I just like danced with them for like an hour. And it was a fun time.
Yeah.
And like even like the bride and groom were like super happy to see me and all that. So
I feel like the spontaneous stuff sometimes is can be fun. Especially at like a wedding situation. Like it's pretty chill.
But yeah, I think that Will's like I do like Will's whole scenario, but I think I would do the exact opposite. I would just be like, if I have to go out of my way to like spite someone, I would rather just be around people that want me there.
Yeah.
Fair enough. By the way, this is good. This feels like an advice column. I love these questions. Yeah, I actually think that like we should open an advice column. Advice column.
Yeah, email info@stephenlebron.com. We'll also get Ennis to submit 3 very specific social scenarios every month.
Okay.
Can we play the game of guessing who he's talking about? No.
Oh man,
I know the first one because I was there at the
You were
theater.
there for it.
Yeah. You were the close friend, and then someone tagged in with you guys.
Anyways, we have 2 listener.
That's very funny.
We have 2 listener emails. First one from Tristan. Hello, Will, Alex, and Jerome. Easily the best podcast covering the Raptors and NBA and the Canadian men's national team when FIBA Olympics roll around. I've only been following you guys for about 4 years, but got instantly hooked when you were on
only
the Raptors
4 is
show.
not something small. Yeah.
So far, your journey to Hello and Welcome has not disappointed. Keep up the amazing work. You know what the fans want. I'm from Halifax, Nova Scotia, but I'll be listening to you over the next few months down in Latvia while I'm deployed. Everything you do on you do on every show, we fans appreciate. Look forward to finally getting some of your merch when I can get back in Canada. Tristan, if you hear this, hit me up. I will send you some merch.
Yeah, that's what we'll do for sure.
No, I'll wait till you're back in Canada and get an address.
Yeah.
Sam wrote, hello, Alex. Just writing after listening to the most recent pod where you mentioned for overseas listeners to get in touch. I'm not from a very exotic location, but still far from Toronto. I'm Australian, and when I was 10 in the year 2000, some distant relatives from Toronto visited us in Australia. They bought me a Jays shirt that's like a fake jersey with buttons. When I started getting interested in sports, I started to follow the Toronto teams. Before League Pass became a thing, it was always a rarity to actually get a Raptors game on TV. Was great once streaming became the norm and I could properly watch all the games. Have loved listening, reading, watching all the work yourself, Will, and Jerome have done over the years. Was so great discovering the old shows back in the day. Such great fun and a great way to tune in with what's going on with the team, especially when you live in a place where there's no coverage by the local media. Life circumstances mean I live in the UK now, so I'm one of your London, UK listeners. Keep up the great work. We'll always tune in from afar.
Damn.
All right.
That's so nice, man.
That's really great.
Yeah,
love that.
It's beautiful.
I mean, I think it's like it's a real time spent. Like I think it's like there's like a friendship community experience that always came along with pods. And I think with shows is totally different because you get to know. I mean, especially because we leave so much space for it. Like we almost over-index on this, but like we specifically create the space to like showcase like our personality, showcase our like what our lives are, and now that we've expanded and added the third dimension in Jerome too, like we're able to sort of bounce off of each other even more than before. So I love that when people say like can feel some sort of like kinship in this.
Yes, sir. Final segment. So
Do you want to do
not
a
breaking
couple
news?
Well,
we're
I
not
saw the
doing-
breaking
we're
news.
we're
Please
not
don't
doing
do
it.
this.
We're not doing it.
I know the joke already.
What,
No, we're not doing
what's
it,
the
though.
joke?
No, but we're not doing the basketball.
Do you want to
thing.
share what the item is?
No, we don't have to
basketball,
do
no
it.
basketball.
Oh, no basketball. Okay.
Okay,
all right.
final item.
Wait. But we do have a couple like start items, so I'm just gonna add.
There was
them
a
into the
trade that
Q&A
happened,
part.
guys.
I know, but
Oh,
it's
okay,
not
you
gonna
guys don't
fit
care?
in the banter pod.
You guys don't care about CJ McCollum.
No, do
for
not even
Jordan
say it.
Poole?
See, you
See,
ruined
I
it.
knew
You ruined it.
we knew
You
were gonna
ruined
do
it.
There it is.
We're not
Yeah.
talking about it.
We
I
knew
guess
we
it's
were
out-
gonna do
I guess
that.
it's out there.
No, but we don't care.
You guys don't care. Honestly, I don't really care about this trade either.
Yeah,
does
it's
not-
obviously
It does
yeah.
not fit the pod.
Here, I got some starred stuff that we'll throw into the Q&A right here, really quick.
Okay.
Jerome, tell Shane Wright he owes me St. Louis wings. I've screenshotted it already and sent it to Shane. He wrote this fucking guy.
Nice.
Yo, Alex, Will, and Jerome live in Houston. Love the content, guys. You guys are great. I'm feeling great getting KD. My mood is great right now.
Yo,
Solid, great.
we should go to
Yo,
Houston next season.
Congratulations, man.
Yeah.
I want to go to Houston.
Alex wishes he could go 12 hours with Bill Simmons.
Oh my god.
True. You guys pre-ordering your Hanson Yang jerseys for a 39th pick?
Again, I've literally begged Bobby last weekend at dinner to please draft Hanson Yang, and
Yo,
I'm
you
not
guys run
optimistic.
through these while I go pee.
all right, do your
Okay,
thing.
this is part of the show, by the way. It's a classic part of the show.
Yeah, I was.
Let's
Okay.
remove his video. It's kind of awkward, man. Let's just not just look at his.
It's okay. No, I
His
want the
house.
empty there. I
Oh,
like
okay,
that.
okay,
Yeah,
sick,
let's
sick,
do
sick.
that. Have Serge address Will and Alex if we get him for Holt Renfrew. Love that. I mean, you
Okay.
guys are just gonna be like in crazy suits, no? For the most part.
I don't know. I mean, I think if Serge is
Serge
able
has a
to
specific
come back
style.
to Toronto
Yeah.
and establish himself in the media space, I think it'll be absolutely huge. Serge is one of the most beloved Raptors, despite his short time here. And he really, especially for athletes, actually shows off his personality and has like a lot of fun with what he does. You can also tell that he's not just only about basketball. Very, very clearly, like very storied basketball player. Like never made an All-Star team, but certainly like a really, really good player. Maybe he's on the Aaron Gordon All-Stars in terms of like really good role players who played in championship roles.
Easily.
But like, yeah, I think Serge will be. There's so much of Serge's personality to tap into, and
And people already seen a ton of it
Yo, did
already.
you wash your hands, man? That was fast, bro.
Of course he washes.
Yo, show
hands.
your
It's
hands to the camera, man. Is there any sheen on them?
Yo, this guy calling me Hanson Yang right now.
Hey.
Yo, you hand soap Yang?
Come on.
All right. Will was apparently listening to G Unit at grade 6. You not the same. Here, I'll let you talk about this a little bit while I also go to use the wash.
Oh, okay, good. Sick. Okay, so you remember back in the day, there used to be iPod Shuffle. That was the first iPod I got. It's the cheapest iPod, but like everyone had an iPod. So like, iPod Shuffle, the original one, was basically a USB with the like a headphone jack.
I remember
because
this,
like
yeah.
you can't actually see what song is on, and it only had I think about I don't even think it was a gig, maybe 500. So I think you like depending on sort of how big the songs you downloaded, you basically had a selection of like I would say 100 songs maybe on average
Right.
to be walking around with. So that was like really that was like the first that was like Bobby managing the Raptors salary cap. Like I'm just like what am I choosing, man? Do I want Trapped in the Closet, the whole 12 song
brother.
Odyssey by R. Kelly, or do I want a whole
Brother.
G-Unit album on there? But no, I mean, I honestly back in the day, like it was a lot of G-Unit. Honestly, there was like a decent amount of Eminem, obviously a lot of Kanye. This is early Kanye, college dropout Kanye, and then like some Fall Out Boy. Obviously
Little
Collision
mix.
Course, Linkin
Yeah.
Park, Coldplay. That was kind of like the mix.
Still trying to get to the Coldplay show in Toronto, man. Anybody got free tickets?
Somebody step up, man.
I'll trade you for 50 Wongstradamus hoodies.
Yo, that better not be on the piano gonna look nuts, man.
Yeah, actually, can we take some money out of the Hello Fund and just buy some Coldplay tickets for $600 each? Yeah.
That's the Hello Fund is your money, man.
I think I think I might go solo to Coldplay. Yeah.
Really?
If I can't score tickets, I think I'm gonna buy a general admission on the floor for like $400, $500. Hopefully, it'll go down a little bit on the day
Yeah,
of, but
yeah,
I
yeah.
need I need to watch Coldplay.
I hear it's one of the best experiences.
Yeah. No, I need to watch Coldplay. So.
Oh man, Death Cab on iPod Shuffle. Ooh.
Yeah, so the only 2 shows I've ever missed an NBA Finals game for were Death Cab and then 2 weeks ago Kendrick. Yeah, so
wow.
that's on the record. Yeah.
Did you not
And
go
you
for
kind
SZA?
of didn't miss the Kendrick concert. For the game.
Yeah, there was a video of Alex watching the NBA Finals during not like.
Yeah, who do you think I am? Jagmeet Singh? I rep this city, man.
Oh, you didn't go for SZA? I saw you walk out with a hoodie.
No. I have more SZA hoodies than songs on Spotify. Kill Bill.
You just learned that at the concert, man. Jamie Randall says Isak or etiquette. I actually don't even know how to say his name. I think etiquette. Yeah, his name is the same, spelled frontwards and backwards. But it's a palindrome. But yeah, definitely Isak. Not even close, man. I'd pay all the money for Isak, bro. So Liverpool basically has signed like the best young number 10 in the world, one of the best young number 10s in the world. It's either him or Musiala for me.
Missy Elliott? Oh, Musiala.
Jamal Musiala.
Okay.
Pass that Dutch. But no, pass me the Swede actually with Isak, man. He's sick, bro. He's amazing. So.
Man, I wish I didn't have to spend an hour on the highway after going uptown, man. I'd rock this pod for another 3 hours, man.
Oh yeah.
I just wanted to see Jerome's face when I said that.
Yo, we could talk about that Jordan Poole trade.
Y'all need to get better at asking for money. Says Top Shot. Esla.
Okay. A big shout out to Top Shot for sending money as always,
and for showing up at Holt Renfrew, man.
And for showing up at Holt Renfrew was being mad cool and everything.
Yeah.
Okay, I think people have a misconception. Like, we make the majority of our money is not made through like people sending donations on YouTube or even just like YouTube money in terms of like the.
I'd be in way too good of a mood if that was the case.
It's just like ad sales or whatever in that sense. No, we make money through partnerships, which we're very thankful for. Betway, thankful for Tangerine.
We also have a full
sponsor
salary.
the show for a couple acts. Yeah, man. Well,
we're doing fine. I got 5 vacations coming up this summer.
I'm not gonna lie. We are doing
it's
pretty
fine.
Well. Coors, Greta Bar, of course, Dominion Lending. Holt Renfrew. Like we.
But left an American sports media company to come work on this. We're doing
man. Another one coming down the pipe, man.
It's the Asian. It's like, but it's like the Asian immigrant thing. Is like even when you're like doing fine, doing well, you're always worried.
No, because I think like especially in like sports media, I think people like take so much legitimacy when you work for the big company, and then like that's totally fair. Like I've done the same thing, right? I don't think that my career would be where it is right now. I would have the same opportunities or the same recognition if I didn't, work at Sportsnet or work at Yahoo before that. But I think from a purely just like that's like a bit of almost an ego perspective. I think just if I evaluate my position right now compared to a year ago, I think I'm doing much better, not just financially.
Of course, man.
That's great. All right, last one here from the chat. Who are your top 5 celebs you would fan out for? I don't think you need to come up with 5, but if you can name any, go for it.
Adam Sandler for me, for sure.
Jackie Chan.
It's just top.
Jackie
Chan? That's Adam Sandler. That's it, yeah.
Adam Sandler. That's
Suni Lee, Jessica Alba.
Oh, my God, man. Katy Perry from the 2013 GQ cover. Is that what you were going to say?
I did. I think I actually did mark out when I met... I want to say in 2018, I was working the Ontario Sports Hall of Fame ceremony. I was like, I got asked to do it through like a person I was interning with at the time at MLSC. They're like, can you take some photos and like post some stuff for social?
Yeah.
And one of the special honorary guests was Trish Stratus.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, so I met Trish Stratus, and
Is
then
she married to Levesque? Who is she?
No, that's Stephanie McMahon.
That's
Stephanie
McMahon.
McMahon.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
Yeah.
So Will
I like how quick we were
Levesque is insane.
Yeah, we're like, what? Clearly hung up. But
last time I marked out in public was Ric Flair. Ric Flair was at the Woodbine Casino.
Okay.
And it was just cool. Like he was walking in as we were walking in, and I felt bad for Ric Flair because he can't go anywhere without people being like, "Woo!" Like people just do that. Yeah, I mean, we started doing it.
Yeah.
Wait, you walked up to him and just said, "Woo?"
No, like he's walking in front of us. We're just like, "Yo, Rick, woo! And he's like, yeah.
He's like, I never heard that one before.
He's like, I'm 26 Michelobes deep. Yeah.
Yo, that's crazy, man.
Yeah.
During Toronto NBA All-Star, I went to like the NBA, I forget what it's always called, but like the fan stuff that they have.
Oh yeah.
And I remember like this was like the moment that I realized like the people who stand out the most are the ones who are like there in your formative years, like your like teenage years.
Sure.
Because like I'm out here like seeing like Bill Russell or like real like legends.
Yeah,
and I'm just, like, but I'm just like, oh, cool.
No, I famously just like Bill Russell was in the urinal next to me one time in the finals, and I was like, no, but then I was confused.
Why is there so much bathroom talk on this episode?
No, but I was like, I know that it's a cool moment, but it's also not hitting me like that, you know?
Right.
Like,
so my friend and I, Alan, who I went with at the time, were all like, whatever. And then we saw Steve Francis who lost her shit.
Right.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Steve Francis.
No, that's true.
Didn't we interview Steve Francis in the studio?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, Steve Francis came through Fan 590. We were like,
for the Grizzly Truth dog.
Grizzly Truth. Shout out Cat Jamie.
Shout out Cat Jamie. That was like a great. That was a great chance to interview him. And I was like, I'm gonna ask you about Yao Ming. He's like, I know.
Oh my god.
A Chinese man asked Steve Francis about Yao Ming, of course. Man.
But yeah, all right. Let's finally get to that final segment. Do you still want to do it?
Final segment. So
Let's do it.
we had discussed this. Jerome's the only person in the world that has yet to watch The Sopranos. I will be traveling to New York this weekend. Ennis and I have booked our Sopranos tour, where we will be spending 4 hours on a tour bus as they guide us through New Jersey.
Wait, actually? Wait, this is why you're going to New York?
Well, we're going for a Rock the Bells hip hop concert as well. But
That's really cool.
The Sopranos tour is what we're most excited for.
You know who I've been listening to recently, man? The God MC. Rock him.
What?
He's him.
Really?
Yeah,
You
man.
listen to Rock him?
Yeah.
You're getting a DM from Menace.
Okay,
so
why? Is he a pro or con?
no, he loves Rock him. Rock Him's
okay,
great.
yeah. He's
He'll
Kim.
just be really surprised. Yeah.
He's Kim, yeah.
So we have we have selected 10 Sopranos characters, their photos, which we're gonna show Jerome, and Jerome has also been provided with a list of 15 names.
Okay.
So all 10 names are on there, but there's an extra 5 names.
We have the names put up here, so you can read them out.
Yeah.
Or I'll try to read them out.
Yeah, no, read out maybe like the first 5. Like give the people a sense. Yeah.
Silvio Dante.
Yep.
Yeah.
Artie Bucco.
Yep.
Yeah, just Artie Bucco.
Yeah.
Mike. I mean, Will, you're actually giving because some of these are supposed to be fake. So you just told me that's
no. So they're all 15 are Sopranos characters.
Oh, they are Sopranos characters. Oh, I thought
none of these are
okay.
fake,
So one of our backup things that I thought was going to happen was we were going to ask Joe Cash to just give us names of his relatives to mix.
No, so I thought it'd actually be funnier to just have 15 full Sopranos characters.
Mikey
Palmisi.
Palmisi.
Yeah.
Jennifer Melfi.
Yep.
The GOAT.
Polly Walnuts. That's a name.
Yeah.
That's a person.
That's a name. That's a name.
Furio Ginta?
Ginta, yeah. I didn't even know Furio had a last name until I looked him up.
You didn't know Furio had a last name?
No, I didn't know his last name was Ginta.
He's Junta.
Yeah, no, but anyway, so most people are familiar with The Sopranos.
I want 15 euros and 50.
So for those just listening on the podcast, what's going to happen is we're going to flash a photo up.
Yeah.
We have 10 characters, and then Will and I will give a couple brief descriptions of this character. Not that it helps.
Yeah.
And then Jerome is going to try to pick a name from here. And then we'll see how many he's going to be able to map to.
Right.
So, Jerome, as long as you have the list of 15 in front of you.
Yeah, I do have the list of 15. I was going through this list earlier, and I told the guys, just because obviously, even though I've not watched the show, it is one of the most popular shows. So from pop culture alone, I think some of these names are familiar.
Yeah, maybe you'll get those, but there's definitely ones you are not going to get.
Is this in contention for the most popular show ever?
I think so. I think it's the greatest show ever.
Right.
Okay.
I've watched it 5 times now, I think. Okay, so let's go. So
right,
first one up.
I recognize this character. This is a super popular character, right?
Yes.
He's one of the main guys. Okay.
Yes.
Is this okay? Maybe
and you only get one pick for each of these. Yeah.
You can get. Does he get 2 hints? Like, what is it? It's like that's a reference game, but for
Yeah, but it
Sopranos
doesn't really help.
I'll okay. You know what? I want to hear the hints just cause. It would be
Okay,
funny to me.
he once got lost in the woods.
maybe the most famous episode
with Christopher.
One of the most famous episodes.
So that eliminates
okay.
Christopher for you. He
Yeah,
once
they
got
were-
lost
thank
in the
you, yeah.
woods. Yeah,
They were chasing a Russian guy that we were
they
trying
were
to.
chasing a Russian. Yeah,
Okay.
Is that the least helpful?
I know.
Maybe it did give it away for me in an unintentional way.
Oh, okay.
Because based on the last name and maybe something you can find in the woods, is he Polly Walnuts?
Yes,
Yeah,
you got
ding,
it.
ding, 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 ding.
Okay.
One for
we-
one.
We need
All
to have
right,
like a
Okay,
success.
so 1 for 1.
Yeah.
Okay, 1 for 1. All right. Here we
Next
go.
up.
Up next. This is okay. This one again.
You
I
know
think is
this?
the giveaway. Isn't this Big Pussy?
Yes.
Oh wow.
Sal Bompacero. Yeah,
Yes,
Right.
that's his real name.
Yeah.
Is his FBI name.
Oh man, spoiler.
Yeah.
He's an informant.
Yeah, honestly, that's a big angle with the mob.
It's-
Like
yeah,
a lot of them.
it's
but
hard-
you know what?
It's hard to
actually-
not drop spoilers on this.
Yeah.
It's actually kind of funny because I think to that.
Damn, that's
end,
actually a big spoiler for him, man.
because like
This is it's a devastating moment when
yeah,
he finds
no,
out
no.
that,
But
you
see,
know, he
this
turned.
is like where the pop culture part comes in because like to
Okay.
me, like this is like Game of Thrones Red Wedding, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a very. I
yes,
mean,
yeah.
okay, yeah. Also, spoiler, but he does get he does get assassinated.
Yeah.
and
By
it
the
is a
way,
very
if you haven't
heartbreaking
seen
scene.
The Sopranos, we're about to drop some spoilers. Yeah.
Oh
Right.
yeah, that's. I mean, yeah.
It's
it
been
is what it is.
it's been 30 years, guys.
Okay,
Yeah.
here we go.
You got time.
This is the first one that I definitely do not
Okay,
know who this
so-
Oh
is.
yeah, this is.
And
tough.
who am I
Yeah.
talking for here?
So hopefully you can get both, but you are trying to get you are trying to get the man in this photo.
Right, right.
He runs so Tony Soprano runs Jersey. This
Okay.
man runs New York. Yeah.
Mm.
He runs the New York
Oh.
mob.
Okay.
Yeah, this is towards the later season.
And that is wifey there next to
yeah,
him.
yeah.
Okay.
Who they do make
Yeah.
jokes about, and that does lead to.
Well, unfortunately,
quarrels.
someone in Tony's crew
And did
makes
you
a
name?
joke about
Do you
it.
have like the wife and him?
I
both
only
in
have the
this?
guy's name on this. Yeah.
Got it.
I don't
Okay.
even remember what her name is, unfortunately. It's been a while.
Okay.
Again, I've only watched it once, like 10 years ago. So
Yeah.
Oh, this is all right. I'm going to go with Silvio Dante.
Ooh.
I
I put Johnny Sack on there, right?
you did.
Okay,
Johnny
okay.
Sack.
So that's
Yeah.
Johnny Sack, and
That's
that is
Johnny
wife
Sack.
Ginny. Yeah, that is
Ginny
wife.
Sack. Johnny and
Ginny,
Ginny
yeah.
Sack. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
It's funny. I was eyeing Johnny Sack because I was just like, it sounds like such an old school like Italian mobster name
Sure,
that would
yeah,
be
yeah.
like the counter to a Tony Soprano.
Yes, yeah. No, that's
Yeah.
a good call.
to be fair, they all have exactly the names that you would expect to have. That's what
right,
makes
right,
this
right.
game compelling.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, up next.
up. So, in real life, he's.
I
part
recognize
of,
this guy
Yeah, he's part
from
of
the show.
Springsteen and the E Street Band.
Oh,
And,
wow.
That's right. Yeah,
on the
that's right.
show.
Oh, this is Max Weinberg. No, sorry.
On the show,
Okay.
he's the number 2 to Tony Soprano. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and he's in all the seasons. Yeah.
He's the number 2 to Tony. He's the consigliere. Yeah.
Oh, he's the consigliere. Okay. okay.
Yeah. Yeah. He
Oh,
has
man.
asthma. Yeah.
Oh, he's Jerome Chang. All right.
He's asthmatic is the worst hit ever, man. He's asthmatic.
I'm gonna go with. This is tough.
This
I'm
is
gonna go
so
with
fun.
Christopher Moltisanti.
No.
Oh, Silvio
This
Dante.
was Silvio Dante.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
All right.
Silvio Dante.
Oh man,
Yeah.
All right.
that's heartbreaking.
Great character. Great
That's
character.
heartbreaking. Yeah.
Okay. Up next, we have.
I'm sorry, man. Even just looking at him is very funny, man.
Up next, I'm just gonna shoot my shot here because I think I know who this is. Is this Uncle Junior?
This is Uncle
This is
Junior.
Uncle Junior. Yeah. And what's his relation to the family?
He is Tony's uncle.
He's Tony's
Yeah.
uncle, but he's also Tony's like chief rival. Many different moments.
Oh
He's
my
always
god.
because there's a lot of family quarrels, but I
Got
feel
it.
like no one more than Uncle Junior. Also, I'm sorry, the image alone. One of the fun facts that gets revealed with him is He enjoys cunnilingus.
Oh yeah. But this becomes like a whole like plot point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll call him a sushi eater. It's crazy.
Oh my god, they call him Derek Fisher. Yeah.
This next one,
man.
I think I know who this is already.
Okay,
Yeah.
take
This
a
is
guess.
Tony's sister, Janice Soprano.
Yes,
Yeah,
Janice.
very
Janice,
good, very
another
good. How did you know
iconic
Janice?
character.
I think it just like, there are only so many women characters on the show, so it's like not hard to like pull that out. Yeah.
Okay, fair.
Iconic character.
Yeah. Also, honestly, also joint biggest Tony hater is his sister.
really?
And,
My God.
His sister, his mom, and his uncle actually are all.
I feel
three very
like
strong
that's a
candidates.
common Italian mob story that like your closest haters are your direct family.
Yes,
Yeah.
and that is a repeated theme in every single season.
Iconic.
Yeah.
She also, she
She
has one of the greatest scenes iconic of killing another character.
Oh yeah. That's
Oh,
right,
wow.
That's right, yeah.
Okay.
But she's not really like involved in the family business in that sort of way. She's more like almost like a Lady Macbeth kind of style figure.
Got it.
Yes.
But really messy.
Yeah.
Okay.
More than Lady Macbeth somehow. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why this photo's killing me?
Is that Steve Buscemi?
Yeah, so it's
is,
Steve
absolutely.
Buscemi.
Oh my God.
He is, I think, cousins with Tony Soprano, and
Okay.
during the show, he comes back from prison
Yeah.
and tries to get back into this life of crime.
I do not know at all who he plays in this. I'm gonna go with Artie Bucco.
Tony Blundetto, Tony B.
Tony Blundetto.
Yeah.
Tony Blundetto sounds like an alternate name for Ghostface Killer.
Yeah, yeah. So it was confusing because they had to do Tony S for Tony Soprano and Tony B
That's
Yeah.
funny.
for Blundetto. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a wild card. He doesn't. Yeah. Well, actually, most of them are wild cards. I want to say.
Yeah.
Next one.
I
Joseph
don't know why these
Cacharo.
are all killing me.
Joseph Cacharo.
This character,
It's like Chris Angel, but Italian.
this character had a crush on Tony's wife, Carmela.
Okay.
And then
I
she
sent you a photo of a
reciprocated.
Carmela tee.
Yes.
She reciprocated?
Well, they were circling each other, but nothing ever happened. Yeah, but they definitely have feelings for each
They
other.
had feelings. It was
Okay.
emotional
Yeah.
cheating. Is what
Okay.
I think that's
Yeah.
called.
Yeah.
Okay.
Carmela
And then he
Anthony.
eventually fled back to Italy.
Okay.
Yeah.
That might have helped on this one because, but okay, I don't know if there's anyone in this list that could possibly be named Furio. I would assume it was this person.
Yes.
This is Furio.
Yes.
This is Furio.
This is
This is a
Furio
Furio
Junta.
ass.
Yes.
This is a Furio ass looking person.
This is Juntao. This is
Shouts to Leon in the lab in the chat. Saw Leon at Glizzlemania.
yeah, Furio.
He's
man.
rocking
Furio
a sick
was a great-
Devin Travis red Jays jersey. Damn.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but Furio was an all-time character. Yeah,
Yeah.
he legit had a crush and then fled to Italy because he knew Tony was gonna find out. And
Right.
That's so funny.
It was pretty. He was pretty great though. He was like the true Italian base because everyone else was like Italian American.
And he
was,
would
he's like
beat
their
up-
mainland.
right.
Actually, he's their mainland.
he really is.
Oh, that's crazy.
He really
That's
is.
crazy.
Jeremy Junta.
Oh my god.
Jeremy Juntao.
Oh my goodness.
Juntao.
Can you guys please upload this pod within 30 minutes after we're done so I can listen to it when I'm stuck in traffic to
Okay,
Markham?
I'm so sorry.
Holy.
Send you the
All right.
file.
Who is this guy? I recognize him from the show, but I don't know who this is at all.
So he runs a restaurant that
He's
Tony's
good friends
family
with Tony.
frequents.
Okay.
And his restaurant actually gets burnt down, spoiler, in the very first episode.
Right.
Okay.
You can't spoil the pilot, man. Come on, dude. it's not even a thing.
Okay, I'm
But
between two
it
people.
was burnt down for the purposes of saving him.
Yes.
Yeah, and making him
because there was a lot of
motivated,
mob
but mostly
activity
saving him,
happening at his
Yeah,
restaurant.
yeah.
Okay.
And his restaurant's name is Vesuvio's. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm between two names, and he might not be either, but I'm gonna
Okay.
tell you what those two names are. I think
Okay.
he's either Artie Bucco or Christopher Moltisanti.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go with Christopher Moltisanti.
Oh, it was Artie Bucco.
Was it?
He looked like an Artie.
He does look like an Artie
Yeah.
Bucco. I should have went with my.
Yo, why is the mustache? The
I
mureness
should've
of
gone
his
with my
face
gut.
is so good.
These photos are actually hilarious.
Jesus Christ, this is killing me.
The
These are
last-
all from like Sopranos PDO. Whatever.
The last one I know already. because this is Tony
The GOAT.
Soprano's psychiatrist. This
Yes,
is Jennifer Melfi, right?
Yes,
sir.
this is
There you
Dr. Melfi. So,
Dr. Melfi.
There we go. Yeah,
right.
I
Is
thought
that
you
everybody?
did-
He
you-
didn't even get Christopher. We never showed him Christopher.
No, because 5 of the names aren't on the thing. Because he got 15 names.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Look,
yeah,
Christopher.
yeah.
Look, is Christopher a
True.
notable?
So
funny
Christopher is a
Arguably,
notable
like,
character.
The second most famous
Iconic
character.
Who else?
He's Michael
did we not show?
Imperioli.
Yeah, Ralph.
Oh, that's who Chris. Right.
Yeah.
I do
Yeah.
remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's with Adriana.
Yeah, he's with
He is with
Adriana,
Adriana,
which we
yeah,
also
yeah.
didn't show you.
Yes.
Right.
We didn't
Shout
show
out
you
to
Mikey Palmisi, who was just like a random thug from season.
I was gonna say that was deep cut.
That
man.
was a
Okay.
deep cut. That was for the
Is
heads.
Ralph Cifaretto Joey Pants?
Joey Pants, yeah, it's
Yeah,
Joey
yeah,
Pants.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, like,
and
yeah. So some of these
That's,
I remember
that's
because
pretty good.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I think
You did
Sopranos.
pretty good. Yeah.
I think Sopranos cracked pop culture obviously so much that like you can't help but know a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
Like you're just gonna know it, but it's cool to go.
yeah,
through
to
the
see
rest.
like I'm like, oh, Joey Pants is on the
Yeah.
Sopranos.
So the next version of this game, next time we'll have 10 wrestlers for Will.
Oh yeah, no problem.
That's right.
And he
That
has to
sounds
guess
great.
the names.
Absolutely.
And then the following one, you guys will pull up 10 white album covers, white music album covers.
Oh,
Yeah, I think we're gonna go like
and I have
indie?
to guess the
Oh,
track,
yeah, yeah.
and I have to guess the
Yeah,
album
yeah.
name.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not just the artist, the whole album name.
Yeah, so I have to guess.
Okay,
the album
okay,
name,
okay.
So
I don't think let's
Ooh.
do album name because the artist might give away like if you recognize the artist.
yeah. No, that's true.
Yeah.
That's
Okay,
true. So we'll do it
okay.
that way. But yeah, that's it. That's it. We did it. Draft coverage tomorrow. Come out to Courtside Restaurant.
That's
if you're
right.
RSVP'd.
Yeah.
We're looking forward to seeing you there.
Mm.
And yeah, thanks for hanging with us. Thanks for listening for the
Hey,
3.5 hours. We did it.
I
We
hope
did
we
it,
burnt your whole
Joe.
afternoon with this, man.
Yeah. This is
Congrats
a perfect.
to our heart out at 3.
Oh yeah. Oh, well, there was a hard out at 3. My bad, guys.
We did it, Joe.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, Will, you want to close this out?
Yep. Thanks everyone for listening. This has been the June Banter Pod. Listen to it at your leisure. Oh my goodness.
Hold up.
Rob.
Hold on, player. Hold on, player.
Oh,
Holy
hold on.
shit.
Shout outs to Rob, our
Oh,
man
man.
Rob, with
Yo.
the $399.
How do we collect this money? I actually need to know this. 'cause where's this
Donation.
going? Yeah.
Hey.
Rewire that directly to me, and I will be going to Coldplay by myself.
Oh, you know he'll get you to Coldplay, man.
Oh man.
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
he's gonna
Thank
have
you,
you singing
Rob.
Yellow.
That's
man.
very nice.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, big shouts to Rob.
what's
One of our
that?
best supporters, honestly. Actually, one
No,
of the coolest
Rob.
things was when Alex left Sportsnet and we hosted a farewell party, obviously at Hong Shing, of course.
Yeah.
Rob bought out he like legit bought out like the first
He opened a tab for the bar, man.
he opened a
That's
tab for the
crazy.
bar,
Yeah.
bought us top
Yeah.
shelf Baijiu, and I don't even know. That was just a really, really nice gesture, man. And everyone there
we
was able to have a
always-
really good time. Partially
Super
because of
generous.
No, we
Always.
always appreciate Rob, and everyone else. Like, everyone. Like, I'm glad you guys enjoy this content. We're gonna keep doing it into the off season, all that stuff. So we're
Yeah,
excited, man.
right.
Yeah. But first
So-
draft, free agency,
See
summer.
you guys at the draft
so still
party
basketball. still
tomorrow.
basketball.
Live show during the draft. Live show during day 2 of maybe day 2 of the draft. Maybe a live show. But we'll
So I crawl back. Sorry,
It will
I'm
be
just
it will
singing
be just
Coldplay.
with Will and me. Yes.
yeah, there you go. So thanks everyone for listening. This has been the Hello and Welcome podcast presented by Betway and of course Mr. Robert Marash. And we'll catch you next time.